charge.
We have 5 p.m.
Hello.
coffee.
We are live. Hello. I don't know if anyone's here. Okay, see, go post it. Can you post it? I don't have a mouse. Go post it in the correct
Oh yeah, I'll post it. I need to take
Tag
my
everyone when you post it.
Yeah.
Be sure to tag it. I want you guys to know about 3 hours ago, I said, Casey, there's something we forgot to do. And she was like, what is it? And I was like, we forgot to promote this live show at all. No scheduled tweets all freaking week. I was like, Casey, go tweet now. Go.
Do it.
Listen, we should not have had a live show during NaNoWriMo. I'm just telling you it was a mistake, but we're here. We're going to write it out. 3 people are here. I don't know who you are. Come say hi to us in the chat. 4 people. Who's here? Come say hi. Yeah. Josh is here. Hello, Josh. Hello. Welcome to the party. There might be 2 whole brain cells within this group, but we're not really sure.
It's not here.
Not here. You can take your guesses who has the brain cell. We're playing like hot potato with it. Who has the brain cell at this moment?
Comment who you think it has it, and we'll tell you at the end if you win.
Yeah, comment who you think has the brain cell, and then at the end we'll tell you. Spoiler alert. It's not me.
Huh?
What do they win if they guess correctly?
I don't know. Do they get the brain cell? Do we hand it off?
They cast the brain cell on.
They just get the satisfaction. Listen, I'm not even a real person, so.
It's true. You're an illusion.
I'm an illusion.
You're a pretty illusion.
Oh, thank you. I don't feel like it.
I feel like I'm gonna vomit, so it's fine.
Well,
We got this.
Yes, hello.
So much.
Spence in the chat. That sent me. Wow.
Hi.
Spence like, I'm gonna get those watch hours up. I'm going in.
Oh, thanks, YouTube. I know we're live.
Oh, it didn't tell me, did it? Oh, it did. Oh, I muted my phone.
It did.
That makes sense. It did. Oh, I forgot to refix my tweet. Let me just go retweet your tweet real quick.
Just retweet.
We're on top of this.
We are.
Well, my we're live tweet went off an hour early. Casey's like, we're not live. Delete. I was like, oh shit.
Oops.
So spoiler alert, I don't have the brain cell. It makes it easier for you to guess at the end of the live show. It's not me.
I knew you were taking pictures too, and I was like, I hope she sees this within like a minute because
I literally had just picked up my phone to
confused.
see what time it was because I was like, I have no idea how long I've been trying to take these pictures. And that was right when you sent the message, so I deleted it like immediately. Good timing.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how is everyone doing?
I'm about a 5.
Like a 2.
I was about to say a 2. If I'm gonna be generous and not put myself in the negatives, I'll put myself at a 2.
But
2 out of 10.
I think my Excedrin is kicking in, so I might go up. We'll see.
Oh, nice.
I think I'm gonna go down, guys.
That's why I went up. All the Dayquil.
If you drug yourself enough, you
Drug.
won't know.
Exactly.
I'm a solid F out of 10.
Yeah, relatable.
I feel that.
Okay. Friendly reminder: we will have full spoilers for Words of Radiance and Edgedancer in this live show. Nothing past that point, please, in the chat. And we will obviously, there's all Stormlight spoilers up to that point. Maybe also other cosmere spoilers. I probably actually just warning there.
Err on the side of caution.
Err on the side of caution if you haven't read other cosmere works. We might have to reference a thing or two, at least a thing. We'll get to that though. We'll get to that.
Singular thing.
We're gonna get to that at the end. We'll save that for the end.
Yeah, it's in the
this is
discussion
like, please come and watch our live show. Yeah, please get in the comments. But if you haven't done this, and this, leave.
Ow. Listen, I just want to protect the babies. I don't want to spoil the babies.
But some people like spoilers, so if you're one of those weird people that likes and enjoys spoilers,
you can stay, but I'm judging.
You can
I'm
stay.
I'm kidding.
I won't.
You can stay, and I feel you because I am the person that enjoys spoilers.
I'm judging you, Jess. No,
I do
kidding.
too.
I'm always judging.
I don't enjoy them.
Blind,
I don't.
blind for 10 months.
And you better fucking stay that way, Max. I will come for you. No, I'm just kidding. I have been yelling at kids. Everybody's been good for the last few months, but like in the early days, I was like, you have to behave for Max.
Hi, Haley.
Hi, Haley.
Bye, Haley.
Hi, Haley. One day you're gonna read Stormlight. I promise. It's gonna happen.
Bye.
I hope you're having fun, whatever you're doing.
What are you doing?
I assume
feel
you're
like
still working.
You having screamed at everybody has enriched my experience of this series.
It's my purpose in life
Yeah.
this whole year is to protect Max from the spoilers. But yeah, we
love
haven't had
it.
any issues with that in
I
recent
don't think
times.
so.
Not a single one.
But there was
I
there was a
can't
there was a couple of big ones in the early days. But I think Max got saved from all of them. I think we got there before Max had to see.
Mm.
You like my safe hand bottle? Listen, this is the only thing my safe hand can do is grip this
That's the only-
damn water bottle. This is useless, guys. Let me just tell you, not a fan of the safe hand. It's stuck in my wig. Not a fan of the safe hands. But it's like completely sewn shut. My boyfriend's mom, by the way, did all the sewing work on this dress, which like I'm not going to show you. There's more to it. You'll see it in the vlog.
It's really cool.
We took technically 3 dresses and stitched them into one whole thing. So
That's
and
amazing.
my boyfriend's mom, just phenomenal. I love her. I was like, by the way, we need to close the sleeve on this side. It's like a weird cultural thing in the book. And she's like, okay. And I was like, don't question it. It's called the safe hand. Don't ask me why. Like, can I talk to you about the naughty hand?
The naughty
But
hand.
she didn't really question. She was just like, okay, like how long does it need to be? I was like, whatever.
By the end of this video, that is going to be one sweaty hand.
My sweaty,
Right.
naughty safe hand. It's fine right now. It's this very like thin, like satiny, silky material, so it's not like bad.
Okay.
But
okay.
it might. I haven't been wearing it for that long. We'll see how it goes. We also have no idea how long we're going to be here.
I will
Right.
say, if you guys watched our NaNoWriMo kickoff, you might recognize the wig Brie is wearing.
I had to wear this wig when I cosplayed Casey's character from her NaNoWriMo. This is how it's going. Well, you guys know I'm writing a book right now, written 40,000 words, and I'm forgetting how to do words. Speaking and writing them. But yeah, I wore this wig for our Halloween NaNoWriMo kickoff party.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. I was like, I hope no one questions why I have like a redhead wig a week before our Words of Radiance live show.
Don't worry about it, guys.
I did tell
Don't think about it.
2 people. I think Spence, I told you who we were cosplaying as. You got that info early. And then I think Eli got the deep dish as well. I told Eli. So
I didn't not think about that.
I love that phrasing. Thank you, Josh.
Mm.
Joyous. All right. Is there anything we need to get out of the way before we just dive on in?
No
Did the whole
spoilers.
spoiler discretions.
Yeah, and no spoilers past Edgedancer. We're not doing that. I will
No.
ban you.
You will get banned. Casey's in charge because I'm too light-eyed to deal with these problems. I'm just gonna sit back and let
Casey's got the
Casey
big
do it.
red button.
The big red button. Smash.
I will put this over my keyboard and it will be fine.
There we go.
And then what else? I have a plan
Introductions.
in the other tab.
Oh right, introductions. That's how we do
Look,
these things,
I think
guys.
we know who has the brain cell.
Not me.
No, it's not.
Casey, you want to kick us off?
Hello, I am Casey. I am half of the channel you are currently on. It's great to see you. I think the only people here already know us, so that's great. I'm currently dressed as Vale, so I'm not even a real person. And that's it. Bree, go.
I'm the other half of Books Before Death here, where you are on this channel, and I am Shaylin Devar, and that's all I got for you right now. I'm not doing great. I don't have the brain cell, so I'm going to pass it right on over to Spence here, who's probably got more brain cell than me. Take it away.
I'm Spence from the channel Sphinx Reads. I do book reviews, book tags, and discussions. I tried to be patterned, but it didn't turn out as well as I'd hope. On to you, Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jessie from the channel The Bookish Mom. I talk about sci-fi, fantasy, and all things in between. And I also do not have the group brain cell today. But on to you, Katrina. Woo, other way. See?
We're doing great. We're doing great. I'm Katrina Ames. My channel is just my name. So you can find me at youtube.com/Katrina Ames, spelled out nicely here-ish.
Yeah,
And I do young adult, contemporary fiction, sci-fi, nonfiction, whatever I can get my hands on, because everything I read I get from the library because I am poor. And here we have Max.
Hey, I'm Max from Max Reads. My channel is single book reviews and some other stuff, and I read whatever I want.
And everyone's links to their channels are in the description down below. So once again, if you are not subscribed to these lovely people, go do so right now.
Yes. And we are missing Steph because she had some stuff going on.
Steph had some stuff going on, so we don't get a Steph for this month. But go subscribe to her too. She's in the links. She's
great.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Where's our documents?
I have it open. I'm so prepared.
I love that we have a document and we're still slightly chaotic.
Yeah.
I mean,
We never truly lose the chaos.
Okay, so we're starting with part 1, a light. And the first topic I think we wanted to talk about was Yasna or Jasna, depending on which European language was the first one you learned.
Jasna with a J. Thank you very much.
Jasna with a J.
That's what
Oh,
I
yeah.
went with too.
Yes, Max coming out of my back.
I got your back on J. On the J's.
I'm fine with either.
I'll allow you being fine with either and not picking a preference.
I'm with Spence on this one. I speak like 3 languages now, and I don't know how to keep any of them straight.
I would just like to point out, if any of you ever meet my cat and you call her Yasna, you will get kicked out of my house.
We
I
won't
will take
check.
that much offense if you call her Yasna. Her name is
Illegal.
Jasna.
It's illegal.
She's a very good cat. Anyways, continue.
Yeah.
I think we're
I will,
talking about like the whole thing that goes on in the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, if
Yeah.
anyone's here and doesn't want spoilers for Words of Radiance, back the fuck out right now.
Right?
We're diving
Yeah.
on in. So
We're going.
Jasna dies at the beginning of the book.
That, when I read it, I was like, what?
It's just
The
so early.
hell just happened?
My
Yeah.
favorite thing is watching people be like, "There's no way she's dead. There's no way
Yeah.
she's dead," and then getting like deeper in the book and then being like second guessing themselves. And they're like, "She's
Yeah.
not coming back, is she? She's
That was
actually
me.
not coming back, is she?" And then
Yeah,
it gets to the
yeah.
end, and
That
it's
was
like,
me.
it's
That
just,
was
it's like
me.
so fun. It's like my favorite thing watching people go on that little journey.
So are
That
we
was-
talking about her in the prologue first?
Oh, we
yeah, we
should.
do.
The
Oh,
Jasna
yeah.
prologue?
We do. We should talk about the prologue.
Oh, yeah.
With the backwards shadow.
A backwards
Yes!
shadow. That's heavy breathing. Okay.
So I have theories about this.
I'm gonna let
This
this slide.
backwards
Okay.
shadow, Jazz.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So I think that because Axes had the backward shadow as well,
Uh-huh.
and Axes was doing magic without any kind of focus, I think.
Without any kind of. Okay.
Yay, nay, but so was
I'm not gonna say
Jasna,
anything.
because she doesn't use the soulcaster. Obviously, she does stuff without the thing in her hand. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that the backward shadow is a symptom of being closer to the cognitive than everybody else, where everything else is backwards.
Oh.
I'm gonna say you got the brain cell. That's what I'm gonna say to that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
We will not fully.
It seems to
confirm
freak
that.
her out though, like she's not expecting it, because her shadow goes backwards and she's like,
In the prologue, that's a good 6 years before present day Jasna. So
She doesn't know
she's-
what's going on.
she doesn't know what's
Yeah.
going on. She's having a time. She's having a time of it.
But she learns quick.
She does learn quick.
She does. She's like, okay, time to figure this shit out.
How does
Buckle up.
everyone feel about watching Gavilar die for the second time?
Loved it.
Loved it. Yeah, 10
Good.
out of
I'm
10.
glad. I'm glad. That's the correct answer.
That is the correct answer. Yes, I sure hope you did because
That's all we're gonna say.
I'm gonna say.
I was wondering off the back of that Jasna thing. I was wondering, do Spren cast shadows?
I do not think they do.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna say that I don't think they do because I know that one at some point, I don't remember if it's in Wave Kings or in Words of Radiance, but Kaladin like specifically notes how like Syl, while she looks like she's like kind of like a glowing light, she doesn't actually like produce light. So therefore,
Okay.
I don't think that they would like have like I don't think so. I'm not like 100% sure right now. Again, the brain
Because they
cell's
don't
not
have
here.
like a physical presence.
Yeah, they
which
don't have,
would
like, a
be what
physical
we
presence.
shadow.
My
Yeah,
guess
so I'm gonna say no.
is that they don't, but also that they're a Shadow's friend, and since the shard blades are there is a form, those have shadows.
I mean, yeah,
They're too cognitive. They're
Too
too ready for their own good.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Sure, they're pretty cognitive.
Pretty cognitive, very coggy, very coggy. Sometimes you're coggy. Don't worry about it.
I did not accept for a moment that Jasna was dead. Like no. I was like, you already fooled me in Mistborn, Brandon Sanderson.
I
There you
kind
go,
of
there you
thought
go.
I kind of thought that he would leave her dead, and then have it so that in the subsequent books there were flashbacks that would make her death more impactful on a reread. Do you know what I mean? I kind of expected that.
I will.
You know-
I will just say now that there will a point be some flashbacks you get from a character who's already dead at some point in the future of the series. So
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
So that-
leave that for you.
Yeah.
We love having our hearts torn out and stamped on.
I know.
Yeah.
The
Always.
fact that we know now who like the focus like flashbacks are for all of the books that are not out yet, and we're like, oh, that means they survived to book 8 or whatever. And Sanderson's like, no, that character can die in book 2, but we can still tell their flashback story if it's important. Like,
Can you tell us
No.
now, or is it spoilers?
do you want to know? Because I could tell you who
Like-
all the flashbacks
I
are.
already know. I looked it up.
Oh,
Like,
who
whose
all the
book is which
flashbacks
book?
are?
Do you want to know who they are?
Yeah, go on. I'm interested.
Yes.
Wait, can I tell them all? Wait, hang on, let me think for a second. Can I say the last one?
Yeah.
Why not?
Can I?
Is it? I mean,
Well,
whatever.
wait, maybe
I mean,
not. I'm a
do you know
little
what I'm talking
hesitant.
about, Casey? I'm not talking about the one that makes me cry. I'm talking about the other one.
Do
I
you
don't
think
know.
I should know? Do you think I should
I
know?
don't think Max should know.
Okay,
personally.
all right.
I,
I said
I'll
that
trust
the wrong
Spencer's
cat,
judgment.
Casey, but that one. Because I feel like we don't really have that yet. You know what I'm saying? Look at the chat. I just sent you a message.
I know. I thought. I
Okay.
don't know. I feel like.
I mean,
I
I'll say it's
feel
a
like
character. One of them's a character you don't really know yet. I guess it's not gonna like kill me to tell you the name, but that's what I'll say.
Why do I want to know that now?
Do you want me to know, or do you want me to be something like I post in the Discord, like under a spoiler bar, so you can choose
Yeah,
to
you
look at it
can
if you want?
spoiler it. You can spoiler bar it.
Okay, I'll post it in the Discord.
Because like I
Um,
really want to know now.
Okay, I'll post it in the Discord under spoiler bar, so like people who don't want to know don't have to look.
Yeah.
But it's I mean it's interesting to know ahead of time to like know who's coming, whose
Who's
flashbacks we're
looking for
getting. Yeah.
Yep.
Boy.
But yeah. Not for a long time.
Right.
So long.
We have a long ways till the end
All
of
right.
this.
What are we?
Anyways,
Oh, wait, there was one thing for the Jasmine dying thing that I wanted to just talk about very briefly, a little story I wanted to tell you, because it brings
It is the trunk.
yes,
it's
yes,
the trunk.
it's the trunk story.
It brings Bree and I so much joy. Our friend Alex was reading Words of Radiance, and she was
Mhm.
messaging us, and she, like everyone else, was like, Jasna is not dead.
She
Like,
was convinced,
Jasna's not dead. She was convinced.
but instead of
and
just being like accepting, like, okay, she's gonna come back, she was looking. She was looking everywhere. She was like, Jess is hiding in plain sight right now. So
So she was like, is this a Jasna? Is this a Jasna? And then that scene where Shaylin wakes up and the trunk is there, like she's patting
like, on the
beach
beach,
with
like
trunk.
she finds Jasmine's trunk.
She's like, is Jasna the trunk? And we were like, what?
Our friend literally, like, wasn't joking, thought Jasna was the trunk. And we were like, repeat, please, what did you just say? I'm confused. And yeah, so now it's just a joke with us all the time. We make fun of her for it because it's just like, is Jasna the trunk? Is this a Jasna? And it's like the funniest theory I've ever heard. Because so many people are like, yeah, there's no way Jasna's dead. Like, that's usually the instinctual thought.
Yeah.
Then people will kind of second guess themselves and then be shocked by the end when she comes back. But like, I've never seen someone be like, but is she the freaking trunk?
So anyway,
No body,
legit,
no
legit.
crime.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I mean, like, she doesn't actually die. It's not like she's resurrected. It's like, I mean, like, it's just Shaylin's a dumb bitch didn't think about it. 5 whole minutes.
she's a sentient trunk now.
A sentient
Like-
trunk.
It's like, oh, Jasna's teaching me about all these cool powers we have. Oh, Jasna just died. She's definitely dead now. That's how that goes. I'm gonna move on now.
So much happening.
Hmm.
Okay, what do we want to move on to next?
The Kaladin's role.
Kaladin's
We're going to
new
roll.
role.
I
Baby Kaladin.
Give us your thoughts.
feel like I'm the only one with like a dissenting opinion on it. I think.
Yeah, you're the only one who was
I'm
like,
here
I don't
for
like
it. I
Like,
love
what?
hot takes.
Can we talk about like why you're not into it, Spence? Because like all of us were like, yeah, like we like going down this path and like exploring this, and you said that you weren't really into it. So like, give us your thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, it's not really like a hot take. Like, yes, I know that it's like a step up, definitely. Like, I don't want him to be like Bridge Boy forever. Like, definitely, like it's a step
Aw.
up. But I don't know. There's something about just like I don't know, maybe like something that Dalinar says that like he has to be like content with like his current position, like despite like everything he's gone through. I don't know. Something about the whole thing just like doesn't sit well with me for some reason.
Okay.
I like it. I don't know. There's many reasons I like it, but I like it most because he's a soldier. But being a bodyguard is like one of the safest ways to be.
Yeah, like he goes over that a lot
Something
about
like
how this
that.
is like the best position his men could have. It's like the
Yeah.
most honorable, safest position. It's well paid. Like it's just like the best you could do.
Yeah, I think like just part of me just like felt like he deserved to be like a little bit more independent, but it does make sense that like because he's a soldier, he would want to be like a part of a group.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
And he's pretty
true.
independent. He's like in charge of so many of them.
I mean,
That is
he's,
true.
he's in charge of like all of it.
He is in charge of all of them.
Like literally. Yeah.
I love how it makes everybody kind of like face their prejudices though. Like, and I think
It's
a lot of
true.
us talked about that in, you know, our little thing that we
Yeah.
have going over there. Like, it makes everybody kind of be like, oh, well, like you were elevated to a position that you really shouldn't. And like
Yeah.
it's like a whole
The
thing.
dark-eyed captain?
Oh
What
my
do we do
God.
about this?
Like,
Gas shot.
With the slave brand.
It is just
yeah,
funny
with the
to
slave
like
brand
see.
that will not go away.
Yeah,
no
it is
matter
just
how
fun
many
to like
times
see
they
the
try to,
different
like-
people trying to like figure out how they're supposed to react to him though.
Yeah.
But it is fun when it's like all of like Dalinar soldiers and like the other like people in the guard who are just like super accepting of it.
Yeah.
They're just like pretty chill with it. They're like, dude, like you saved all of our friends. You know what I'm like? It's like we're cool with you.
This
And
is true.
I just love it.
Back to the
yeah.
Jasmine thing.
But she figures it out pretty quickly. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
she
say she has the whole book. She's learning this shit, and she just doesn't want to think. Maybe Jasmine did that too. Like,
It's
Yes.
not that
That's what.
soon after, because it's when she's healing her feet from like all the
yeah,
stuff.
it's very soon after that she
It's
starts
pretty
learning
soon
how to heal.
after.
Like it's pretty soon.
Oh, back in that little bit, can we talk about how cool the Xanthid is?
Yeah.
I know Spence will want to because it's Spen's favorite character of the book. So let's do
that
it.
was so cool.
I love
I'm
it.
really curious though,
Mhm.
because there were like it had the spren around it, the
Yes.
little spren. So I was thinking, oh, maybe it's like the big stuff has the spren, but then it's like, but then the sky eel had spren as well, and that's a teeny weeny little thing.
Mhm.
So I have no idea why some. Do
I
all
will-
animals have spren?
I'm gonna raffle you because you do get more information about this. I don't remember
Okay.
exactly where it comes, but you do
Okay.
get more. And if you're not satisfied, I will like go Coppermine to get you the laid out definitions of what's going on there because I do know what's happening there,
Okay.
but I don't know where or when it goes over it more in the books.
And we do, when we get to the fan art section, we do have some fan art of
We do
like,
have a Xanthid fan art. Yeah, we do have a
Oh
Xanthid.
really? Yay!
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have a good Xanthid fan
It's
art.
very
in the fan art
good.
section. Yeah.
I feel like that thing slots really nicely into the biology for me. So I was into that.
Yeah, I really like
I
the
love the
Xanthid.
Xanthid. Like,
I was like,
We have, like, a-
approve.
yeah, we
Max
have like a
stamp of
Google
approval.
Doc, and like I have a note there that I engage in Xanthid worship because
Yeah, I like
it's loaded.
when Spence ahead of everybody
Yes.
months ago. Spence was like my favorite character so far in Words of Radiance. Spence was like what 200 pages in at this point. And you were making your list, and you're like the Xanthid, and then I don't even know who was second because you put the Xanthid as number one, and
Yeah.
it just made us all laugh. But I was like, I accept this. I have like undying love for like one-off interlude characters that you never see again. So I get like getting attached
Same.
to something that's like just such a minor thing, but being like so wholeheartedly like into it. So
Yep.
yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna say something about Kaladin's new role.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh yes.
Just as we lull. So I think that it's true that him being in a position of power will force like other light eyes to confront how their discrimination and like systems of government hurts the majority of people. But I think it's just going to consistently re-traumatize him throughout like several years, which we saw play out in this book over and over again. And I don't think that's good for him. And I don't think it should be his responsibility to make everyone else feel more comfortable now that he's in a position of power. And he does it anyways.
He does it anyway.
He does.
That's my boy.
My boy.
Listen, in case y'all didn't know, Kaladin Stormbliss is my favorite fictional character of all time and will always be. So, don't love a fictional character more than I love Kaladin.
I will say to that note about the re-traumatizing, just for Afo.
Oh no!
I
always
liked
wrath, though.
Kaladin a lot more in this book
Yeah.
than in the last
Same
one,
here.
and I also like Shallan a lot more in this one. Than
I
the
like
last
Yes.
one.
How
Shallan
can you
a
not?
lot more. Yeah.
How can you
yeah.
not love Shallan here?
I think that was one of my notes. Is like I did not really like her. I didn't I didn't dislike her, but I didn't
Just
like really
neutral.
care.
Yeah.
In the
I was like
first one,
pretty
I was
neutral
like,
about
meh.
her in the first
Yeah.
one, but this one I'm like, yes.
She has grown a lot by the
She
time
has.
we
I
get
love
to
She
Words of
gets
Radiance.
like a lot more development in this book
Yeah.
because I mean like this not only is this obviously her flashback book, but she just
Yeah.
get more like focus going through the because she's just at the part where she's learning everything, whereas like Kaladin was doing that from the beginning of book one, so it's like she's kind of starting that here.
Yeah.
I wasn't too keen on the flashbacks though.
Buckle up.
Oh, no, but like
They're never
specifically the
No,
the
I know,
Shallan ones.
I know.
No?
Yeah. There were too many.
No,
I
I
mean-
lived for Shallan's flashbacks. Like
I like
literally,
I don't think I could talk about
like
this.
Words of Radiance for me personally would have been like a 4-star without Shallan's flashbacks. Like it made the book for me.
Okay.
Like I mean, we'll talk about this later, but like one particular flashback, I was like, man, I love Words of Radiance because of this particular flashback, and so
I
much
also-
emotion.
Yeah, I also struggle through the flashbacks, even if it's like characters I love or I see like what he's doing with the flashbacks. I'm still
Yeah.
like,
There's
I just
purpose
want to
there.
get back to the main story.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Like I get that, but I don't like enjoy them any less. And I do tend to enjoy them more on rereads just because it's like I know what's playing out and like getting to see how it's like how he's dispersing them and like what things he's choosing to show you when there's like obviously so much like they have a whole life that he's not showing, he's just showing key bits, and it's always interesting more interesting to be on a reread. But yeah, it does like I get like it does kind of slow things down because you're like, yeah, but like we were doing a thing and now we have to go back and watch Shaylin cry in front of the fire and make bad jokes. Like
Yeah.
I just
Bad
don't
decisions.
and bad decisions. Girl. Anyways.
Yeah, they can.
I felt that more with like the interludes, like even at
Yeah.
this point.
Interludes so much.
I love the interludes, but they're just like they're so disorienting because like it's a totally different like perspective and
Like,
like
I love them.
I get
love
that,
them.
but yeah, I
agree
love
with
them.
friends.
Like I understand the perspective of like, oh, it pulls me out of the story and it slows things down. But like I get that perspective, but not for me. Not for me. I'm like, yeah, the interludes, let's go. I fucking love the interludes.
Definitely, 100%.
I'm
The
excited.
thing with them for me
Yeah.
is like it felt disconnected, yeah, but it makes the world feel so much bigger.
Yes, it
Like
does.
just having like one tiny bit from someone who's like
Yeah.
200 miles away.
And a lot of
Yeah.
them are more relevant than you realize.
Yeah.
That's
what
I
I'm
really
saying.
hope
Some
Axis
of them
comes
aren't.
back.
Yeah, I think
I
I like
want
the
Axis to be a
interludes
main
more.
character.
I like the interludes more. Like when I reread the first two.
Mhm.
Like
They're way more
I
fun.
appreciated them more on a
Mhm.
reread.
Yeah.
But like the first, I was like, what is going on? Like I don't care about any of this. Like I just
Yeah.
wanted.
It can also be like really,
Main
I think,
story.
can be really throwing off to someone who's not also just like used to fantasy because I feel like that's not something that's done a lot in like other
True.
genres.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think this is a good like intro to fantasy.
Oh
books.
no,
Like,
it's definitely not. It's definitely not.
don't make it your first fantasy book. Just don't.
no.
Yeah, all these
Yeah,
like
same.
and all the characters are like so well developed, even though they're
Yeah.
like you get.
I know you
snippets
get
and stuff.
you get like 5 pages of somebody and you're like, when do we see this person again? I'm into it. I love this person. I want more. Can I just say, I would die for Yim the Shoemaker, my favorite
Me too.
interlude.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah,
shoemaker.
he was
I
cool.
did like
He
the
was cool.
shoemaker.
I
I will never not be bitter because he was just
Too
Taken
precious.
from us.
He might be
love
my
Lil.
favorite
Could've had
interlude
it all.
character.
honestly
Casey,
like he's
same
just
here.
the most like pure interlude you ever get. He's
He's
just
just trying to
helping
help
little,
some kids.
little boys get some shoes. Like he's just like he's just like, just tell me your story and you get free shoes, kid. Like I just love him.
I was like so mad at the end of that interlude. I was like,
Same. I also love Lift, but like that's a little.
We'll
We'll
get
get,
Oh.
we're gonna
We'll
have
talk
to
about Lift.
we're gonna talk about Lift after we get through Words of Radiance because
I have so many questions.
I
we
am
don't need to
so
we don't
well.
need to talk about Lift her interlude since we have Edgedancer to get
True.
to. So we'll save
Yeah.
that for when we'll do a whole
We'll
Edgedancer
do a
discussion.
full
yeah, I have a
Me
whole
too,
thing
me
about
too.
Lift.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
I was
her.
very disappointed in you, Spence. Just let you know. Your moms were very disappointed in your opinions, okay? We were banking on you. We were rooting for you.
We were rooting for you.
Like literally, Casey and I were like, we like to have fun and predict Spen's favorite characters and stuff from books, and we were
And
let
everyone's
down.
favorite characters really.
Oh yeah, we do that a lot.
Favorite
Like all of the crabs, all of you guys, and like some of like the main kids in the Discord who aren't like hosts,
Yeah.
who are new to it. Yeah.
It's just fun.
I feel like I have not met a cosmere character so far that I like more than Dalinar.
Daddy Dalinar.
Daddy
Oh,
Dalinar.
yeah.
That I'm pretty
Dalinar.
sure is one of my notes in this. It's just like telling me, like Daddy.
Yeah, it was. We saw it
was.
last night at some
I know. I
cafe.
was going through. I was like, oh, I haven't seen the stuff Jesse added, so we were just going through it. And I was like, Daddy Dalinar.
Daddy
Jesse
Dalinar.
gets it. My favorite thing is like it's a whole thing in the fandom. Like Dalinar is described as being like ugly as fuck. He's got like a brick for a face. It's like he's been punched one too many times.
But
He's
not
not
in her head.
handsome. But we're like, no. He's a hot
No,
dad.
no.
This is hot dad Dalinar. I don't know what y'all like. Like the fandom has done like a mess. The
That's
fandom
amazing.
is of the actual descriptions. We all are like, no, that's hot dad Dalinar.
He's
Right,
got
that's
like
how
a
that
10 out of 10 aura.
He
Like
does.
10 out of 10 vibe.
He
No,
gives
I
he
love
gives
Dalinar so
BDE.
much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Dalinar I
100%.
think is in my top cosmere characters. Like he's in probably top 5.
He's up
He's
there.
just like, I don't
There's
know if
just-
I like him as a person, but I love him as a character. Like he's so interesting and
Both
intriguing.
for me.
Same
It's
here,
both
yeah.
for me. It's both for me. There's layers
Sometimes
to
I
it,
wanna
but
punch him
Rafa.
in the face.
Bravo.
In
Dalinar's
part
probably,
1
like,
still. Sorry, go on,
Dalinar's probably
Spence.
the character that I'm probably the most like on the fence on.
Okay.
Like I don't know how I feel about him.
Okay. That's interesting. We'll discuss that in a future live show.
I know, I know.
Spence
Like,
being
the whole-
ahead of everybody.
So,
I feel like I'm either going to love him even more or there's going to be some kind of horrific betrayal that's going to break my heart.
I will tell
But
you right
we'll
now,
see.
I'm not quite sure. I haven't predicted what I think you're going
Yeah,
forward
we don't
to
know.
be.
I know. I'm
With
scared
what
of that
with what
too.
progressions
Oh.
there are, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So either way, I think we tried to predict. We're like, what do we think Max is going to think of this going forward? And we're just not sure. So you'll have to be sure to tell us.
I know.
All
I'm
you
scared.
got.
I'm scared going forward because this is my like last like.
I know you're not.
Reread.
You're fresh. You're a noob
I'm
after
fresh
this.
now.
Fresh now.
I will
Fresh
tell you,
dress.
Max,
I'm
I will
fresh
tell
and
you, Max,
frightened.
that there's a future chat that you'll see that I have like a prediction for you there, and I'm really excited to see like how you like how you.
Whenever
feel
I
about
go
that.
into a new chat, when I unmute it, I just like Control F my name and try and
I bet that was fun during the Mistborn months because
That's
Oh my God.
perfect.
you were on fire during those months, like predicting things left and right. It was so fun.
Speaking of Mistborn,
Uh-huh.
in part 1 and the whole way through this book, it talks about things with red eyes. Is that
It
Bands
does.
of Mourning relevant?
I cannot say yes or no.
Raffo.
Raffo.
Raffo to you, Raffo to us, Raffo
Robert
to
Everett.
everyone.
I
Raffo
will,
to the
I
world.
will say, what's happening here seems different.
It
I
seems
don't
good.
know that it's related,
Am I just seeing two
But-
red eyes and connecting
but
them?
the coincidence of red as a color and red being a thing,
Yeah.
probably not a coincidence. Is all I'm gonna leave it at that. We also have
Yeah,
to.
it
Oh,
must be
you guys
connected.
do. I told you guys this before, right? After we finished Bands of Mourning, I told you guys that all of Mistborn Era 2 takes place after Stormlight 5. You know that, right? Did I?
Yeah,
Oh no,
did I drop
I
that?
didn't know that.
Okay, so real quick.
That, I
tangent.
knew that.
Yes, Mistborn Era 2, all 3 of those books, and the 4th one that's soon to come, take place after Stormlight 5.
Okay.
So anything that's happening in those books is happening after what you're seeing happening here in Stormlight right now, which is confusing a little bit
Very
to think
confusing.
about. It hurts my brain every time I remember it, but it's just something to think about. So
It's fascinating.
Speaking of
chronologically,
timelines,
yes.
speaking of timelines and chronologically, do you know when Warbreaker is in relation to this?
No,
No, we
not
don't
like an
know.
exact. I don't have an exact. No, I do not. We're gonna touch on that. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna come back to it at the end. Okay. We're gonna
Because
save it for the
I'm
end.
really curious about
We're gonna-
like what's happening when.
Yeah.
Me too.
That was
buddy.
the same
Me
as
Yeah.
too.
Same. Oh,
Well, we know that it's before, right? Sometime before.
Not necessarily.
No, Warbreaker is before. It is before.
Yeah.
Warbreaker is
I
before.
can confirm that for you. That's
Yes.
we're
Okay.
gonna talk. We're gonna come back to that.
We'll
We're
get
gonna-
back to that.
We're gonna
Okay.
work through Words of Radiance. Then we'll talk
Okay.
about Edgedancer, and then we will talk about those
Warbreaker.
things.
Okay.
I'm
We
very,
have
I'm
to
very
talk about the
stressed, Brie.
I know. I was
We all
really
are.
excited. I was
Us
really excited. I
too.
was online when you finished Words of Radiance, and you were like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Yes, you're here."
Hell yeah.
And there's some other things we need to talk about that I don't know
Okay. Okay.
you know about. So we'll come to that at the end. Anyways, what else are we talking about, guys? I don't have- I
The
don't
writing
know.
on the wall.
I like
That
the
is
dramatic irony of a countdown. They're just fun.
Right? I mean, a countdown. Is
I
fun.
love
It's
a
like
countdown.
the end of the world's coming, guys. Let's scratch that into the walls. I wonder what it means. It's a fun time.
I
Just
love
nice,
it.
adds a nice bit of tension. Every
It's
few
so
chapters,
ominous.
it's like the dates are counting down, guys. What does this mean?
What is going on?
Honestly, it's super fun.
And everybody
love it.
trying to figure out like who's breaking into
They're
the
like,
room.
no one was in there, and like Dallin being like, did
You're
I do
like-
this? Like questioning himself, and it's like when you find out like what actually is happening, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like how, what?
But who
Yeah.
got in? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, a good time for all.
It was a good
Good
time.
time for all.
Yeah.
I think it was also around this part that Moash reveals to Kaladin about his plans to like assassinate Elokar.
I think
Oh,
that's in the
Moash.
next part,
is that
but
in the next one? I don't.
it's
okay.
somewhere in this book. So
Yeah, it's
like-
around this part. Yeah.
Part 1 is like 140 pages. It's really short.
Part 1's very short, so yeah, that's after
Yeah,
that.
it's
That's
too
definitely
I love how we think 140 pages is short though.
It's so
I
short.
mean, it's Stormlight.
It's Stormlight, but like
I just get my safe hand on Edgedancer really quick. Like this is Words of Radiance. This was Edgedancer. It's real funny to look at. Anyways,
It's great.
let me pull this back up because I don't know what we're doing.
Okay.
I'll just stop.
Part
Oh my
2
gosh, Jesse. So why do you hate Adeline so much?
Okay, hang on. Before we get into that, no, we're gonna save that for the end because I know it's gonna be a whole tangent. Because I already know Jesse's thoughts on this, and since it's not like a plot specific thing,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about that at the end.
We're
as
going to
well.
wait.
Okay,
I meant to bring this up before we went live because I was like, I know it's gonna be a whole thing that we have to get
it's the
into.
whole thing.
So let's save it for the end. So we're gonna come
Okay.
back to that, okay? Eli's here. Hello.
Oh, good. Hi.
Are we on the interludes now? Or are
Um,
we still in part 1?
I think.
It would be interludes. Yeah, the first.
Yeah,
three.
and I didn't put interludes in the doc, but yeah, interludes. In our first interludes, wasn't that Yim? Who's the first interludes? I don't actually remember.
The first interludes is the first time you see a Larkin, isn't it?
Is that Risen? Is Risen
Yeah.
the first
That's
interlude?
Risen.
Larkin.
Yeah.
Eshonai, Yim, and Risen.
And
Okay.
Eshonai. Yeah.
Yes.
The Larkins, I'm so confused about.
Raffo. That's all I can give you right now is Raffo. It's
Like,
Raffo.
I'm mainly confused about why they're the only thing on Roshar that flies.
Sky Eels
Sky
fly?
Eels fly?
Sky eels don't fly; they float. They've got
Yeah.
gas sacks.
That's true.
And
You know what?
however-
Technicalities. No, Raffo.
They're the only thing with wings that aren't birds, and birds don't come from Roshar. I think.
Raffo.
Yeah. We're gonna get to the chickens. We'll get to the chickens.
We'll get
We got a
to
lot
the
to talk
chicken.
about at the end of this lecture.
Yeah.
The chickens. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Casey?
I was going to say some people fly.
That's true. Yeah. I really hope that when they fly, they're flapping.
Oh, it's required. Kaladin just going through the air.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, these are
But
my
no,
wings. This is my storm.
I will tell you right now, my Raffo on the Larkin is not a Raffo like you're not gonna find out because I don't know yet. It's a Raffo because I do have answers that you will get in the near
Eventually.
future.
Okay.
Okay. So hold tight.
I feel
Be
like
strong.
now at this
You're
point
gonna
there
get
need
more
to be
information on
different
the
kinds of Raffos for me.
Okay. Do you want me to like classify? We have like a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 like levels.
Yeah.
Right. Like, what are all these
Okay.
raffos?
Okay. So you want to know if a Raffo is a like we don't know, we may find
Okay,
out.
so can we
like
have
I
like
don't know.
grade 1 Raffo is if you keep reading, you'll find out.
You will find out. Like you will learn something in relation to what you're asking.
Okay. Then a grade 2 can be a
Okay.
wob,
Okay.
Okay.
and then a grade 3 can be we still don't know.
Okay, we still don't know.
Oh,
Like I don't
I like
know.
that. I
No
like
one
that.
knows. We're all guessing. We're all waiting. We're all hoping. We're all
Okay.
dreaming. Maybe one day we'll learn.
I'm going to write
Okay.
this down.
I like
Write it
this
down because
system.
I'm not gonna remember this.
He's just
system.
like,
It's a good
okay.
system.
So that Larkin was a grade 1. Grade
Okay. All right.
1. Okay. Grade 1
Okay.
Raffo. I like that we have leveled Raffo.
I like the levels.
I love this evolution of the crab times. Okay.
It's getting more complex and rich.
Yeah.
Casey, I'm curious why you love Im? Is it Im or Im?
Yim. I say Yim. Yim.
It's the shoemaker man.
He's the shoemaker.
Oh, okay, right. Forgot his name
shoemaker-
already.
The shoemaker, when he's making the shoe for the little boy and darkness comes, kills him.
He's gonna be
Pretty
a light
freaking
weaver.
rude.
Right?
What was that?
No, he's not going to be a light weaver. He was going to be a
Truth
truth watcher.
Watcher.
Thank you. I know things.
Shh. Truth Watcher. Yeah. That's all we're gonna say about that.
Is there anything else in those
I'm
interludes?
going to come back to
I'm
you
looking.
later. I'll come back to
So
you
we
later.
have a good old big old Risen interlude. I love this Risen interlude so much. Risen
this is a
so
really good
great.
one.
I mean, you get to see the Isles, the moving giant creatures, the giant great shells people live on top of.
And Axie's hanging upside down.
Axes!
Yes.
Axes.
I
Oh my
love
god.
that. Yeah.
Yes, Axes.
I love that little brief.
Yes, I'm like, oh, my
Yeah.
boy, he's just popping in for a little cameo. He's still out here doing stuff. He's so great. I wrote Axie's my love on this page, just so you guys know. It's my
Oh.
annotation.
That would be interesting. Would there ever be a case where you'd want a Rapho grade 4? It's a spoiler to say how much you can or will learn.
That's a good one to add on there, I think, because
Wow.
Just in case.
because like kind of implying things feels like a spoiler. Like, you know what I mean? Like just saying you may or may not, like you're gonna learn or you're not gonna learn, or just wait. Versus like if I say anything, it's a spoiler. Like,
Okay.
oh, I'm losing hair.
Me too. I'm shedding like crazy.
Shedding like crazy. Oh yeah, that wig sheds bad, Casey. I don't know how it's still that thick. That's the same, by the way, Casey. The wig Casey's wearing right now is the same wig I wore from Blush Weaver back in February. Return of the Blush Weaver now has veil.
Oh yes.
That's my Blush Weaver wig. I just sent it to Casey in the mail.
She's real thick and heavy, so it's going
She's a
great.
thick and heavy woman.
I really appreciate how this sharing of cosplay also reflects the connections with the cosmere. So
I
beautiful.
know, right?
Yes.
Back to the Wordbreaker. Oh my. We'll come back to that.
You know, whenever I see a white cowboy hat, all I can think of is Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
I love that.
I was drinking.
Casey was not prepared.
I was like, I was not ready.
I
So
just
we
can't get over it. Sorry.
we have the Risen
Very
interlude,
cool.
in which, you know, she's kind of being tested as a merchant, as a trader.
Oh yeah.
And she fucks it up a little bit by jumping off of a cliff, basically. I love her so much.
Loved her for it.
Yeah, and then the island itself gifts her a Larkin. Can't say more about that, but Rapho
Maybe the Larkin are related to the Spren that hang around the big things. Because there were Spren around the island. Okay.
Good old Rapho. And then we start getting Esh and I POVs. We get Parshendi POVs. How does everybody feel about that? Getting to actually see
I loved the
from their
Parshendi.
I
perspective.
really like Ash and I.
love it. I'm
Ash
so
and I-
excited for it.
It took me a long time to like enjoy them. Like for the first probably 90% of it, I'm like, I don't care about the Parshendi. I just want my main characters. But they grew on me towards the end.
Yeah, I think it just adds so much to the story and to the world. Like
Mhm.
actually, not only just getting their side of things, but getting literal POVs from those characters in this conflict.
It was interesting because I felt like an Alethi who was super prejudiced against the Parshendi, but kind of coming to understand them towards the end. So
Yes.
I loved it.
I have a deep love for Esh and I. It's fine. It's fine. Oh no!
Oh.
Casey.
Nice.
Is it the neighbor? Is it happening right now? Okay.
In a minute.
You just say I'll carry it. You just keep clicking. I'm gonna carry this. You're fine. So, anyways, Esh and I, Parshendi. Any other thoughts we have on that? I'm just flipping through my book right now.
Yeah.
I really liked it because I think it helps build a strong anti-war message, because we see how war is ultimately destructive to every society that is a part of it, regardless of who's on the quote-unquote right side. And I like adding that nuance and complexity to it.
Yes, I agree. Eli, the context is that Casey has a crazy neighbor who's super crazy and screams in the hallways all the time, and has had the cops called on him a lot, and it's just very stressful because it's right across the hall from Casey, and it's just a lot.
That
it's
would stress
become-
me out as well.
It's become a weekly event, so
Yeah, it's been happening a lot for 2 months now. It's been a while. It's just a lot. Not a lot of context other than there's a crazy person in Casey's building, and it's fun. Yeah.
That's
Oh no! I love this.
I love that we're also
Max wishes a
commenting.
Condra ate him. Yes. What's happening?
I love
Right.
how on the Discord, like Sarah was just going off about how furious she was that like Parshenti have boobs.
Oh my. Okay.
I don't know. I really liked getting the Parshindy point of view, like especially because I'm the type of person that I want everyone's point of view in a book. Like I like
Yeah.
the villain point of view stories, like so much.
makes
Like
sense.
I always want like all
That's
of
why I
it.
liked Elantris so much.
Yes.
Eli, I see you in the Discord, and maybe now I'll float the idea at the end of the live show and see if Max wants that information or not. And then maybe we'll give him that information. Don't worry about it. It's just like a little tidbit of something that it's not really a spoiler, but you might enjoy it. So I'll float the idea vaguely before I tell you what it is. But
I love a tidbit.
we're saving a lot of stuff for the end of the live show, guys. We're gonna get through the meat of the book.
Yeah.
Max heaving. Okay, so I'm scrolling through our doc here.
Where are we?
We're now on part 2. We're on part 2. We're gonna part 2.
Gashalon's journey.
Shaylin's journey.
This is where I finally
Her
started
whole
liking...
journey to the Shattered Plains, basically, is what that was like entailing.
Yeah.
Yes.
The boots.
The boots. That's the end of the journey. Just jumping.
I'm disappointed in her.
I just want you guys to know I am wearing boots in this cosplay right now.
Yes.
Very cool.
Very important for you to know. I didn't take the boots off before we went live. I forgot to. Yeah. Anyways.
Part 2 is where I finally started liking Adeline. I really didn't like him, but like part 2, I really like him. I like him now that he's listening to his dad, finally.
You guys are so funny.
I went through a journey with him, okay?
Your journey ain't over yet, Jesse.
My journey's not over, but I'm on a journey with Adeline, okay?
You are. And I am expecting you to have a redemption arc.
I'm hoping.
I mean,
journey before destination.
Journey before destination.
Based on the things you've told me for the reasons why you don't like Adeline, which still don't make sense to me, I think you're going to come around by the end, okay?
I like him. I will say, I know we're going to save my rant for I like him slightly more. I like him more in this.
It's just, we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna come back to it. Okay, we're gonna come back to it. We're gonna come back to the rant. We'll get there. But yes, okay. So you liked Adeline more, and you guys liked Shaylin more. Katrina, you said you're very disappointed in Shaylin. Do you want to talk about that? I'm sure I know why.
Disappointed in her. First of all, very rude to steal the boots. It was just had no consideration.
It's not very nice.
She could have walked back. The caravan had shoes. She could have borrowed better shoes or just driven in the wagon.
Yeah.
It's not good. Also,
I will say, I mean, she was under a bad influence at the time. Okay, Tin was not exactly a good influence at the moment, but still, she made those choices herself.
Then we go on to the other reason I'm disappointed in her. She had a perfectly good, emotionally support mentor, and you know what she did? She immediately went to someone else who was sabotaging her emotionally. She was not being brought up to
She
be
replaced her Jasper with a
valued.
terrible person.
With a terrible
it's okay because she killed that person. She killed that person. Do we want to talk about that?
Right?
How many of you, I gotta know, how many people in this group right now were like surprised when Shaylin pulled out a sharp blade? Because I would like to tell you,
it was
it's basically,
before.
it's stated like not subtly multiple times in the Way of Kings, and almost everyone misses it. And I don't understand how, because it's there, but so many people, like it's not just you guys, so many people miss it.
What's stated in Way of Kings?
Shaylin having a shard blade. Like blatantly, it's not subtle. It's like the multiple times when she like references how she needs to wait 10 heartbeats, how she has a secret weapon, like all these things.
Yeah.
And it's like the first time she mentions it, it's really well done because it's before you really know much about shard blades, so you don't really know. The 10 heartbeats thing goes right past you, but then it keeps happening. But at that point, you're just like you're not paying attention. I don't like. There's like a mass like drug the entire fandom has when it comes to Shaylin. Because I don't know what Sanderson did. There's some magic in the words because like no one picks up on it. But you read it back and you're like, how did I not see this? It's mentioned like, basically on page like 5 times in Way of Kings.
Yeah.
When she first did it, I thought that she had like illusioned one.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I was like, like it was dispelled very quickly, but my initial thought was like, oh, she's illusioned a blade.
Okay. And then she put it through her body. And you're like,
she killed someone with
that's
it.
a little solid, ain't it?
That's
She
the
done killed
hardest
a bitch.
illusion I've ever seen.
I was like, I was like super suspicious of Tin from the beginning, but I really
Yeah.
love her as like an anti-hero. She's like really cool, even though like her part is like really short. I
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah. I agree. I liked her, but like hated her at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like I liked her,
Like-
but I also like to see her go.
Like she's fun to read in the moment, but you're like, but I don't want this to continue because it's like she's gonna derail Shaylin so fast, and we don't want to deal with that.
exactly.
So like it wraps up in exactly the time it needs to. It's like, okay, she's out of the way now. Shaylin's got to go do her own thing. But she's a fun character. Like not
Yeah,
like
she
you're
already
not
did
like
her
rooting for her,
damage
but
to
she's
Shalon.
fun.
I was
Yeah.
on this reread. I was so annoyed with her. I was like, please just shut up. So I did not have that experience this time around.
That's funny.
Can I got a Raffo in part 2. Can I clarify what grade of Raffo it is?
Okay, what was it? Because I don't remember.
This was a Raffo about why Jasna's Spren is called Ivory when nothing on Roshar produces ivory.
What grade Raffo is that?
Maybe it's because of the color.
How does she even know what ivory is?
I will say there is an explanation for why his name's Ivory. Like you do get that explanation on page, but I don't remember how detailed it is because I know where it's at, and it's a book I've only read 3 times. So it's not
only 3.
Only 3. Oh, I guess that kind of tells you which book it was, right? So you might get that answer sooner.
Okay.
Wait, is it
Grade 1.5?
I don't actually
Eli.
remember now. I'm questioning myself. Eli might know. I don't remember. I'm tired. I'll say. Okay. Well, it's the sort of rapper where it's like you do get more information, but I'm not currently in the state of mind to remember if it's the exact information you're looking for.
Okay.
So we'll come back to it, and then I'll see if there's some grade 2 Raffo Wobs. I'll look into it.
So my initial thought was that it was going to be the same deal as Wax and Wayne, like Wax and Wayne on a planet with no moons, haha. But like a little tiny black thing called Ivory, haha. No one gets it, but it's a joke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was like that kind of thing.
I distinctly recall an explanation. I just don't remember how much is in the explanation. That's all I'm gonna say. So we'll come back to it. If we get to the explanation, you're not satisfied, then we'll rehash it, and I'll go look and see what I can find for you. Okay, we'll come back to it. I know you're not gonna forget, and I know when it comes, you're gonna know what it is. Yeah.
You'll be like, oh.
Don't you worry. We will try to answer you as best we can. I regret.
I mean, I don't want to jump ahead, but Wendell is kind of Ivory-esque.
Is Wendell? I don't think so.
I don't.
He's viney.
Wendell. Ivory is.
Ivory is elephant tusks.
Yeah, elephant tusks.
Oh, I was thinking of like growing ivory.
Oh, you're thinking of Ivy.
Ivy?
Oh, Ivy.
Oh, wow. That's so true. I don't have the brain cell either.
Casey does not have the brain cell.
Spoiler alert.
We're narrowing it down really fast. We're all like, Wendell. I'm like, Wendell's not white. He's not like hard.
I was like, what are you guys talking about?
I guess he does. Like the vines do crystallize, don't they?
I mean, they do
crystallize.
He's crystally. He's not ivory-y.
That's not what I was talking
about. That's what I thought the connection you were making was, but I still didn't understand it. Because I was like, I think I get where you're going, but it still doesn't make sense. And that wasn't even where you were going, so never mind. Eli's having a time. He's like, oh my God.
Listen.
I'm sorry, Casey, we can't edit the live shows. That's for everyone to see.
It's fine.
Okay, let me look back at our doc. What are we talking about? Where are we? Who are we?
What are we on now? The politics?
We're still on Shaylin's journey. Did we get done with Shaylin's journey?
Okay, am I the only one that doesn't say Shaylin and says Shalon?
I say Shaylin.
No,
everyone makes fun of me.
Are you
I'm the only one in the world who says Shaylin except for Casey because I converted her with a knife to her throat. I was
threatened.
I said the whole way through the book, I said Shalan. The whole way through.
Yeah, you say a third weird way, which no one makes fun of, and I don't like that because people.
You just gotta say it confidently, then people will assume it's right.
Say it with confidence.
Thank you,
Eli. Get out of here, Eli. We don't want your opinion. No, I'm just Eli. I love you. My rebel.
We're counting on you if we need any mobs looking up because Bree has one hand. So please stay.
I can use my phone with one hand. Thank you very much. I can wob one-handed, Casey. Don't underestimate me. I also just might puke while I'm doing it.
I mean, whatever. It's fine.
So yeah, we didn't put much into politics. I want you guys to know I was also very sleep deprived when I was trying to come up with the topics for this doc, and I spent like 4 hours just flipping through the book, like what's happening in this part, and trying to make the topics not spoilery. Because at first I was like Jasna's death, and I was like, wait a minute, Jasna, just Jasna. We'll leave it at that. Like the very first thing I put in the doc, and I was like, that's a spoiler if they open it before they've read like the first 100 pages. Never mind.
Just
I know, that's why I just like
come
put
up
like
with the topics without like spoilering anything.
that's why in the doc I just put thoughts on the thing that happens.
The thing.
Yeah.
The
That's why I
stuff.
was like, just make sure you've read that part before you go to add your thoughts. That way, like, you're not getting spoiled by other people's thoughts. Because I was like, this is so complicated how we're doing it.
Yeah.
But it seemed to work okay.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's what Katrina did. Like, you went through and did each part, like, as you read each part, right? So, like, it seemed like a good system. So, we're gonna keep trying to do that for the next two as well.
We're doing so well, you guys.
You're doing great.
Yeah, like the main thing that was like the main politics thing is basically like Adolin dueling for shards. Like that was the big political move in that part.
You know, I liked that. I liked seeing him like in his element. Like we know I hate him, but I don't hate him. We're on a journey. I like seeing him like in his element. Like he finally gets to take the other kids' toys and like he finally gets to do what he wants to do. And like I kind of appreciated that.
I love the
first duel was like one of my favorite parts of that whole book. Where he just walks straight in, he just smacks that guy down in like 2 seconds.
It's so funny too, because like Adolin doesn't seem like that's his plan. Like he goes into it and he's like, I guess this is what I'm doing. Like he just goes in and wings it, and he's like that. I'm just, I just love it.
So
I love the tactics, and then like the second one, which is like you're seeing from, like was it you're seeing it from Dalinar's point of view, I think, or something.
Oh yeah.
Like, so you're not really like in his point of view, but he's like faking it, and he's like trying to like let the guy get all the hits in just enough to like make him feel like he's winning, and then he just takes him down. It's like his different tactics for like his different people. It was just so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I appreciated the dueling. I enjoyed watching that.
I like it. It's a good time.
He used to take the other High Prince's toys. Yes.
How's it going, Casey? More yelling? Okay.
We're fine.
It's fine.
So we're gonna talk about Suzette's attack.
Yes, the best.
Yes,
not the best scene in the book, like one of my favorite scenes in the entire book.
I don't know if you guys remember, but when I started reading that, I was like, "Oh my gosh, is this the Standard Lynch?"
Yes.
Ben screams, "Is this the Standard Lynch?" And I'm like, "You're like 30 chapters into like a 90 chapter book, and you think this is the Standard?" And you're like, "Zeth showed up. There's an attack. It's happening." And I was like, "This is just like the wind up.
This is just
There's
like
way more to go." But it does it is so tense. Like the build up for that.
It
is.
It's so like every time I read it, I get chills. I've read it 14 times, guys, and I get chills every time. Like the moment when like Syl's freaking out and Kaladin's like, we gotta go. And it's like, and it's like he has no idea. Like they're like, what's like, why are we doing this? And he's like, instincts, sir. And he's like, okay, I guess we're listening to you. And it's like everybody thinks he's crazy, and it's just so good. It's so good.
And it was good.
It's so good.
And it's like just Kaladin, he went hard. And he's like, we still can't tell anybody the truth about anything.
I know. And this is the first time you actually see that someone with these powers can heal from a shard blade wound.
Yeah, that was like...
That's not something that is supposed to be doable.
No. And then he had to lie about it. He's like, no.
Yeah, he's like, I lost my sleeve. This is fashion now, baby.
This is fashion.
And I like how like sus Adolin is. Adolin's like, something's going on with him. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, he's
trying so hard. He's like rubbing those brain cells together, trying to figure it out.
He's 2 brain cells.
Right. Listen, he's trying his best.
Listen, Dalinar also has 2 brain cells.
Agreed. Listen, okay, we know where the brain cells went in the Colon family, okay? The boys did not win in the gene pool, okay? Let's just be honest here.
None of them.
Navani and Jasna have all the brain cells.
Yeah.
Lokar did not get any. Bless his heart, he didn't get any. Okay.
No.
I do
Renarin might have a few, but
Renarin's the top tier of the boys.
He's the top tier of the boys with brain cells.
I do love the difference between Dalinar's blind trust in Kaladin and then Adolin being like, I'm sus of you. Like, I don't know what's going on, but there's something going on.
I like that too.
It's just so fun because like Dalinar is just running on instinct. Like he's always like, I don't know why I trust this man so much, but he's just trusting his instinct and he's like putting all his trust in it. And then Adolin's like, I get it, like like he's he saved us and he pulls out of the battle and like he's he seems to be doing fine, but there is something weird about him and maybe we should just kind of think things through before we put him in charge of everything in our whole kingdom. You know what I mean? Like he's in charge of us. He's in charge of the army. He's in charge of the guard. He's guarding the king now. Like it's just he's in charge of everything.
I like that, Katrina. I agree.
Yes, Christ.
Correct.
You're not
Maybe
wrong.
Katrina does have the brain cell.
Can we talk about shard blade wounds for a
Yes,
second?
yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, can they heal shard blade wounds on other people?
Ratho.
Rafa, okay. And is it ever specified why a shard blade only cuts nerve tissue?
You're gonna learn more about shards. I'll just
Okay. Because I feel it kind of implies.
Maybe that's where our soul is.
That's what I was going to say. I kind of feel like it's implying that like the seat of the soul, the seat of the consciousness is in the nervous system. That felt like what it was implying to me. I don't know.
you'll
I
learn
feel
more.
like it's a grade 1 Raffo.
Okay.
The grade
That's
one
a, that's a
Raffo. You'll learn
gentle
more.
Raffo.
It's
A gentle Raffoing.
Yeah,
It's a
it's a gentle.
Mild
Just a
Raffo.
little one, just a little baby Raffo.
It's like a cheek pinch Raffo.
Aw.
Don't you worry, Max. It's okay. You're gonna get some more.
You got this.
But yeah, no, that entire scene is like literally one of my favorite scenes in the whole book, like the Zeth attack. It's just so good because like the action of it, like the tension, and then the emotion at the end, like Hobber losing his legs and like one of the bridgemen dying, and that moment when Kaladin tries to like lift him up and he can't do it, and he starts crying, and Hobber's like, it's okay, and he's like, it's not okay, and he's just like forcing himself to pick like it's just so I'm so emo. I'm crying about it every time I read it. Like
I
it's just
love
that scene hits every beat. It's like the tension, the build up, the action, the misinformation, because it's like Elokar in the background be like, he's coming for me, and he's like, nah, bitch, I'm here to kill Dalinar. Like,
Right? Like nobody cares about you, Elokar.
I care about Elokar, Jesse. I will tell you, I have like a disturbing amount of love for this dumb king.
He's so
I don't know. He is. I mean, I don't disagree. I do
like him.
He's like the
So
dumbest.
amazing.
The dumbest. I love him a lot. I like irrationally love Elokar. He's one of those things I irrationally love because I know he's dumb as hell.
Yeah, since her first read of Words of Radiance, she's like, I love Elokar, and I'm like, oh,
I've
okay.
loved him since Way of
Okay.
Kings. Thank you very
That's
much.
Same.
Since Way of Kings. Listen, he's really funny in Way of Kings. Like he doesn't have a lot
He
of
is
scenes,
really
but
funny.
he has like these one-liners where it's just like really funny in Way of Kings, and I'm just
He's
like,
an
I don't
idiot,
know.
but he is our
I love-
idiot.
Eli
Exactly.
gets it. My
What?
idiot. Mine. Anyway,
Spoiler for Eli, I have a fan art with this, a similar wording to this. Not a fan art, a meme.
a meme. We'll get to that.
thing.
Yeah, so we've talked about the Zest attack. Is that the end of this? I don't
Oh,
know.
the other
I
thing,
think so.
Jesse, you said that you remember thinking you just wanted Paladin to tell Dalinar everything.
Everything. I wanted him to tell him
Yes.
everything. I was getting so mad. I'm like, this man trusts you on
Same.
instinct for no reason other than like
Right.
you saved him. And he's
Yeah.
like giving you, and he's like, I'm just gonna blind trust you. Tell him the freaking truth.
Right? And like
All
the fact,
I wanted.
the
I
fact
was
that
getting, like,
Syl is also like, tell Dalinar,
Yes.
like it's gonna be okay this time.
It's
I
fine,
thought,
just
tell
tell
him. And Callan's like, no, they're gonna take it away from me. They're gonna take like I get his perspective, but it's like
get it.
your friend is smarter than you. Listen to her.
like, I
Always
get it
listen to
because
Syl.
She has the brain
like,
cell, okay?
I get it because of like his
Listen.
past trauma, and he's like he trusted once
Yes.
before,
Like, it
and
makes
it screwed
sense.
him
It makes
over.
sense
It
why
makes
he
sense.
doesn't want to. But it's frustrating to read, yeah,
But
absolutely.
I was just getting so irrationally
You're
angry.
like, so many things would be less complicated if you would just do it. He's looking for
Just do
goddamn radiance, you bastard.
Right, just do it.
He's walking around every corner like, are you a radiant? Are you a radiant? I'm looking for radiance. Callan's like, don't mind me back here glowing slightly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's
fact that
weird.
Dalinar didn't figure it out himself either, though, was
Dalinar
like,
doesn't have the brain cell, Jesse. We went over this.
yeah.
Prejudice.
Bricks for brains.
Also
that.
Bricks for brains.
Also that.
Also that.
That's all.
He's
That's
like,
trauma.
who all of my light eyes?
Oh
Not
my goodness.
y'all, but like y'all. He's like,
Okay,
y'all
so
can't.
also we had I just now realized we had a comment here from Katrina asking a question that I cannot answer about Truthless. Raffo.
Yeah,
Great
I thought
book.
I'd
Trap
find
was a
out
great-
by the end
like-
of the book.
No. no, my sweet summer child. No.
I thought maybe if Truthless was someone who killed their friend,
Oh.
Raffo.
breaking their oaths.
If you can't tell by
and
Casey and I's
something
reaction,
not.
we still don't know the answer to that
yeah.
question.
I
That's
have
not for everyone.
theories.
I would like to hear the theories because I don't have any yet, and I would like some.
This is a grade 3 Raffo?
Great for
Is
Raffo in
this
case I can
for
give it away.
what a truth list is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Katrina's question
Okay.
was like, is a truthless someone who's killed their friend? Or did Zeth never have one? And just wanting to know about the truthless. Raffo. I do think we will get this information in the near future, but we haven't yet. Anyways. Oh, yeah.
Do you want to talk about Shallan and Adeline?
Yes, we do.
I love that.
I would just like to state it for the record that I shipped them from the beginning of Way of Kings. People are like, why? And I'm like, listen. We have our main female protag, and then we meet a boy who's like this lovesick puppy just trying to make things work and failing every relationship he's ever looked at a woman, and it does not work. I'm like, these two, it's going to happen. I want it to happen. And then when we get to Words of Radiance, and it's like, oh yeah, you guys are betrothed now. I was like, yes, victory, like, vindication. Because I didn't actually like, no, it was gonna go that way. I just wanted it to, like from Way of Kings. So I like it. I'm pleased by the direction it's taken.
I personally like loved how maturely they both like handled the betrothal.
Yes.
They were like, oh man, they were like so down for it, and they weren't like, they didn't view it as like an arranged marriage. They just like
Let's go
they
for a
both
walk and
would
see
get
how
something
we
from it.
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's also like not, it doesn't have to be, like if they both like don't agree to it, it doesn't have to happen, which I also like. Like it's not.
Eli.
Well,
What is happening in these comments down here?
Never liked the. What ship did we not like?
We're talking about Adolan and Shaylin right now.
Okay,
we love them.
I actually like them.
I
Same.
shipped it. Jesse walked away, but I was stating for the record that I shipped it from Way of Kings before they ever met, and so I had vindication at the beginning of Words of Radiance when it was going in that direction, unbeknownst to me.
I ship them
No,
because
we
she will
Oh
knock
God,
him
no!
down.
Eli, get out of here.
She will knock him down a peg. Like she's not gonna put up with like arrogant crap. She's gonna be like, no. And she will knock him down a peg, and I appreciate that.
I think think he has more pegs than he does, but we're gonna get to that later.
I just feel like he's annoying and arrogant, and she's just like, she's gonna.
I think Shaylin's annoying and arrogant, so they make a good couple.
I mean,
I love her. Hello,
I love her,
but
also.
she's an arrogant little lady. Let me tell you.
That
Definitely is.
that like first conversation where they're like talking and Adolan like shifts into like automatic storytelling, and then Shaylin is like, but how do you poop in shard play? And he keeps going for a minute, and then he's like, wait, what?
When he's like on autopilot, like telling his daring story that he's clearly told on every date he's ever gone on.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
My favorite Stormlight moment is when he's like, yeah, I straight up just shit my pants.
It's so good.
I, Adolan Colon, have shat my shard plate 3 times to date. Are you happy? Like,
Yes!
so great. And I just like love how like she eases him into that conversation because it's like he's not on autopilot. Like he gets to relax and like be more himself in that conversation instead of being like, this is what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah.
This is what the woman expects me to say. This is how this is going to play out because I've done it. This is how it always goes. And it's just like so natural and like genuine. But I also just love Shaylin's like her first line to him where she's like, I like your hair. And then she's like, wait, what the fuck did I just say to him? And he's like, my hair? And she's like, yeah, it's nice. And it's just like,
It's nice.
I'm like, oh my God, they're so cute already.
It's just kind of like they're like late teens, early 20s, and she's so smart and capable and great, and she's gonna save the whole world. But this man is so hot that she is reduced her 2 rings.
Okay, how much did everybody, I assume everybody was paying super close attention to the sketches when you see like the shard plate sketch, and in the corner you see the one that she did of Adolan's face, and it's like, sigh. I'm like,
Yes.
my girl, get it, girl.
Get it.
I too would be sorry.
I do love Shallan and Adolin. As much as I don't really like it, he is improved in my.
I think it's gonna go up from here.
I'm on a journey.
I'm eager to know, so you keep me updated.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes. We will come back.
We'll come back. Because there's one thing he does that really bothers me later on, and then there's one thing he does that I absolutely loved.
I don't understand. I know what these arcs we've talked about.
You know what they are.
We'll get to
I
it.
don't understand. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna have a whole breakdown. We'll have Jesse. We'll let Jesse rant for like 10 minutes, and we can all react to it, and it'll be a fun little time. But yeah, did anybody have any other thoughts on just like Shaylin and Adolan together? They're
I thought
courting.
I thought the whole scene at the zoo was really funny because like Kaladin's just like right behind them out there.
Yeah.
My
that-
favorite thing is Kaladin in the background being the third wheel and being like, they were both laughing and he wanted to punch them in the face. Because like I've been that third wheel in a friend group and it's like, oh, my friends
Yeah.
are happy and in love and it's so cute. But stop it, please. I don't want to see you. I'm just like, this is a mood. And it's just so funny. Like, God, grumpy Kaladin.
I think we've all been there at least one time where we've been the third wheel and it's like, God.
like, I'm so happy for you, but can you stop for like 5 minutes? Yeah.
Was it in the zoo where they saw a chicken?
Yes, it
Yes.
was. A chicken.
Chicken.
A chicken that if you
Big
read the
green
description is
chicken.
definitely not a chicken. My favorite thing about Roshar is that every bird is called a chicken.
Yeah.
All
The
very
My
The-
favorite thing.
It sounded like
Are they-
peacock almost.
Are they AVR?
All of them? No.
Are some of them AVR?
Raffo.
That is
Okay.
a
That's a
grade
that is
one
a
Raffo.
grade 1 Raffo. I'll just go ahead and tell you, grade 1 Raffo. Not all of the chickens are, though. I'll go ahead and say that.
Okay.
If you pay attention to descriptions of the chickens, it's just various birds, and they are all called chickens because they're birds. It's Rosharans are not known for good jobs at naming things. I'll just put it.
Because if they are, if they are AVR from Sick of Dust,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of would lend to the thing I was saying in Way of Kings about the fish,
I don't remember what that was.
because in the Pure Lake there are fish
Right.
that
Okay,
if you
I
eat
remember.
them let you do different things or give you the ability to do different things.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, if they have like a similar sort of parasite that was carried over by the AVR, then that could be.
I forgot what the grade 4 Raffo was. We already ruined it, Eli.
Oh,
We
that
fell
means
off
that the
track.
Raffo was a spoiler, but I don't think that.
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, I think Max has big brain, and sometimes it's okay to just be like, your big brain is on the right track.
Yeah.
Chickens and fish connected.
Connected. I'm connected to
Connected
that.
to that.
This is like those are just animals. I've connected them.
Right? And I'm just here like, I didn't get that at all.
Same.
Max does that a lot to us.
It's like, wait, what?
I just went,
I
that
think-
sounds like a parrot. That's all
Yeah.
I got.
It is meant to have the appearance of a parrot. Whether or not it is or isn't, I cannot say for that specific bird in that zoo. I don't actually know.
Yeah. Man, I fucking love Sick of Dusk so much. That
Me
was
too.
so
Me
good.
too, buddy. Me too. I can't think about it. I can't think about that right now.
You just want more of that, please.
One day. Oh my god.
One day.
I can't think about that right now. Okay, sorry.
Is that another series?
we've
that
narrowed
Brandon
down who
Sanderson
has
might
the-
have finished?
A little side
It's a short
tangent that like
story.
Sanderson had released. It's one of the short stories in Arcanum. Sanderson had released
Oh, yeah.
like the like an uncanonized, like not yet done. He read it at his Rhythm of War signing. The sequel to Six of the Dusk, which takes place very, very far into the future. I mean, they both do, but
you can't read it yet.
you cannot. None of you can read it yet. None of you
Don't
can
read it.
and you might not want to because like it spoils like shit that you're gonna see down the line. That like you like by that point you should know that we will eventually like see this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But like it's showing it, and it's like every time I think about it, I'm like my brain hurts. I can't do it. So, but yeah,
Speaking
there's
of-
more Six of the
speaking of
Dust coming.
reading
I can
stuff.
tell you that.
Speaking
Yeah.
of reading stuff in Arcanum,
Okay.
am I allowed to read
Yes.
the introductions yet?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Right?
I
I don't
am.
have to be. Yes, I think
Okay.
so. You should
Okay.
be
You're
fine.
safe
You
now.
should.
You're safe.
You should be good enough now on all the big boy words that you can read like all of the essays,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
because you're
Yeah.
you're this far into Stormlight, you're at the end of the line now. I mean, you got technically Arcanum. I think Arcanum's was all done and written before we had an Oathbringer, before we had a Rhythm
Yeah,
of War.
yeah,
So
it
you
was
should
done.
be fine now. I think it was
Okay.
Josh and Eli were saying in the chat like everybody at this point
Everyone's
after you've
fine
read
now.
this, after you've read Words of Radiance, if you read everything else, you're good. You're good to read everything.
You're good to read everything.
So you're graduating a level in your little cosmere knowledge.
Can learn all about planets now.
Planets.
yeah,
Yeah, planets.
Captain Planet.
Planets. Anyways, what were we talking about? What topic are we on? What we
we
keep
were
sliding.
We were talking about chickens.
All right.
But let's move
Um,
on.
Chick-
So yeah, we
Chickens.
can scroll back a second because obviously and we're not really there yet. But since we were talking about the Adol and Shaylin ship, we got to get it out of the way. Does anybody ship Kaladin and Shaylin?
No.
Thank you.
He's too good for her.
I get why people do,
Great.
but
Understand why they
He's too
do
good
it.
for this world.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of understand it because like for
Yeah.
a while I did, but like
Yep.
the more I read about it, it's more of like a really close friendship.
Yeah,
for
like
them.
I get when people look at them, especially like after like the chasm scene, and they're getting like they're less bickering and more like becoming
Exactly.
friends.
Mhm.
That it's like, oh, this could be cute, but it's like I don't like. I get why people would like. I understand, but I'm not on that train. I never will be. I ship Kaladin with happiness, and that's about it.
Right.
Let him have peace.
We
Sorry,
know
I
about
didn't-
each of the characters' backgrounds, and that they don't know about each other. I just don't think they could ever be happy or fulfilled or content with each other. They
I
have
also-
too much baggage.
They're not
I
compatible.
was about to say they're both a little too messy. That's not a ride anyone needs to go on, right? That's just we don't. That's a bad combination.
Also,
Okay,
a
too
bad-
much bad mental health in one group of people.
Yeah.
We can't do it. We can't do it.
Also, headcanon Kaladin as at least Demi, if not full
Yes.
arrow.
I have
so
always headcanon Kaladin as demisexual, demi-romantic. Mostly ace, but I was like, I'll accept Demi because I am Demi and I am Kaladin, so it's fine. But it was like, yeah, he reads that way. He's mostly written that way. It's fine.
Yeah, like I can see why people would ship it, especially like during the
In the
chasm.
early
Yeah.
days, yeah, early days.
During those scenes, because it's like I feel like for some reason, as just fantasy readers in general, we like are trained in our brain to be like, oh, they're in this life or death situation together, they
Right.
must make out.
Exactly.
Like
Especially
done.
because like they start with like the boots scene, right? Like they start kind of like not quite like an enemies. So it's like you could be like, oh, is it enemies to lovers?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
you get
they're not really
total-
friends, like the bickering and
Yeah.
stuff, but it's like bickering and it's evolving into like making jokes together and then being friends. And it's like, can we go further? No, we're not gonna
No,
go.
we
We
can't
don't
go
want to go
further.
farther. We don't
Stop
need to.
here.
But I get why people like see it. Like I get it. I just don't
Yeah.
support it.
I think people ship
Same.
them because they see Kaladin talking to a woman and they're like, please just give this sad boy one crumb of serotonin.
Give him a
Yes.
serotonin, please.
listen, he has Syl to light in
He
his
has Syl.
life, the literal
He has
light in his life.
literal light in his life. He doesn't need anybody else. He has his little best friend's friend, his little fairy.
He's like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell.
Exactly. Ugh.
I will mention real quick how I loved the discussion that Kaladin and Shallan have like towards the end of the chasm scene because like they dig deeper into like
Yes.
their mental health and just that whole scene just like gives me feelings.
Scrolling
Sorry,
through.
I think we're both reading this comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is from Sadeas' point of view.
All right.
Holy
Listen,
crap, no.
I haven't slept in 7 days. Okay, Josh, this is why you're here. Thank you. Josh has the brain cell. So we're playing hot potato, guys. We're playing hot potato for real. Okay, I'm scrolling through the doc. The next thing we were going to talk about is the
We're
still,
Bloods.
Ghost
We're still in part
Bloods.
3, right? Are we in part 3
Yes,
still?
we're in the same part. I believe
Okay.
so. I think we are.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm looking on my phone, so it's like I have to scroll to like see anything because it's all zoomed in on my phone.
Okay.
But the next topic we had was the Ghost Bloods, which Katrina, you had some notes here.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, I loved your question. Go
I
ahead.
think that the masked person might be from the Mistborn planet.
Can I?
Do you want to?
I want to.
Okay, go ahead. We're gonna.
So, I'm very proud to say that I asked Sanderson this question, and he told me.
Your question was actually not about that specifically because we had already figured this out. Your question was about Your question was about
Oh yeah.
what she could maybe do if she was
What she
from a
could
certain
maybe do.
place. That was your question.
Oh yeah. Well, that's irrelevant.
That was the question you asked, Casey.
I know. I got confused. We haven't slept
No, we haven't.
as a singular being.
No, we
Okay,
don't.
so you explain it.
Okay, so at this point it was already confirmed. So your question of is the masked person in the Ghost Bloods Ayatul from Scadrial? Technically no. Actually, the answer is technically no. Sorry, the answer is technically no. But she is of like descended of the people from that planet.
Scadrial descent.
She was not born on Scadrial is the answer there, but she is descended from the people of the Southern Scadrians that we meet in Mistborn Era 2 with the masks. You were very clever to pick up on that. And Casey's very, very proud wob question was that if this person was not born on Scadrial, but is of Scadrial descent, can this person use Scadrial magic? And the answer was, in fact, they could. Not saying they do have it or can use it now, but it's possible for someone not born on the planet, but born of that line of people to be able to use the magic. So.
I have a related question to
Okay.
that, but I'll come back to it at the end.
Oh, okay. We got a lot to talk about at the end of this, guys.
I keep trying to make notes so we don't forget anything.
Yeah. We're going pretty quickly through like just what we had in the doc though, so I feel like we're doing okay. We're okay. But we haven't like hit 3 hours already, so I think I'm feeling pretty good about it. I haven't vomited, so feeling pretty great. Yeah.
Okay, then we have.
Did anyone have any other thoughts about the Ghost Bloods or Mraze?
I don't like
because there is the first time she meets Mraze. There's just a whole lot of stuff described in the background of that scene that may or may not have got some wheels turning in people's brains. I will say.
I was just scared of Mraze the whole time.
He's a scary bitch. Nobody had any other thoughts?
No, not on Mraze. I have another part 3 thought.
Really? You didn't? I'm a little shocked.
I didn't. No.
Did you pay attention?
No,
Pay attention.
Okay.
Do you have the brain cell?
Do you have
I didn't have the brain cell when I read that bit.
That's okay.
Let me see if I can find
What
it.
was your thought though?
My chapter 3, my part 3 thought was about Hoyd, who I think comes in part 3.
Probably.
Oh yes, no, we do need to talk about that. Good point. Yes, we do.
Mm.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up next, but the note said Ghost Bloods.
I'm just in love with the fact that he was like, "You ever wonder what a fucking hound is?" I was like, "Yes."
Hoyd's my favorite fucking person in the cosmere, honestly. But yes, I knew you were a big fan of him, like explaining that because you're like, you're right. It doesn't fucking make sense. Like, why is this a word they have? And he's like, do you ever think about how dumb you guys are? You don't question it. What is this? What is this? I don't know.
Things.
The Rosharans are not known for their intelligence. I'm just gonna put it out there, guys. Not the smartest batch in the cosmere, okay?
They banned half of them from reading.
Exactly. Like they don't have the brain cell. I think they gave it to the Scadrians. Sazed has the whole brain cell. It's for everybody. Sazed is carrying it all.
He is the brain cell.
Sazed is the brain cell of the
He is the
cosmere.
brain
You heard
cell.
it here first, folks. That's true. They're the only ones, though. Like, 2 people on a whole planet. Like, they're trying their best.
They're trying their best, but like,
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people there. They're all so fucking stupid. Don't get me wrong. I love them, but
Okay,
I
what's
love them,
next?
but they're dumb.
just real quick, do you want me to just like read real quick the little highlight I have for what's in the background of that scene with Mraze that nobody questioned?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Other curiosities baffled her. A vial of pale sand, a couple of thick hairpins, a lock of golden hair, the branch of a tree with writing on it she couldn't read, a silver knife, an odd flower preserved in some kind of solution. There were no plaques to explain these mementos. That chunk of pale pink crystal looked like it might be some kind of gemstone, but why was it so delicate? Bits of it had flaked off in its case, as if simply setting it down had almost crushed it. So she's just looking around his little bunker, weird storage, whatever basement he's in, and seeing all these weird little things. Like, I don't know what these things are, but anybody who's read other Cosmere things might be guessing about what some of those things could be. I'm just saying. So I was surprised no one brought it up.
He did make a comment about like the local species of human, and I was like, yeah, he's definitely moving around. He's definitely hopping about.
Confirmed world hopper.
Confirmed
Go
world
ahead.
hopper.
No need for a raffle. Confirmed world hopper. Hopper.
Well, Hoppa.
It's not coming out right.
Hoppa.
The continent called Roshar, on the planet called Roshar, and the sister called Roshar. Yeah, exactly. Josh knows. Josh knows about their terrible naming system.
Oh yeah.
Not original.
No.
Oh, so I have like. Are we about to finish with part 3? I found some other part 3 things that I
Yes,
wrote
yeah.
down.
Anything else we want to dig into in part 3? Go for it.
So.
Where's my tab for you, buddy? Oh, I found it. Go ahead.
I think we still have to talk about the duel.
Yeah, but we can do that at the. I feel like that's like a very end of part 3 thing.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up part 3 with that because that's all that really matters in part 3 to me.
I'll tell you another fun story.
I was confused about.
I'm not sorry.
About Rock's experience of Hoyd.
Okay. What was that? Sorry, what? I didn't hear what you said because I was reading something.
I was confused about Rock's experience of Hoyd.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. That was in fact what he was talking about, and his experience was interesting. So go forth and.
So he says that.
Ask your questions.
He says to Kaladin that he thinks Hoyd is like a trickster god.
Mm-hmm.
but then he also says he thinks Hoyd is a spren.
Mhm.
But is that because he did something only spren can do, or is that because he came out of the place that spren come out of?
I think it's more the second.
Right.
And also just more the fact that, like, I mean, like, Rock, like, worships Spren. Like, he bows to Syl all the time. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it's, like, in that sense that he's, like, oh, like, he's a Spren. He's, like he's kind of...
I think, yeah, like, God and Spren are more interchangeable.
Like, interchangeable for him specifically?
Yeah, for that, like, racist people.
And the place that Hoyd comes... Oh, sorry, Casey, go on.
No, that's all I was going to say.
I was going to say the place that Hoyd came out of, he says that anyone that's not his people will die if they go in there.
Mm-hmm.
So what is special about Rock?
Rapho.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm curious about that.
Maybe.
That's a grade. Which grade? Grade
1.
2? No, it's grade 2.
1.
Grade
Rapho?
2. Okay.
Grade 2 Rapho.
Okay.
I think it has more to do with what's on the other side of the world hopping. Because I think it all has to be through water, and I think what's on the other
It
side
doesn't necessarily have to be
It doesn't
through
have to be
water.
water.
It
But
just
that's what
tends to
I'm
look like a pool because it's the power coalescing, forming perpendicularities. So to the observer, it's like, oh, this is a pool. This is liquid.
Yeah, it
this is
looks like
water.
water.
It's not actually like water. But like the reader, the people, the POV you're seeing is going to see water. That's what they see in those instances. And yes, that is confirmation that in the Horn-Eater Peaks there is in fact a perpendicularity. We love that word in this house.
And
Perpendicularity.
do all Spren come through perpendicularities?
No.
You see
But
pattern
why
come
do
through.
some Spren come through perpendicularities and some don't?
Questionable, Raphael, because I don't know if I know the answer to this.
I think it's a great one,
Just like a shortcut.
I have a meme about that. Eli just coming through. I have a meme about this. That's great, Eli. I love you. Yes. Yeah. You're gonna learn more about
the way that it works, like
the way that it works, and also just like the Horn-Eater Peaks in general. That's a
Okay.
grade 3 Rapho.
Cool. Okay.
Yes. Did we want to talk about Hoyd in the Shaylin flashback? Because that's a time.
I want to talk about her hugging him.
We got to talk about that too because it's like one of the best scenes of the book. It's so great.
Yeah.
Yes. So we'll have a little Hoyd moment. Let's have a Hoyd moment.
A Hoyd moment?
Yeah, a Hoyd moment, excluding the epilogue Hoyd. We'll have other Hoyd
We'll get
moments.
to that Hoyd later.
We'll get to that Hoyd later. Different levels of Hoyding.
So much Hoyds.
Oh, we need more. I could always do with more Hoyd. Never enough for my taste.
It's never enough Hoyd.
No.
Okay. What are people's Hoyd stats?
Yes. There's another thing that happens with Hoyd in this Shaylin flashback that you should have noticed. You should have known what it meant as well.
His hair? Just kidding, I don't know.
What,
Did he get a haircut?
what when he asked her about like if she's felt these things before?
I mean, there's a whole lot to unpack there, honestly. But when he first shows up, when she's with her dad in like the stands of that like arena or whatever the fuck they're in, you see him slipping a little something into his drink. Does anybody not know what that is? I mean, you read Secret History. You read Secret History.
I don't have the brain cell though.
That should tell you.
I just figured it was alcohol.
What he's doing there.
Wait, he's into whose drink? You put the thing
in his
he
own.
Put something into his own drink.
Yeah, Shaylin starts to panic because she thinks he's putting it into her father's drink.
Yeah,
but it goes into his own and he drinks it.
Yeah,
it wasn't the bead, was it? Was it the bead?
I mean, I think at that point he's already taken the bead. I think that's just him fueling his allomancy because he's a full-on Mistborn now because he took the bead. Because I think he's using some emotional allomancy in that scene with Shaylin's father and also maybe Shaylin.
Oh yeah.
So it's like confirmation that it's like, oh right, remember when in Secret History Hoyd stole the bead that makes you a full-on Mistborn?
Yeah.
Well, now you see him using that power on screen. And also, if you want to jump back real long quick for a little moment to the epigraphs and Way of Kings when he's writing a little letter to his little friend and he says something about what's the term he uses for it? What's the word he calls it?
It's not a package. He calls it something else.
the element or something like that.
The element.
The element.
Yeah.
He's like, I assure you the element is quite safe. I protect it like I protect my own skin, I would say, because he's mistborn.
Has
Yeah.
He
injected the
ate
element.
some Lerasium. He chugged that shit down. So we just needed to go
Chugged
over
it.
that. I was like, you guys, you
It's
read some
very
goodness.
subtle,
You
so I
did
wanted
it.
to
It is
point it
subtle.
out.
It is subtle. It is.
It
subtle.
is.
Yeah,
I missed
but
it.
Yeah, it's a subtle thing. But then if you look back at that scene, it's like I do think he's using emotional elemancy. Okay. Cool.
Is that confirmed or not?
I don't know. Eli, do you know? Josh? I'll look a wob.
With him using the perpendicularities to sort of bop around everywhere, and you do see him in the way he's described through the whole of the cosmere so far. I feel like you do see him in very different states. Is it that we are seeing his timeline non-chronologically, or like is there any guarantee when you use perpendicularities, does the cognitive realm run on the same time scale as the other one?
I'm going to say no, because we know that there is some sort of weird like time, what is the word I'm looking for? Like time, like dilution, distortion, but with world hopping. Because there may or may not be some world hoppers you've seen on page who are maybe not as immortal-esque as one we might think of as Hoyd, who may or may not be immortal, but we see others who it's like, well, you're in this book, but you're also in this book, and you're not aging, but you're not immortal, so what's happening? So there's like different mechanics at play there.
And also with Hoyd, he is wearing, like, he changes his appearance sometimes, so like it's hard to know like what he's doing. Like if he's playing an old man beggar, he's probably like doing what Wayne does and like scrunching his face up or adding things. Who knows?
Yeah, the pure Lakers that say he dyed his hair as well.
Yes, yeah. I think like Hoyd. I think what we're supposed to take as Hoyd's like natural form is when he's got white hair, which I don't actually think we see, but I think that like they mention that they're like sometimes he has white hair, sometimes like he dyes it black, and when you see him as Wit, he's got his black hair. So I'm like, dye job, baby. I love that for him.
I love that for him.
And then like his other main disguise is like an old man or like a beggar, which is I feel just more like a disguise that he's kind of layering on top of himself. But
I feel like those appearances are not a good if you're reading them and trying to gauge what the timeline is, I feel like it's just completely useless.
Oh, Eli, you're right. He has white hair as Drifter. That's what I was saying. I was like, there is one, isn't there? I don't have the brain cell. Thank you for being here.
We're narrowing it down. Who has the brain cell?
It's definitely Eli. It's been Eli like this whole thing.
I know. Eli has not dropped the ball once, so it might be Eli.
Right?
Thank you for being
here.
Eli.
Eli's going to immediately drop it soon. I think now that we've said that, we've jinxed it.
Thank you for having the brain cell.
Thank you for being here.
Okay.
He's true, at least go through here. Yeah, because he's not like not expecting to see anyone.
Okay. So yeah, there's confirmation that obviously like Hoyd, when he's referring to the element in that epigraph, it is the bead of Lerasium. And then there is also confirmation that we have seen him use that magic on screen, which is in the Shaylin flashback. So those are the ones on that. Okay. So yeah, do we want to talk about the Shaylin Wit hug scene? Because it's great.
It was great.
You, me. So funny too.
I like that someone made Hoyd uncomfortable for once.
Yes.
He's like, this has never happened before.
But it also makes me sad. Like,
I know.
When's the last time someone hugged the Hoyd?
I genuinely love like the like little like bond he like seems to have with Shaylin there, because like you see that in the flashback and like her reaction to him here, and like it reminds me of like a Kelsey or Vin kind of bond, like a you know what I mean? Except a much older father figure, I guess I'll say. Also, just keep that line of Wit saying there's only one person on Roshar who's close to his age, because that really threw Spence for a moment, and I had to clear it up.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what you were confused about in it, but I would hug him. Can I hug Hoyd?
I'm a hugger, so like.
It's not confirmed in this one who that person is it? It's left up to us to
sort. It doesn't say, so I'm not gonna.
I don't think it's ever confirmed in text, but.
You can guess who. You can guess who later. You can guess later. You can make that guess for yourself at another.
I want to know.
I mean, I could tell you by now. I
Just
can
tell
tell
me
you,
DM.
Spence,
Right?
you're allowed to know.
like-
Does Hoyd-
Does Hoyd have wine and energy? Oh my god, he does.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's canon. I love it. Thank you for bringing this to the table. This is the whole rest of our discussion.
Right?
Yeah.
Hoyd is
Is this-
the wine ants.
He's a wine ant.
What was that?
No, this isn't the part where he's talking to Dalinar yet, is it?
Oh no, hang on, let me find that because I got that tabbed. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Because he says something in that part that is a lot.
Oh, holy.
I think it's skipping ahead a little bit since we're focused on Hoyd.
Oh my god, do you not have tabs? Hang on. Oh no, I skipped it.
You're putting it
this
to
is
great use. Good use of the brain cell all around. Good job.
We're all
Oh wait,
proud.
no, that's the wrong one. These are tabbed. Where are you, buddy? Wait, did I skip it? Oh, it's is it earlier?
I think it's not that, like, that's why I mentioned it, because it's not that far removed from this moment we were talking about.
Oh my god, where's my tab? All my tabs are bleeding together in my eyeballs.
You don't need eyeballs.
What would I have tabbed this? It has to be this color. I found it last night. I read it to you, Casey.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I
Gave
did
me
it.
dramatic reading.
Where is this scene? It has to be like first half of the book. Where's my tab? You guys keep talking. I'm gonna look for this.
What else? Well, we were focusing on Hoyd. What else is there to talk about Hoyd?
Maybe I was out of tabs and this one isn't tabbed at that time. It's very
Does
possible.
anyone else have any Hoyd thoughts or questions, concerns? Because I'm concerned, but
I
like,
don't remember where Hoyd like tells the fleet story.
Oh, I got that tab right here, baby.
when
My
he's talking
favorite.
to Dalinar and he's saying about how his their goals don't fully align.
He says, I will watch your world burn to get what I want. With tears in my eyes, yes, but I would let it happen. And it's just such a good line. Like, what are you up to, my friend? My weird little dude. What are you doing?
What are you doing? Like, hold on, this hair's driving me crazy.
Wig troubles.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It's
That
really
is
hard to
Exactly.
flip through a book with a safe hand, let me just tell you.
Bree's trying to look for that scene.
I was
You're
trying to look
trying
for
so
it.
hard. You've got this.
I think I said it, like I said the line almost exactly correct.
Yeah, I think you did.
But
Do
there's
we
like,
wanna-
there's more to it. We can skip past this because my tabs, it's really hard to flip with this hand, you guys. I'm trying to like flip the pages and it's not working. The quote that I just read, Eli, is what we were looking for. When he tells Dalinar he would watch his world burn to get what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just great. It's a great line.
Okay, do we want to go to the duel next? What are
Yes.
people's duel thoughts? The
Let's
final-
get to the duel.
Everything. all
That
the
duel. It went down.
It did. Okay,
Stuff
so
happened.
let's like bullet point it. Like what was the first thing that happened? So like unexpectedly,
Nolan walking out and
yeah,
4 people
unexpectedly there's like
facing
4
him?
people. Yes,
Right,
exactly.
you're like, wait, what?
he played
4
himself.
shard bearers walked out onto the grounds, and you're like, wait, 4?
Wait for
Yeah.
Did I forget how to count? What's happening?
Yeah.
Dalinar also like wanted to get in there, but he couldn't.
Yes. You know, he could, like, Elokar, like, talks him out of it. He's like, that's the Siddi's plan. He wants you to go down there and you will just get
Yeah.
yourself killed. Like, that's what he wants. Don't give it to him. And he's
Yeah,
like, give me your blade. Like, I will go down there. Give me your blade. I'm requesting it right now. Like, he's like not taking this. And then, of course, he looks at good old Amaram and he's like, why no one has any honor? And then my favorite line in the whole goddamn series, honor is dead, but
But
I'll
I'll
see what I can do.
do.
Just the drama,
I
the
know.
chills, the beauty, the poetry. I want it tattooed like on my chest. I love it so
I
much.
want it tattooed on my chest.
I want you to know we were talking about this quote last night because we talk about it every day of our lives, and randomly Bree just went at one
No,
point.
okay. I was flipping through the book and I read my annotation before I was looking to see what scene it was. So my annotation at the end of the scene said, "I'm crying like a bitch." So I go, "I'm crying like a bitch," and then I was like, "But I'll see what I can do." And I finished to realize what the scene was, and that we tweeted that from our out of context Twitter. It was like, that's the most on brand thing I've ever said. I'm crying like a bitch, but I'll see what I can
There
do.
we go.
Like my constant state of being.
You know what's funny? I just remembered that this was actually the scene where I went from meh about Kaladin to like, oh my god.
I was like,
Kaladin.
it's about goddamn time. I was
My
yelling at
baby.
you. Honestly, it's
There's
just such a
also-
moment. Obviously, also you have Renarin jumping in. Sweet
Oh
baby
my
Renarin.
god.
Poor child.
He drops the brain cell. He's doing his best.
I have a
Oh.
lot
No.
of feelings.
No, okay. Listen, I don't want to talk about the boon. It's the most cringeworthy thing I've ever read in my title. It's my favorite line. Immediately followed up like 4 pages later with Kaladin just embarrassing the shit out of everyone in the entire world.
He made me
It's like the one time you're like, I mean, okay, there's other times Kaladin is a dumb bitch, but it's the one time when you're like, stop talking, don't do this. You're ruining everything. This is not gonna be good.
Agreed. It's like, just shut up.
He deserved that boon, though.
He did.
I mean, he did, but
Did he deserve it? Yes.
He deserved it, but he
The
absolutely
timing.
did not do it right. Like he was not thinking it through. Like the way that they call him out on it, they're like, you completely usurped the mission. Like you knew what we were about, you knew what we were doing. Like if you had just let us do this, we could have then dealt with that. Like you know what I mean? Like we could have gone through this again. But of course, like he's in the state of mind, like Dalinar doesn't believe me, even though the whole time Dalinar is hoodwinking Amarim in the background.
Yeah.
The whole time.
The whole time he's hoodwinking Amarim in the background.
But there comes our miscommunication with him.
I know, right? It's like, why couldn't you just tell Kaladin that you looked into it and you're like, yeah, he is a sus little bitch. Okay. Oh, we're tricking him.
Yeah, just tell Kaladin, and then Kaladin, just tell Dalinar, like, we could have shaved
Also,
a lot off of this.
I don't remember if we
To be
I don't
fair,
remember if we
though,
passed it or not. So real quick, just for Eli and I, can we cry about Talon for a hot second? Because
No, we can cry about Talon after the duel. Keep going.
okay.
I feel like Kaladin should have finished the duel and then looked at Bambalam or whatever his name is, and then just straight up, just been like this, like
Yes!
Just okay, but you
Yes.
did that, and I went, what if he just walked out of the dueling grounds going like this?
My favorite thing is like the moment when like Amarim still doesn't realize what's happening, and then like he looks at Kaladin as these words are being shouted at him, and he's like the realization, and then like the look of horror, like oh god, my past is coming back to haunt me. It's like should have fucking killed him, buddy. You should have done knew. You done knew this was going to
do
happen.
you know what that made me think of? That scene there is it's actually that bit in Harry Potter, right? Where what's his name accuses Barty Crouch when they're in the ministry, and he like you see him like oh shit, and he gets up and starts to quietly leave, and everyone's like grabs
no
him.
one can see me, don't perceive. I'm just walking by. Don't mind me.
Yes!
Yes. God, fucking Amarim's so stupid.
Yeah, yes. I hated him.
I also like after when like obviously after the duel and we have the fun moment when like Kaladin's in prison and having a good nice depression time. And then obviously Adolin comes out of it. And Adolin just like immediately is like, is everything you said about Amarim true? And he's like, yeah, he's like, I fucking knew he was shit. Like I'm like, yes, Adolin. Adolin doesn't even question it. He's like he just believes him off the bat. He just believes him off the bat. Like bro solidarity, man.
Does anyone else? Wait,
I love Catalan.
Before we continue, has anyone else has anything to say about the duel itself?
So much to talk about.
Just
One
tears.
thing. So
The tears.
while I was reading this, I felt really bad for Renarin
Oh yeah.
because he was working so hard to overcome so many things and finally become like a real warrior like he wanted, and then he got in there and he froze and panicked after he did something so brave in front of everyone.
Okay.
And now I know other information,
Yes, because he didn't freeze.
but it sure looked like it.
Listen, sometimes
Right.
things are just screaming and it's hard to focus, okay?
Right!
I love Renarin. I love this like scene of it. I will
He's
say
having a time.
he's
I
having
love
time. He's like he's maybe my favorite Mistborn. Jesus Christ!
Wow, brain cell, not
My
here.
favorite Mistborn.
My favorite Mistborn
Mistborn
character.
character. Yeah. Okay.
Same.
I think that's the thing you say when it's like you hate everyone in Mistborn. You're like, yeah, my favorite Mistborn character is this guy in Stormlight. Like, it's really funny. Oh my god. Oh.
Anyway, I was trying to say Renarin is probably my favorite Stormlight character, but that went off the rails.
It did went off.
Gotcha.
It went off the rails. It went all the way to
Fine.
Scadrial for some reason. Okay, so I do have the wit quote real quick. Eli came through and sent it to me, so I'll just backtrack to read the quote to you that he says to Dalinar that we were fussing
Yeah,
about.
that Hoyt says to Dalinar.
Oh,
I am but a man, Dalinar, so much as I wish it were not true at times. I am no radiant, and while I am your friend, please understand that our goals do not completely align. You must not trust yourself with me. If I have to watch this world crumble and burn to get what I want, I will do so. With tears, yes, but I would let it happen. I just love those moments when like Hoyd, like in the middle of him telling like dumb jokes and like insulting people, he just like drops some like real heavy shit and you're like getting whiplash, like
Like, wait, what?
Mhm.
what's happening? Okay.
He does it
Okay,
several
buddy.
times, and it always hits really hard.
Yes, it's great.
And I love
Love
that Dalinar's like, "Are you a herald?" Are you a radiant?
Are you Radiance? Are you
Oh,
shit?
yeah.
What? Are, I know you're something, buddy. Like, let me check off the list.
Let me start on the list.
Wait,
Yeah, I know already that. No.
Jesse, am I reading this right? You really dislike the imprisonment and solidarity moment?
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
I do.
It
I do
made
want to
me-
know why, because we'll get to the
Okay.
whole Dolan thing later. But this, I don't understand. I didn't know
I don't
this yet. So
understand
tell us.
I
either.
Tell us
disliked
this.
it because it's like he could have like it's still along the same lines of why like it's like you try to do something right, but you just don't
How
go
is
far
this
enough.
not right? Like he can't. I mean, even Dalinar isn't getting
that's-
Callan out of prison because
You just don't
Elokar.
go far. Like he's
Like
like, "Oh, what do you
Elokar's the
mean?"
one who's the problem here.
Right.
Elokar,
I mean,
I love
agreed.
him.
But it's
but
like,
he's
what do
the
you
one who's
mean
the
you
problem.
didn't have light and a bathroom and like you got Cush prison?
Oh
You
yeah.
threw yourself in Cushy prison in solidarity. Like, does
I
that
mean-
even count? Like,
That
I
makes
mean-
sense though. Yeah, I
like
kind
it.
of agree.
No,
He's
I
the
love it.
I have a very love-hate relationship with him because it's like he kind of tries, but he's also that guy that's like, well, yeah, I've got all this.
I
privilege,
can't
but,
wait
like,
for
I'm
you to
not as
read
bad
more.
as
He kind of
this."
tries. I
Like,
just would like to say for the record that I think Adolan is the most pure-hearted character in the entire cosmere. Not even exaggerating. So I can't wait for you to read more and see if your thoughts change on that.
I don't
because-
think he means.
Oh, Renarin's the
the
most
thing-
pure-hearted.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, Renarin.
No,
I don't
no,
think
Adolan.
Adolin
It's
means
Adolan.
negative. I don't think Adolin like means negative or means bad. Like I don't think he's like vicious. I just think
No.
he's dumb, and I think he reminds me of like a
Okay.
frat.
Can we imagine this for a second though? Just like, and they were roommates.
I would be there for. I would be down.
Okay, but
Callan
Paladin,
would
Down.
What's
I'm
happening?
there.
That
I'm
would have
excited
honestly,
for that.
hated that.
that you would have hated it, but I also feel like that would have kept Kaladin a little bit out of that depression funk he fell into.
That's
I'd
true,
have been
that's
there
true.
for that.
That would've
I
been
just
so
feel like-
fun.
bad things were happening at this point
Yeah.
in time.
He
Like,
just reminds me of a frat bro. Like that is like the vibe I get.
oh,
of,
no,
like,
he's
frat boys.
absolutely a frat bro. He's just a good one.
And I might.
No, I don't
just-
disagree. He's a
Maybe
frat
I
bro.
just
Oh
have
my God,
bad
they were
experiences. I have bad past experiences with frat boys.
I agree with Jesse. I think he's someone that like found out in like the last 6 months that like racism existed and is trying to catch up without doing any of like the real work.
It's not
Yes.
his fault. He grew up
Like
privileged. He is
performative.
trying.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a little his
Yeah.
fault.
well, I mean, it's not his fault. That's how he grew up. I mean, like, he's not. It's not his fault. He was born into a royal line and is born as like. That's not his fault. You can't do nothing
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
he's
trying
not
to do-
responsible for his upbringing.
But he's
At
trying
all.
to do the bare minimum to be
Listen.
woke.
I mean, he's
he's
not
that
doing.
guy.
He's not
I'm
doing it
here
to be
for
woke.
the
Is the thing.
journey.
That's where I disagree. He's not trying to like, oh, get points. Like he's just learning and he's correcting his
He is
mistakes.
learning.
Like he's not like, oh, this is bad, so now I got to do this to look good. Like that is not what he's doing, and I will fight
He's
you on
doing
that.
it
If that's just
No,
straight
I
up
don't think he's doing
incorrect.
it just to appear. I think he is like kind-hearted, but like just
He's
Maybe
the most
I just
kind
have
hearted person
really-
on the entire planet. I will tell you right now.
maybe
No
I
one's
just
better
have
than
really
him.
bad personal experiences with frat boys, but this adds to it.
Listen. Now we need that fanfic, Eli. Get on it. Put your
I
feelers
know.
out there. Find someone to write it for me, Eli.
I
What were you
do
gonna
want
say,
that.
Katrina?
I was gonna say I agree that it's like genuine and he's like his heart's in the right place.
Yes.
There's just like a lot of work left to be done on his journey.
Well, yeah. I didn't
And
say
I
he
feel-
was done.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
I'm just like I would hate this little fucker in real life. Absolutely would drive me nuts.
I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like that would depend on your situation in the world.
Of him,
I mean, it's my
But not
situation
his.
now.
I will say
Yeah,
right
that's-
now, I will say right now, not Kaladin, Dolan is the only person that you see who is a Light Eyes who makes the effort to like be friends with Dark Eyes. Like you see that scene where he's like joking with like the stable boys and like letting them try on like a shard plate helmet. Like he's just so genuine with everyone. Like yeah, okay, he doesn't really quite get the differentials in the class system. Like he doesn't realize like how privileged he is. And
Yeah.
like that racism is as bad as it is and things.
Mm.
He's just kind of coasting, but like he's just oblivious to it all. Like that, he's working on it. But
But
like
he's
he's
started
the
it.
only person who like just genuinely naturally is like that kind-hearted to everyone regardless. Like, he really is just that. Like he doesn't need to put that work in because it's how he is. He needs to learn all the things that are outside of his little bubble so then he can realize it needs to be outside of the bubble.
Yeah.
OT3.
Oh,
The kids are having a time in the comments. I'm not.
Yeah. Listen, I said they were roommates and it went off the rails. Oh no.
Spence
Spence does not like the roommates.
Spence does not like the roommates.
Spence is against roommates.
Oh
Confirmed.
no. Spence is in a weird spot now. You guys flipped.
Oh yeah.
Everybody moved.
Everybody moved.
Everybody's
We
changed.
played shuffle.
Got
Shuffle
demoted.
each other just like we're
be
shuffling the brain
anti-roommate?
We're shuffling the brain cells.
Shuffling the brain cells. Okay, we'll go back and look at this doc. Is there any other things we want to talk
We're like
about with
those
the duel
cups where they-
specifically? What am I doing? The duel, guys. The duel.
Yeah,
There's
exactly,
one thing
Casey.
I want to say yeah, about the duel, and that is that one time when I was visiting Brianna, we were talking about this scene and how much secondhand embarrassment and for my boon gives me. Like the amount of secondhand embarrassment I feel is so high that Brianna turned on the graphic audio of this scene so that we could listen to the honest I'll see what I can do part, and then it kept playing and I tried to get her to stop it and she wouldn't, and then she chased me through her house and dragged me back.
She's like, I'm leaving, I'm not listening to that part, I've got to go, and I chased her just through the house playing it while my boyfriend was on like a work call. We're just running through the house and I'm like, you must listen to the boon. We had
So
fun.
yeah, it's so much secondhand embarrassment for that scene.
Yes.
All right, guys, we're on part 4 now.
Hold
The
on.
approach.
Eli.
Oh my god. You know what? You're right, but I don't want to hear it.
No one talks about it.
I don't want to hear it right now.
No one is-
Oh.
I do like that Shalon kind of tried to help too during the duel.
Yeah,
Her little
yeah.
in her little
Pattern,
way.
go do
She's like,
something.
no.
And then you have that moment when Syl's like, "What's that?" And it's like she's clearly seeing Pattern. Just, like,
Yeah.
flying off, and it's like, "What's?" I want like that chapter from like the Friends POV. I want to go back through it. What are they seeing?
Yeah.
Because like Pattern, unlike Syl, like can't like go invisible. Like he just blends into like the different surfaces. And things.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how did he get away from her? Like, where did he go? What did he do? I just want to.
Okay, I
see.
have a
There's,
quick
like-
question.
I want all of that.
Yeah, go.
Pattern or Syl?
Oh, I
Pattern.
can't choose.
Syl, it's Syl for
I
me.
can't choose.
Syl for
It's like
me.
choosing children.
It's so hard, honestly.
No, I
That's
can't.
so difficult.
Actually, you know what? It's probably honestly a perfect tie. Listen, I can't talk about why, but I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie.
Can Pattern go on alive stuff?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, like a
I
peel, like
think
maybe
so.
like on skin, like in like
Yeah.
something. I don't know, because like he's always just like on her
know.
skirts and stuff. So
He's
I don't
always
know
on
if
her
we've
skirt and on
seen
like
him on
wood or a
skin.
blanket.
I feel like she picks him up at one point, almost. Or
I
is
don't know if
that-
that's in. Is that in this book? I don't remember.
No, I mean, I just listened to this.
I
book,
feel
so
like-
it was. I don't know. I feel like I don't know that answer.
That's not the only scene I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of beyond that. John, sorry. It's fun when the kids are talking to me outside of this because of the things we
I
say.
mute them.
I don't, because I don't trust them. I have to watch the Discord at all times, Casey.
No, they're in the all spoilers chat. I don't have to watch them. They can
Farther
do it
than
when I'm
that.
there.
Farther than that, children. Listen,
I don't know. I
there's
feel
just so
like-
much. There's so many good things. No, they're tied for me. They're tied for me.
Anyway, what I was picturing with the Spren, like I don't know why one of you said something, and this is what I'm picturing in my head. The duel is going as normal, but from the Spren's point of view, they're having like a chase, like a like around the arena.
I want to see it.
Anyway, that was
Like
where
a
my
Tom
brain
and Jerry
was.
moment.
Yes.
Oh, in the prison
Yes.
when Hoyd goes to the prison,
Yes.
is that when he says about perfect pitch?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes,
does
he
that
does.
mean that Warbreaker happens between Way of Kings and this one?
No.
Because he didn't have
Warbreaker's before all of Stormlight. can
before
say that
all
much.
of Stormlight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That planet's still there. It's doing its job. I don't
But
know
he
what's
didn't
going on
mention
on it.
perfect pitch in Way of Kings.
No, he didn't. He did not. Did he?
I don't think
He
so.
didn't
I don't-
mention it.
I don't think he did in the Wander Sail scene. But he did here. But I mean, it's possible he didn't yet have it in Way of Kings. Who knows what he's doing between books? Listen.
Or he could have stored it. You can store your breath in places.
Oh my God,
We don't know what
think about-
Hoyd's doing.
Casey, I can't think about that right now.
Okay.
Because that was my thought, like with the like discrepancy of like, well, he didn't mention it in Way of Kings, but like, would he have mentioned it?
Yeah.
I mean, I also feel like he's just at the point where he's just kind of dropping more and more and more as he goes. So
We were We were talking the other night about how everyone that's talked to Hoyd needs to have a meeting and discuss what Hoyd has said to them to get like
Exactly.
notes.
Everyone needs to take notes when they have a conversation with
Right?
Hoyd, and they can all like have a meeting and be like, okay, so what did he tell you? Because this is what he told me, and they can pull out the weird shit that's like clearly nonsense that doesn't actually mean anything, and then dig into the nonsense that means so much and try to like connect the dots because like
There's
he's
a lot.
dropping a lot of stuff.
There's a lot.
A lot of stuff. We just need a Hoyt meeting.
Oh,
Oh, Hoyt. Okay, so our next point of topic was just the approach. Them going across the Shattered Plains, trying to beat the storm.
Wait,
They didn't
before we
win.
Yeah.
before we go there, do we want to talk about Zahel at all?
We're gonna get to that at the end. We're going to at the end.
Okay.
We're coming
Probably.
back to that.
Yeah.
We're
He
coming back.
definitely did something where he like sucked up Stormlight from someone.
We're gonna come back to it.
But
Don't
we'll
you
come
worry.
back to that.
I'm
Okay.
gonna clear all your questions because I know some people don't know what's going on there.
Well, it's fun.
So we're gonna drop the bomb later.
Part 4 is next. Oh, that's all I had.
Part 4. Okay, so we're talking the approach to the Shattered Plains, which is, you know, Kaladin.
And
Wait, did we
Kaladin
skip
from-
something? Oh no, yeah, okay. This title is just the approach. First, we got to deal with
just the
Kaladin's
approach.
struggles.
Kaladin struggles.
I know.
Yeah.
Spence was like, "Which ones?" I was
All
like,
of
"There's, I mean, all of them." And then I was like, "Yeah, Shameless struggles." Basically, we need to talk about like the chasm scene, don't we? We got to go
I
into
think we
the
already
chasm. We didn't touch
we
on it too
already-
much. We talked about like shipping Shayla and Kaladin because of that scene. We didn't really
yeah.
talk about the scene. There is a thing that happens in that scene that I again think no one noticed. Casey noted it for us to
In
talk
which scene?
when they
The
fall into the
chasm?
chasms. When they fall into the chasms, Shaylin and Kaladin.
Yeah, there's just like a small hint. Which,
When Kaladin basically kills Sylphrena, I guess I should
Yeah.
say. That moment.
But
when
there's
it
like-
all-
Basically.
yeah, there's like a small thing that it's confirmed at the end of the book, but it's just hinted at in this scene, and I just
no
think
one
it's so
questions
interesting
it.
that no one questions it, and it's the fact that when Shaylin is cutting out the wall for them to hide during the high storm, her blade changes shape.
Her blade changes shape, and no one's like, "What's weird?"
No one questions her blade changing shape.
Yeah, no
I
one
did not
questions
question
it.
that.
Because obviously you get the reveal when Kaladin swears his ideal at the end, and then Syl is the blade, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, but Shaylin's doing that before then. Her
Hmm.
blade's changing shape, and no one's questioning. She's like climbing up on the thing, and she's cutting out steps to make their cubby hole
Yeah.
up in the top.
Yeah.
And she's like, God, this is hard because it's so long, and it changes shape. And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, has like a dagger
She says,
shard blade.
thank you.
Is that because she did that, or is that because Patton is so wibbly?
I mean,
Patton's wiggly.
it's because her blade is not a normal shard blade, and no one questions it at that point. It's because her blade is a spring.
I think I was
Yeah.
more confused by the not screaming thing that it just overshadowed.
Yeah.
That's
But see,
fair.
that's another thing. You should be like, why doesn't it? That's another thing. Like layer 2, like why? Like what's going on there? And again, like no one's. I guess that is like a distracting thing. Like you're thinking about that, but you're not piecing those two things together to like form a coherent like jump that ledge to get to where it might take you. And then it all makes sense, of course, when Syl comes back through. But yeah, no, when they both like are falling into chasms, they're like, well, clearly I saved him. I just don't know how. Like,
Yeah.
my radiant powers did this. And Cal's like, I don't know. I don't even know where my Spren is. I think she's dead. I don't know what's going on. But we're both alive down here. And also just their little like pun battle through the chasms is great.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I enjoyed the scenes. I just don't ship
Not
them.
yet. Not yet, Eli. We'll save that. We'll save that for later. But yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time. I keep trying to reach for my mouse and it's not there. I forgot.
It's not there.
It's not there. But yeah, like there's a lot of stuff in the chasms. Like there's just so much happening in those scenes. I mean, like obviously you have that moment when like Kaladin and Shaylin kind of break it down and have like a little heart to heart kind of
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
Therapy
'Cause-
session.
like
Their
her not
therapy.
really realizing her privilege and how bad she's treated him, and him thinking like, oh, it's because you're privileged in the light eyes, like you don't have any emotions, like you've never suffered anything, and like she's like, oh yeah, I don't know what that feels like. It goes on her
Yeah.
little speech. Like they have that great moment, which I
And
really
there's-
like digging into.
Yeah. There's like his thought process where he like sees how like broken she is and then goes, but
Yeah.
she still smiles, and like
She
that
smiled
line
anyway.
always
Storms.
gets
She
me.
smiled anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
So
that line
good.
of it being like the most beautiful thing, and some people are like, oh, ship it. And I'm like, it don't gotta be that deep, y'all. It
It's not.
don't
Yeah.
gotta be that deep.
Yeah, just because she can still smile even though like she's been
Yeah.
through so much shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think this was around the, I mean, in the book, this is around the time that we find out that Shallan killed her father, right?
Yes.
So it
Yes,
was like,
yes, it's around that.
especially like, ugh.
Oh, by the way, is that your favorite flashback when she strangles her dad and sings him a lullaby?
Yes.
Yes.
Like literally, like when she's like
So
pulling the
intense.
chain, I was like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite scene
Casey
ever.
and I were talking about this last night, and I was like, man, it's like, oh man, the poison didn't work. I guess I gotta slowly strangle him. It's like there's so many quicker ways to do this. And
Yeah,
it's just so dramatic. Like, let me just slowly do this and sing to him while I do
A
it, because I
lullaby,
really
yeah.
gotta add on there.
About Shaylin and Kaladin that they were friends. It's just neither of them had ever felt friendship before.
Like, what's this feeling? And it's like narrator voice. It was friendship. They had never experienced it previously.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My brain does Wicked, which is like, what is this feeling? So sudden and new. Like, that's what my brain's doing.
It was friendship all along.
It was
Oh.
all about the friends we made along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly.
friends.
Exactly. Cats and friends.
Chasm friends.
Oh.
It also hurts especially more since we get to learn that Shallan also.
Yeah.
killed her
Which did anybody suspect that? I wanted to ask. Did anybody actually suspect that she was the one that killed her mom in flashbacks?
Nope.
I wasn't really surprised by it.
Because in her very first flashback in this book is the one like where the mom's like face down dead on the floor, red on the
Yeah.
carpet. Her dad picks her up and starts singing to her, and she's like, "No, a monster shouldn't be held like this. Something that like hurts, something that kills. Like you shouldn't hold me like this." Like she's literally in that moment is like basically telling you she's the monster.
Yeah.
She's the one who did it. And then every flashback after that, she's like retconned herself from the trauma, and she's like, "Did my dad do it? Like, did he really do it? Did I see it?" Like, and so it's like it makes you question it because it's just that one tidbit, but it's like it's right
Yeah.
there. Like she's like, "No, a monster shouldn't be held
Well,
like
she
this." Like, she
also-
calls herself a monster.
And then she keeps denying that, like,
Yeah.
she's like, no, he didn't kill her. And they're like, but there was no
And
one in the room. Like,
Yeah, and like everyone's else, like then who did? And then she just freezes because she's like, I can't, like the trauma it's broken me. Like I
tell them.
cannot look at that. I can't see it. It's not in my head anymore because it was her. But it's also so much more fucked up because it's like that was different than killing the dad. It's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Shaylin's got a really fucked up past, you guys. Do you ever just kill like half your family? It's fine.
Oh no.
It's fine. It's fine.
there's also, we haven't talked about it yet, but the fact that Kaladin killed her brother.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
The
right?
reveal that Kaladin killed
They
Hilarion.
can't be happy as a romantic couple for that
God,
reason.
No,
right?
that can't happen.
Wonder how she's
Agreed.
gonna take that.
Raffo. Sweet little Raffo for you. Grade 1 Raffo. It was Shaylin all along. Yeah.
Shaylin.
Yes. Shaylin killed her mom. Shaylin killed her dad.
Just be killing everybody.
Her brothers are still alive,
Some of
except for
them.
Hilarion, but that wasn't her fault.
That
That was Kaladin's fault, so it's fine. You know, her track record's only at two family members down. It's fine.
So far.
So far.
We're not accounting anything past book 4. Who knows what she'll do next?
Oh my god. Who knows what she'll do next? Listen, guys, I love Shaylin so much. Oh my god. Ugh.
Okay, what is the next? We talked about all of this.
We're gonna do the Sanderlanch now.
Yeah. Do you like how I didn't make topics for that? I was like, guys, there's no fucking way to split this up. Just Sandra Lynch in it. Sandra Lynch in it. Do we want to talk about the saddest death in the book, Sureblood the horse? Because it hurts my soul a little bit.
Oh yeah.
When Adola loses a shard horse. I'm sorry, Rashadium.
No, it's a shard horse.
It's a shard horse.
What were we going to say next?
I was going to say, have we hit interludes 12, 14?
Which I don't. Where are
I
they?
feel like we skipped the interludes by accident.
We skipped them.
Oh yeah, we did.
Do you want to talk about them?
What happened there?
I'm just curious about it. They mentioned some very capital letter names that we've never heard before in those interludes.
Let me get to it. Hang on.
Yeah, me too. I'm
My
flipping
fucking save hand, guys. Hang on.
The safe hand.
interludes.
Casey, what page number is that? Because my safe hand is not having a good time here.
893. I think we have
Thank
the
you so
same
much.
page.
Okay. Yeah, we should. 893. Okay. I'm getting there.
Okay, so what are the specific names?
The first one was Nergal or Nergale,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes. Okay.
and the
I know this
second
name.
one was Moalak or Moalach.
I know this name too. Okay.
Ooh.
These are. You'll learn more about these in the very near future.
This is a grade 1 Raffo.
Grade 1
Grade one
Raffo.
Raffo.
Yes,
Okay.
there's a storm coming, honey. You're gonna learn all about those.
Honey, you got a big storm.
You got a big storm coming.
In
put it
that
all
interlude as
for
well. Are the
Yeah.
10 Silver Kingdoms the same thing as the 10 Epoch Kingdoms?
Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think it is, isn't it?
I
Eli,
think so.
help me out here, buddy. I
think
know
so.
Eli's got this one off the top of his head. I think. I trust you, Eli. You got the brain cell.
Do you have any other questions?
Hmm.
Yeah, there was that.
No, it was mainly just the names I was curious about in that one.
Okay.
Oh,
I
read
didn't
tabs
think
there.
they were ones that I should have recognized.
Yeah.
No,
No, not yet.
not
But
yet.
you very soon.
But it's good
Okay.
that you're paying attention to names that are capitalized and like that could have meaning because you're going to see them again and you're going to be like, I remember being sus of you, and it's good you're paying attention. I'll say.
I'm paying attention.
I'm glad.
Okay.
I'm proud. Good mom.
Speaking
Very
of
proud
that
of you.
interlude chunk, what is everyone's opinions on Teravantian so far?
Mr. T.
The
Mr.
fandom calls him
T.
Mr. T.
Mr. T. Yeah, Mr. T. Teravangian. How does everybody feel about him?
Because we learned a lot in that interlude.
Yeah, it's true. We really do.
We do.
It's a
I
lot
don't want to
going
say
on.
anything because I don't know.
No, you can't.
You
Don't.
just-
Don't.
Oh yeah, because
don't
you're
speak.
further ahead.
Don't speak, Spence. I don't trust you right now.
Go ahead, Katrina.
Go ahead.
Is that the king with the hospitals?
Yes,
The
it's
old
sorry.
man.
Sorry,
The
the king
old
of
man.
Carbrinth, the old man. The old man.
Like draining
yeah,
the blood.
the
Kills
hospital
people.
king.
Yeah, the hospital king. The hospital
The
king.
hospital
King
king.
of the hospitals. Yes. Mr. T. Mr. Teravangian. Yeah. You do learn a lot here.
I do not like him because I don't think the means justify the end. So philosophically, very bad.
I agree with you. I am
Right there with
on
ya.
Team Katrina right now.
I just want to know, the other thing we learned in that thing is,
Yeah.
it starts the day, I'm pretty sure, with him getting his intelligence tested.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The intelligence test.
Yeah.
And like
I think it's pretty
learning
cool.
like the restrictions he has like on himself of like if he's having a smart day or a dumb day and like what he's allowed to do. Yes. It's I mean it's very interesting to learn.
Because, like,
I'm
we
curious
learned,
though, does he ever like contradict himself because of his mismatched intelligence per day?
well, all the time, because it's stated that, like, when he's
Yeah.
super intelligent, he's like, the ends always justify the means.
Yeah.
And then when he's like,
He has like
on the
no
lower
empathy.
end of intelligence, he's like, he's more empathetic towards people, so like he cares more.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
we
it's
know?
like consistently contradicting the two versions.
Hmm.
Yes. Do we know what?
Do we know what script he wrote the diagram in?
No, it says something about how he like made it up himself.
Oh yeah. He made
Or
his
is
own
it
like
total
code and
just
like
like his
I
own
think
one?
it's
Right.
yes,
Okay.
on his very intelligent day, it was like he made his own code or whatever, and like that's why they've been trying to like decipher it because it's like some nonsense he came up with when he was really smart. Because he was like, well, this is better than what we
Yeah.
got,
Yeah.
and it's like now we got to figure out what any of this means, like decipher it, and then figure out what meaning was implied here.
Oh,
And
I
those are a bunch of
remember.
fun epigraphs as well, just the diagram epigraphs.
I remembered something else. There's a map in this book
Yes,
that
Mhm.
has a script on it that we haven't seen before.
yes, I'm pretty sure that was correct. That we have not seen that before.
Okay.
I remember you bringing it up in the Discord, and I looked at the time, and that's what I said. I
Right.
stand by it.
That's not one we should recognize from
No,
anything.
I don't think so. Like I'm 99% sure.
Right. Okay.
I did ask you for your brain cell, Eli, and I already forgot why.
Yeah, we don't remember why. So
Nobody knows.
we don't have the brain cell, Eli, so that's how that's going. Any other interlude thoughts before Sanderlanch in it?
I think so.
Joking.
are we good to Sanderland? Oh wait,
think-
there was one thing. So I guess no, it's Sanderland related. So the diagram things. I know, Max, you had a lot of fun trying to figure out the women's script, the code of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you remember the one? There's two epigraphs, and they're just numbers.
The diagram.
Oh,
numbers.
I've already started trying to crack that.
Okay, I'll be
Yeah.
interested because it has been like cracked. It's
Oh,
been
yeah,
decoded.
it's cracked. It's cracked.
Right.
But yeah, I'll be interested in yours, in your thought process going through.
Cool.
the
I've got a
decoding.
few pages in my little scribble notebook dedicated to that one. I'm better with alphabets than I am with numbers, but we'll get there.
Clearly.
I hate numbers.
Brief
Yeah.
clearly was about we're missing the brain cell.
Yes. Like I haven't slept in 7 days, Eli. Don't come for me. I'm
Yeah,
surprised I remember any of this book, having read it 14 times. 14 and a half, guys. I didn't finish before the live show, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. I'm still in the middle of the book on my reread. So I'm going to have a time this month during Nano trying to finish this and also reading Oathbringer and Edgedancer. It's
finished it.
It's fine.
I listened to it on
You
3
listened
times
to it
speed.
on 3 times speed like a
On
crazy person,
3
okay? Not
times
all of us can do
speed.
that.
That's crazy.
It made sense to me.
The audiobook of that epigraph is a lot of fun, yeah.
It's so
Eli.
much.
Eli, that ain't nothing. I once went 10 days with literally no sleep, like not even dozing off.
Yeah,
10 days
it was bad.
before I had to go to a doctor, and I was like, I'm gonna die. Please fix it. So
Oh my god.
It's not a
It's just-
conscious thing.
Yeah.
no,
Her literal body.
It's just my bad insomnia. I know it's important. I'm trying, buddy. Trying. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a brief
I'm
thing.
not trying as hard right now
You don't-
because I'm trying to write a novel,
Yeah,
and so I've decided
Yeah.
that's more important than sleeping. But my body has decided it's caught up with me, and it's
You're
disagreeing.
sleeping tonight.
I'm gonna sleep
Priorities,
tonight. I don't have to
priorities.
work tomorrow. I got a text from a coworker. I was like, "Can you take my shift tomorrow?" I was like, "I think the fuck not."
No.
Oh, ma'am, I
Okay.
need to sleep. I need to recover. I need to write.
Well, like I
Right.
decided to take every Monday off work. I just
There you
went
go.
in and blocked off all my Mondays.
That's me
mean,
with
And I
Sundays
work like a
and
normal 9 to 5. Like I was just like, I'm not working Mondays anymore. No.
Take care of yourself.
Self-care.
I want you to go back in the audiobook and listen to this epigraph on 3 times speed and
It's a
just
lot.
experience it. Because I played it for Bree earlier and it was
It's a
I just
lot.
want your reaction to it. So
Do we know what kind of cryptography system was used for the numbers?
probably, but I don't.
I don't know. Josh or Eli, if you know,
Eli.
drop it.
Yeah.
Drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Okay. Back to the discussion, guys. We're doing it. We're
Okay.
getting there. Okay. So the Sanderlanche, everything, all of it. Pick a
Go.
spot.
Oh,
and
okay.
go.
Everyone
This is
go
like-
for it.
This is I'm gonna get this out of the way, but because
Okay.
this is like super irrelevant to the Sanderlanche, but it is my favorite part of the Sanderlanche.
Okay.
But
Oh, I know what it is.
Palona is my spirit animal. When we ask for representation in books, I felt the most represented by Palona when she
I
was
love
just like
her.
reading in the middle of a hurricane and a battle.
Honestly, Kelowna and Siberial are like so
Favorites.
much fun. Like they're just such fun, like side characters. Like I just adore them. They bring so much like lighthearted silliness to the table.
Yep.
It's great. They're so great.
That's all. It's irrelevant to the Sanderlanche, but I just
I mean,
had to
it's
get
in
that
the
out of way.
Sanderlanche. It's not irrelevant. Okay, it's not.
Yeah.
It's in there. It's in there.
It's in there.
Yep.
My
She's in my
least
top 5.
favorite bit.
Okay.
My least favorite bit in this whole book is in the last part.
Oh no.
It's
What part is it?
where Shallan tells Patton that she hates him.
Oh right.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
I was
So
so
intense.
angry.
Listen,
I was like, how dare you?
The bitch is traumatized. Okay.
She-
That's not his fault.
No, it's not. But she's.
No, but she's not
but-
rational enough.
I
to
don't know if you guys have
Pattern
picked
is
up on this
precious.
yet, but Shaylin's not really good at coping. So
Hurt people.
she doesn't know how to cope. She does not have
Not
any healthy
justified,
coping
though. It's not
mechanisms.
No, it's
justified.
never justified.
Inexcusable. Illegal.
All I can think of is
Calling
like,
the police.
yeah, but hurt people hurt people.
It's such
Or
a painful.
spread.
It's such a a painful moment though, especially
Yeah.
throughout the book as he's telling her like you're going to kill me, and then she says I hate you, and it's like, oh, it hurts. It hurts
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, it's a lot. We need a therapy sprint. We do. We really do. Therapy sprint.
Therapy
You
sprint.
can just go in pattern solidarity.
Oof.
Mm.
But yes, so much happens in the Sanderlanche. Obviously, we had last batch of interludes. Esh and I just full on doing a bad job of her situation. Do you love that
Oh,
moment
yeah.
when she's like trying to bond the Stormspren, and then she regrets it immediately and tries to stop it, and then it's done, and she's like hears her own voice screaming in the back of her head. It's super chill, super fucking chill. It's like that's fine. I'm sure that's fine. Yeah.
It's a
I
lot.
loved Esh and I like towards the end here.
I love
Very
Eshna.
cool.
I love Eshna a lot. I really like Eshna. She's such a great character.
Yeah.
That bitch fell into the chasms.
Okay, can we talk about Kaladin rescuing King Elokar?
Oh
Yes,
my
we
god.
can. It's the best
Yes.
scene ever. Yes, it's my. Kaladin like so beaten and broken, and then him just like repeating the like Fleet kept running to himself as he's just like dragging himself through there and trying to get Elokar out.
I love him saying like Fleet kept running, and Elkar's like,
Elkar's like, what?
I'm too drunk.
Yes.
And he's like also drunk off his ass, so he's he can't
Yeah,
like
he's
try
like
to make sense of it. Completely wasted and trying to make sense of it.
Look,
But-
he got a therapy session. Elokar's never been to one, obviously.
Elokar needs
Couldn't
that.
relate.
I know it's like the difference between giving Kaladin the Fleet story. It's like here's your mandatory therapy for the book, and then Kaladin like dragging Elokar through the halls. It's like Fleet kept running, dude. I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, I don't think this is how this goes.
I don't think this is right. Yeah.
Oh,
I love
listen.
it.
Oh my god. No, it's so good. And then of course that moment, like when Moshe and Graves come in.
Oh, Mosh.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta ask how many people hate him. You gotta be on my team here. Come on now. Everybody on team fuck Moshe.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was like holding my breath. I was like,
There was
I need a head
moment-
count. I need a
Right.
head count.
There was a moment where it was like you can kind of see his point, but then like
Nope.
no.
I don't agree with that at all.
There's a moment where you're like, okay, he's.
I know
not a
what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
It's
I know what you're saying. I just don't.
Yeah.
But no, I just wanted to say, what was I going to say? I was going to say a thing. Oh no, Spence, I want to call you out because I remember early on in Words of Radiance, you were like, I'm starting to like Moshe now. And all of us kids sitting in the background looking,
just
and we're
like-
just like, somebody hearted that. I remember there was like a heart reaction. And we're all just sitting there like, oh, we got the receipts. It was
Well,
great. It
okay,
was
to be
great.
fair, he was like really close to Kaladin. He was like super
No, okay.
supportive of Kaladin
Can I
at the
have
beginning.
my 5-minute tangent?
That makes
really
it
quick?
worse.
No, I want my 5-minute tangent. Can I have my 5 minutes? It's not gonna be 5 minutes.
Go.
Just- I
Yeah,
want a
go.
tangent. Okay,
So let's go.
this is my biggest beef with Sanderson in writing terms because he meant to do a thing that he didn't end up doing. He put in as much, but then like he still played it out the same. So there's supposed to be more time spent on Kaladin and Moash bonding, like at the beginning of the book, and like really getting to know each other and like forming that like brotherly bond. But none of that's actually on screen. That's not there. It's not there at all. And yet Kaladin continuously says, "Oh, Moshe's my best friend. He's my closest one in Bridge 4. Like, he doesn't idolize me and all this stuff." And I'm like, Teft and Rock are right there, and you're wrong.
True.
Like, I will fight you. Like, no one loves you more than Teft and Rock, and you are not closer to anyone than Teft and Rock because that's
Especially
it's in the
Teft.
text. But like he kept the lines of like because he wanted that like impact, obviously, with the betrayal.
Yeah.
But it's like, but he took out like there's not enough of that in there, and it's my biggest beef in the entire cosmere of Sanderson's like flaw of writing is like you can't sit here and be like, oh, he was my best friend when it's not in the text, it's not on page. It makes me so angry because I just hate Moshe so much because I hate him so much.
Okay, Eli
I hated.
fair,
By the
though.
way, I just want to say really
Fair.
quick, I hated Moshe in Way of Kings. I never liked him. Like not even from the beginning when he was like one of the Brugemen. I thought he was annoying. I thought he needed to get his own opinions because he was always just jumping on everybody else's opinions. He did not have his own goddamn spine. End rant. Go for it.
No,
Where?
but I think that's fair. I mean, what Eli said earlier, like he wasn't super close.
Bitch,
But
where? Sorry.
the thing is, like Moash is like he was like simping for Kaladin like the whole beginning of Words of Radiance.
I don't know. I don't know. It bothers me so much. Like there's moments in Way of Kings, like early on in Way of Kings, when he was like, oh yeah, like but Dalinar, like the stories about Dalinar, like he's a good, honorable Light Eyes, and Kaladin's like, nah, man, they all suck. And then by the end of the book, when Dalinar's like actually showing that he's like a good, honorable Light Eyes, and he's like saving them from the Parshendi arrows and stuff, and then they have a moment and Moshe's like, no, he's just doing it to like look good. He just wants to kill more Parshendi, right, Cal? Like that's what you said. Like he's terrible, and he's just like he does not have his own opinions. He just immediately is like jumping on the back, and like, and I was like, I was like, I hate you so much.
He like got stuck on this one thought and cannot like have. It's like that thing you run into on the internet where people cannot have like a complex thought about someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Moshe with like all
It's like riding on the
other-
trend, using all the hashtags.
Yeah, he's just. He's
Yeah,
infuriating.
I was just so annoyed with him in book 1, and obviously I hate him here. I hate him a lot. So
I
that
think it
watching
would've-
Fuck Moshe is all I needed.
Right. I think it would have paid off better if we'd have seen more of the best
Right.
friend-ness on page.
It bothers me. Like it would also have that more impact. Like he expects you to just accept it because like he says that it happened, but it didn't. Like we didn't see it, and
Yeah.
it's one of those instances where it's like I can't accept that it happened off screen. Like
Yeah.
I just can't. Sometimes you can. I can't here. I can't. Not enough time is passing.
Yeah, like if you're
It's
trying
not-
to give us like this like emotional thing, I think we're supposed to be like more upset that
Exactly.
about what Moshe's doing, but I'm just pissed off at him. I'm just like, dude,
Like,
you're being
I'm
a
less
dick.
upset about him like betraying Kaladin because I done knew from the beginning. God, the fucking Kaladin being like, I don't want this shard plate. Let's give it to Moshe, who just told me he wants to assassinate.
Oh my
man.
god!
Like, bro, Kaladin was just making bad decisions for like a two
Out of
straight weeks
any,
there.
out of everyone you could have given it to.
I'm like, again, Teft, right there, the
Right
bestest
there,
bro
right
in the whole world. I would die for Teft 1,000 times over. He's my favorite.
Also,
Man.
isn't Teft like in charge of like training everyone? Like, why would he not give it to Teft?
Right?
Yeah,
I
like-
just, it's the thing. It's like Moshe's supposed to be his best buddy, but it's not on page.
Yeah,
Anywhere.
him giving
Anyways.
the shard
Just
away
because
to him
Moash
didn't
is-
My
make
biggest
sense.
beefs.
Simping for Kaladin. That's why Kaladin was like, "Oh, I can trust this guy. He's simping for me."
No, it's
He's
all
simp.
bullshit. It's not on page, and I'm salty. I'm salty.
It's just-
Anyways, okay, we can move past that. No, sorry.
okay, we can go past that. We have other stuff to talk about.
Moving on.
So yeah, we have we have a nice little resurrection for Silfrena, which is
Yay!
such a great moment. Just
We were talking about this last night, but I don't know if you guys noticed that when he swears this ideal, obviously the light bursts out in the frost, and it says like the glyph form behind him,
it
like that.
crystallizes on the floor in like the shape of wings, and I'm like, dramatic much, buddy?
What's happening?
Like he's got to have his little like anime transformation. He's just coming
Yeah.
through. I love him so fucking much, guys. So good.
He did need his little anime transformation.
Yeah. And then of course,
Oh my gosh, Eli, I so agree. Like, I
Because
think
of
it's a crime
Sigil.
that Sigil does not have a lot of page time.
I love
yes,
Sigil.
I love Sigil too. Also Scar and Drahe, bestest boys. The
Yes.
bestest boys. I love them just like being
Oh, yes,
constantly
Moad. Yeah.
being behind Adolin during the entire battle here, like at the end of the Sanderlanche. It's like every time he turns around, it's just those bridgemen pulling him out of like shit, like saving his life, pulling him out of this. And I'm just like, look at them go. Look at my babies go.
I love
Look at
Scar
Muff.
Drahe so much, especially Drahe.
I love all of the bridgemen except for Moshe.
He's not a
The
bridge.
one and only. He gets all of my hatred.
They're all just so good.
Okay, so about the Sanderlanche too, I think it was pretty cool how Shallan was like, "We need to leave all of the Parshendi or the
Yes.
Parshmen."
Yes.
And good call.
And like the fact that like
Right.
they listen, it's like everyone's come with me, leave your person. He doesn't even question it that much. He's like,
Right.
okay, you said this.
Exactly.
Jasna was behind this idea. I'm gonna trust in her because she was the smartest bitch in town. I just love that. Like,
I do. There's like that line at one point where he's like, "You're sure? Like this is what Jasna was doing? Like this was her research?" And she's like, "Yes, this is what Jasna thought. This is all of it. Like this is what she did." And Jasna was never wrong. And he was like, "This would be a really shitty time for her to be wrong, wouldn't it?"
right.
Yeah.
Also, that moment when like he finds out what Shaylin can do and he like cries. He's like, "Oh my god! Like the Radiants are here. They're real. I found. Like I've got one." Like he's so
Oh,
emo
yeah.
about it, and I'm just like, "Dad, Lenore."
That little.
I get so emo.
I love
Yes.
them all finding out like about the Radiance, like as this is all happening.
Yeah.
Like it's such going to shit that like they just can't hide it anymore.
I
And
think
Shaylin
Adolin
like
is my
running
favorite.
around.
It's my favorite one when he sees Kaladin and he's like, "I fucking knew it." He's just so excited.
Oh yeah. We didn't bring up like Adolin trying to figure out like what was up with
Oh yeah.
what was up with Kaladin and his really
Right before they
shitty
fall in
attempt.
the chasms, I think it is when he has that conversation with Kaladin when he's trying to suss him out, and he's like, because of the thing, like the thing, the thing. And Kaladin just smiles and he's like, "You have no idea what you're talking about." He's like, "Okay, you got me, but there's something about you." It's just, I love it. Like Adolin is
Good
just
at it.
not good at being like trying to subtly get him to like confess to it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, in that Sanderlanche where like he sees Shaylin and she's like glowing and stuff, and he's like, "You too?"
I
And
knew there was
Like,
something
"Can you
wrong.
fly?"
About that
And
bridge
she's
boy.
like, "Wait, fly? Who's flying?" Oh, it's good times. It's good times. And then, of course, the dramatic moment when Dalinar gets yeeted into the sky. Just fucking yeeted. Just gone.
and then he like
Just
floats
sends
back down.
into it.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
then
you don't need
Kaladin-
shards because the thing with the stuff.
the thing with the stuff. You know
Basically
the stuff.
Adolin. He's trying his best.
And
I
then
thought the
Kaladin just
scene. Yeah.
his line was just, "You sent him to the sky to die, assassin. But the sky and the winds are mine. I claim them as I now claim your life." He's so dramatic, but like I live for it. Like I just
He
love his
also-
dramatic lines. They're so good.
Brandon
also
Sanderson loves his dramatic lines.
He's got a drama girl inside of him. He's just
Listen,
there.
Dalinar stands on a building and yells at God in the middle of like a high storm. And it's like, is this the time?
Is this the time?
Yeah, but it works.
I
It
mean,
does work.
do you ever just like yell at the clouds and make them your bitch? Because it's fine. Oh. Also, I'm super.
On the entire flight.
Yes. Oh my god, that's so funny. Also, that moment when like Dalinar is fighting Zeth and he realizes he's like, I can't beat this guy. Like if I hadn't been drunk the night Gavilar died, if I had been there, if I had fought him, I would not have won. And like it brings him peace, like to let go of that burden. And I just like I get so emo about it. My hand is starting to get sweaty, Max. It took about 3 hours. Just so you know, it's happening. It's happening.
It's gonna start dripping later.
Oh no.
Okay, wait. Old man yells at Cloud.
Cloud
listen.
That's amazing.
Okay, but what?
I thought the scene that was super intense too was when they were like trying to unlock the thing. Like
Yes.
Shallan was like, and then the shard blade is like the key, like ah.
Where she's like, there's something wrong with everyone's shard blades. Everyone's but mine. Boom! It's just like, it's so dramatic. They're all dramatic. No one's not dramatic on Roshar, let's be honest here.
It's true.
I love it. I love
Their
it.
brain cells did not.
Also, like
Renarin is having a
Renarin
time.
in the corner, like having a mental
Mumbling.
breakdown with
Yes.
banging a rock on the wall and be like, "We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die." And it's like, buddy, I don't think that's helping right now. Like we're trying to fix this, and you're not helping. Bless his heart.
I'm curious about the everything being wrong with the shard blades,
Okay.
with the implication that the shard blade she has is pattern, is a spread, right?
Mhm.
So is that what they were talking about when they were like the betrayal of the spread? Did they do something?
Rappo.
Yeah, I think
That's
I think
a
they
Rappo.
killed him, man.
That is
Killed him, man.
Man, that's a grade 1 Rappo.
a good
Yeah.
one, Apple.
Grade 1 Rappo.
I
almost
can't
said
decide
something.
whether I think that the betrayal is to do with the shard blades or to do with the Spren being trapped in the gems that we saw in the women's script page in Way of Kings.
Rappo.
Yeah.
Grade 1 Rappo all around. You got more knowledge coming to you, buddy. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Hell yeah.
You got more knowledge.
All
coming.
the knowledge.
Oh my
There's
god,
a lot.
you got so much fucking knowledge coming. I don't want to think about it. Anyways, everybody, we're reading those burgers this month. Get ready.
What else is happening?
Uh,
Oh, we were just talking about Renarin and his like freak out in the thing.
Aww.
And there's one line that happens. Like I love Renarin, I love this whole scene, but there's one line that I just feel like really sticks out to me every time I read it, because at one point he just says like, "I see the future,"
yes.
and none
Really?
of them
He says
react. He says
Yeah,
it in
It's like
Yeah.
their biggest no, bad cultural sin. Seeing the future is naughty. We don't do that here. It's of the Voidbringers. And he just says that. And like, it's just,
no one.
there's a lot happening. There's a lot
I
happening.
forgot about that.
I had
Yeah, he
kind
said
of
it.
forgotten about that too, but yeah.
Yes, he says it.
Yeah, the world's ending.
I mean, it's
Everybody's
implied
having
with
fun.
his, when you find out he's the one who was doing the glyphs.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he was counting us down nice and good, like. Then, Zeth has a mental breakdown about the Radiance. He's like, they can't do it.
Yeah.
I am truthless. And we're like, but what does that mean? What
Yeah,
is
what?
a truthless really?
What? It's like, yeah.
Raphos all around.
Reference to us, Rapper to you.
Everybody gets a Raffo.
Okay,
No.
we're gonna talk about are we there yet? Like Adeline killing Sadius?
Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
Might as well be. Let's go on
That
ahead
was-
and do that.
Right.
If you have thoughts, go for it.
That was literally my favorite thing in the whole book.
I know that's the one thing that redeemed him for you. And
That was my redemption.
My favorite thing about Jesse is like I hate Adolin so much. Oh my god, he killed a man. I'm so into it.
I'm into it. All I want is like dark side Adeline though. Like I want him
Honestly,
to go full like murder.
That scene where he just fucking like
Like-
snaps. I'm like, buddy, you should have been taunting him alone in a corner where there's no witnesses, no one else is around,
I
and you
was there
know
for
he
it.
can outmatch you. Like you're not gonna win a fight with this guy. I'm just saying.
I'm there
Yeah, like-
for it. I was there for every
Same.
ounce of murder.
Same.
I don't want him to go full dark because I feel like we have so many characters that are on that level
We have
anyway.
way too many morally gray kids in this house.
And I just love Adolin for
I don't even want him to
Adolin's
be
sake.
morally gray. I just want him to go full like Darth Vader
I mean, that is
We don't have time for that, Jess.
I got the time.
I sure don't. I don't
I
think
no
about
longer
that.
have the time. My brother actually needs me to pick him up now, so I'm gonna leave. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh.
Kind of thought we'd be done by like right now, but that's
I
okay.
really hoped we would have been. So but here we are.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I think we just need to accept that Stormlight live shows are going to be like 3
Long.
hours long.
Yeah.
We tried to make it shorter by doing the thing the way
I mean,
we did.
technically, I feel like we are still ahead of schedule. Sadly,
Yeah.
about that too.
I think we're doing pretty good. We're doing
We're
pretty
doing
good.
pretty good. We're doing pretty good.
I
We're
might
having
a
have
lot
to
of fun.
bounce out early, but like I'm good right now.
Yes.
He's the golden retriever of the cosmere.
But he
It is-
went
Exactly.
so dark with the murders.
Hey, golden
You know,
retrievers can
sometimes-
kill people if they want to. Okay.
Exactly. Golden
Don't-
retriever
don't-
is right.
Don't limit their potential, Jesse. Golden retrievers can murder if they want. I will support them.
They can rip your throat out, and I'm
Golden
here
retrievers
for
are the
it.
best dog.
It's been
And then
2.5
Jasmine coming
hours.
back
Oh yes.
like a
My poor
queen.
dog's back there, like looking, like, what are you getting loud about? My
Um,
poor my little old lady.
Also, our nice little moment with Lopin at the end there as well. Anybody have thoughts on that?
Wait, what?
I love
You don't even remember what
He
happened.
sucks in the stormlight.
And starts throwing his arms back.
Yes!
Oh yeah. You know
Yes.
what? Okay. You know what?
I love him.
I was a little disappointed about that because like it would have been like such great representation to just like keep Lopin as like one armed.
I
Actually,
agree.
he
but-
got
Yeah.
yeah. I'm just gonna say I agree, and that he got feedback on that, and he was like, okay, I will take that into account going forward.
But I also, the way with like the magic works, like there's no way to like make Lopin full able to be radiant and not like it just
Oh,
like it wouldn't
yeah.
make sense. Like I get why people
No, I
don't
think
like
it
it.
would. They
I
could
don't
do it in the-
know.
they
I mean, I
could
guess
do
he,
it
I guess he could choose not to heal it. I guess that could have been
Yeah.
the thing. Like he could choose not to, but I feel
Like,
like
he
it
chose
would.
not to.
Like he was trying to. Like he wanted to.
Yeah, I feel like
Uh,
for Lopin's character, like he was trying to. He was.
Yeah,
really
I think it doesn't feel out of place or anything. It doesn't feel like, oh, this is just too
Yeah,
convenient.
it makes
like,
sense. It's just like
But yeah,
it
I
was a
get why
choice.
people
It
don't
was a
like
choice.
it.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a
Yes,
choice.
And
But-
like I love
but
Lopin as
Any
he is.
any disability rep in the future has done much better. We will say.
Yeah.
We will say.
Yeah.
I just love Lopin so much. Like I
I
would gladly
know.
like play Lopin if like there was like a casting call for Lopin.
Do you
I'm
remember when you first met Lopin and you were like, "Is this Hoyd?"
Yeah.
Because you said that. I remember.
Yep.
Is this void? Wait, there's an Adolin and murder meme. I'm here for it. It's my favorite part about him is when he went full murder.
Yeah,
Oh, Eli, is
I
the
agree.
format
Oh.
for the Adeline and murder meme the you can't excuse murder?
Yes.
Oh, probably.
Probably that
okay.
one. Oh, you can excuse murder. Yeah, that's exactly it. What else happens at the end of this book? I mean,
A lot.
we,
Night
see
blood.
a
Night
familiar face in the shape of a sword.
Oh my god! I remember reading that and being like, wait. What is that?
So,
That
go
made
ahead.
me-
Let's talk about Nightblood. Let's dig into this. We're here now. We're gonna talk about
Okay.
Nightblood.
We were
Okay.
We're
there.
gonna talk about
Come
the
on.
hell too.
We're gonna get on that. I want to
We'll
see
get
what
on
Max's thoughts are because
Yeah.
we have to reveal the information because I don't think Max figured it out.
So the thing that the thing that I'm thinking about with Nightblood being in it now is you saying that Warbreaker is set way before Stormlight.
Way before, yeah.
Right. So I feel like we know in advance now that at some point in the Warbreaker storyline, Nightblood will just disappear.
Nightblood leaves Nalthus. Yes, we have this
Mhm.
confirmation.
Okay.
Do you have any other thoughts before I can say things?
No, you can continue to say things.
I want to say something first. I want to say that my headcanon for how Nightblood leaves Nalthus is he heelys out.
Heelys on Heelys because he doesn't have legs. He has
We're,
Heelys.
we're, we're having a
We had
dumb
a-
discussion about
We have
like
a whole don't give
how
Nightblood legs.
Nightblood could transport himself, and it was between like Pogo Stick and Heelys, and I'm really for either. But I think Heelys would be funnier. So
Okay, so you might be wondering, how did Nightblood get here? Well, I mean, I can't tell you that,
no,
but I can tell you he did not come alone.
no,
Okay.
no.
So, I don't know if Jesse knows this. Do you
I think
know
I
this?
do.
Okay, well, I will
Wait,
say
I'm so proud that I figured this out. Like,
I think
You-
I yeah
right off
you
the
were
no.
bat.
onto it, and I was very proud of you. It's easy to miss if you're not looking for it, but when you look back at it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, how did I miss this? So Vasher's here.
Yeah, I was about to say if it is
Vasher-
what I think it is, then yes.
Vasher is
Okay.
the ardent Zahil. Vasher
Oh,
is
okay.
Zahil.
Totally.
But Nightblood have legs? No, we decided that was against the rules.
This Nightblood have no.
So yeah,
That'd
like
be
if
weird
you
looking.
go back and read it, like Zahel's like the chapters where he is, he
The
makes a
rope
lot. He makes a
belt.
lot of. He has a rope belt. He's got his nice
Yeah.
scraggly beard. Like he did not change his fashion sense for Roshar. I will tell you.
No.
All of the
And-
He makes a lot of
metaphors.
color references.
All of his metaphors are about colors. He's like, oh, like
Mhm.
don't turn green before the sunrise or something stupid like that. And they're all like, what are you talking about? And he's like,
Mm.
oh man, like you people have terrible like idioms and stuff. And it's like, it's subtle. Because you'd be like, oh, he's just from somewhere else in Roshar. But it's like,
No,
if you're
not at all.
looking for those connections, you're like, okay, he's clearly
I
not
think
from around here. And also, he looks like Vasher.
I think it's kind of subtle until his like
His POV
interlude
and that
chapter.
interlude.
Yeah,
Mm.
because
Yes.
then you have him like laying down to go back to bed, and you have him expecting to hear a voice in his head and being like,
Yeah.
"No, it hasn't been there for years.
He hasn't heard that voice for
He
a
hasn't
very
heard
long
that
time.
voice in years."
So you're sitting here and you're like, okay, Vasher's here, Nightblood's here. They're not together. I want to know why.
Yeah.
I can't tell you nothing. I don't know.
Was the little flower from Nelthis then?
I don't know if that's confirmed. The one that I read to you about earlier.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm
We
not.
think
I'm not.
so,
100%.
but I don't know
I'm
if
pretty
it's
sure that's an Alpian flower. I'm pretty sure that is the
Right.
Edglee flower. Just because it's the only like cosmere flower, right? So it's like I assume if
It would
raises
be weird.
into little things from other planets, I assume it's not an Edglee flower. Just
It would be weirder if it wasn't. If you just had like a random flower from
like,
a
and this
random
is just a
planet.
pretty flower I found
No,
outside.
because they have that flower, the Marrowill.
There's
Yeah.
a farewell flower, but I feel like that's not like
Mistborn.
culturally. Well, I mean, I guess kind of culturally significant. I don't. It's debatable. I feel like it's
Okay.
got to be
I
the
feel like
Nalphin
it's
flower.
probably the Nelthis one.
I mean, yeah, I definitely think it is. Okay.
Must be a fallen radiant. Nope, he's Vasher.
Yeah, I do think a lot of people like they're sus of Zahil. They just don't know like what it is. Like they don't know what they're like. There's something's going on here, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Is he sucking Stormlight because Stormlight is somehow related to Breath?
I mean, Stormlight and Breath are both investiture.
Right.
I will tell you right now. The big
It's all
I word, they are
Word.
both investiture,
Yeah,
and Vasher knows how to use the investiture on Roshar. Is all I will put that. He knows how to convert his little magics
You got it.
a little bit.
So why can one kind of investiture be bounced around like whatever, and one has to be given?
Raffo.
Okay.
Sorry,
Very sad,
I sounded so sad. It hurts my head. I get a headache when I think about it. Don't worry.
Also, in
Um,
terms of like the magic being able to be used away from
Mhm.
places, I'm assuming that the only one that cannot be is Aeondor,
Raffo.
because that is tied to the geography of Cell.
You're not wrong, but Raffo.
Okay.
I will say.
But
you're
why?
You're gonna learn more. It's okay, man. It's okay. Like, but why? You're gonna learn more. You're gonna learn more about how the different magics in the cosmere can maybe move and maybe not, and what's going on there. You're gonna get some, and hopefully we get more.
My brain,
I want a book about magic parrots, and I want to go back to Cell, and that's all I want.
I know.
Raffo, dears. So yeah, fun fact.
made me laugh.
There's so much more. The fun fact is that now I can tell you this. Now that you've read both Warbreaker and you know Vasher is on Stormlight. So Warbreaker is actually meant to be like Vasher's like prequel story because he always knew Vasher was going to be on Roshar and from this different planet. So that's like he already had Vasher come into Roshar, and then he was like, "Wait, I'm going to write this story," and it makes me laugh because it's like the Vasher backstory, and Vasher's like the least like page time character in Warbreaker. It's all about Ciri and like Viv, and it's like very little Vasher.
You get
He
so little
might
back.
get
But it's
more in
Vasher book.
Warbreaker 2, though.
God, I fucking hope so.
And it's called Nightblood.
It is called Nightblood. I
Theoretically.
assume, theoretically, right now it's called Nightblood. I assume we will get more information when we get that sequel about what the hell happened between when Warbreaker ends and we're here now, and we don't know how much time has passed, but like an amount. And I'm out. I mean, we don't. I mean, it could be a lot more time than you're thinking because it's like Vasher. Like, I mean, that bitch is old as fuck. We don't gotta worry about normal people lifespans with him involved, and the sword is a sword. So, yeah. So we got some friendly faces on Roshar that we've seen before. Speaking of which, would you like me to tell you a thing? It's not a thing we know. It's how do I even say this without like telling what it is? So, do you want to know?
About
yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to like ask if I should say this. Can I just say it's not okay? We don't know what it is, but it's a thing we know that we should be looking for, and we have no idea how to figure it out. And it's a fun thing to think about because you're never going to figure it out. We don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't wrap it. You want to know what the thing is? You'll never guess it on your own. But I mean, if it comes to fruition at any point, I guess it could be a spoiler to tell you now. But I don't actually know if it will because he's told us already.
I think everyone knows it, honestly.
Okay, well, tell me if everyone knows. Yeah,
okay, so there is on Roshar a Chondra World Hopper.
Oh,
we don't know who. We don't know who. I don't know if we've seen them yet. I think it's been stated we've seen them at this point on page. And maybe also that we've seen them speak. I don't actually know if that I have to look the wobs, but yeah, somewhere on Roshar there's a Chondra World Hopper. And we'll never know because it's a fucking Chondra. But I thought you might enjoy that fact, knowing there's a Chondra somewhere hiding on Roshar that you can
now
try to suss out.
So
it makes everybody very suspicious, doesn't it? Yes.
It's interesting information that we just don't know what to do with.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's like the fact that like he's told us this makes me think it's not going to like play a big role. It's just like he knows that there's a Chondra World Hopper on Roshar, and that it's probably never going to like play a big role in the Stormlight books, but. Yes, Eli's guess is that it's Maral, which is Teravangian's bodyguard. Is that right? The bodyguard?
I think so.
Yes.
Could be.
I have no guesses. Every time we talk about someone and it's like, they're kind of suspect, I'm like, Bree, they could be a Chondra. And she's like, shut up.
Listen, there's so many people who can be suspicious, but it's like, there's so many different layers of suspicious that it doesn't have to be the Chondra. There's so many other things going on. But yeah, there's a Chondra World Hopper on Roshar. Little fun fact for you. So now you can look at any suspicious person and be like, have you eaten any bones lately?
He also administers the intelligence tests.
Oh, yeah, he's the one that gives them his tests. So, yeah. Chondra World Hopper. What else were we saving for the end before we get into Jesse's rant? Any other things we want to go over, then we'll let Jesse have her Adolan rant.
Touch on was Arlane.
Was that?
Rlain?
Oh, Rlain, yeah.
Arlane.
We did not touch on Rlain at all. Yeah. Yes.
I like. What was his old name?
Shen.
Shen.
He was Shen, and then
Shen,
he was Rlain.
Yeah, I liked Shen. I mean, I also like Arlane, but I don't know, cause like I've always like hugged Arlane because he's like all spiky now.
Oh yeah, he's in
spiky now.
He's in war form, so he's got like the like grown out armor, the Parshendi armor.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I just mostly wanted to know how people felt about because he comes back at the end of Words of Radiance. And he's telling them things, but he also doesn't know much, and he's also grieving and freaking out and everything. And I wanted to know if people trust him or if they don't trust him.
Yeah, I trust him.
I trust him.
I trust them.
I just love when he shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm a traitor, and all of Bridgefour's like, nah, man, you're Bridgefour. This is we can fix this. And Rock's like, it's little problem. And I just love it so much. I love how ride or die they are for him, even though the whole time he was with Bridgefour, he was still the outsider, but they're still so ride or die.
Exactly.
I love it. They're like, no, this is Bridgefour. Don't you worry.
He's
about it.
I'm a traitor, but he tried not to be.
Yes. And also when he thinks all of his people must be dead, and he's so upset about it. Alan was like, listen, if there's anybody left there, any innocents, any children, we will help them, but you have to tell me how I can do that.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. I love him. I love him a lot.
I do. I trust.
Yes. Listen, Bridge 4, baby, Bridge 4. Oh, stupid safe. It looks so dumb. Shaylin turned Bridge 4 salute, you guys.
Jesse's being attacked.
Buy a croissant.
I was going to say, is that bread? Is that a bread pillow? I love that.
We love carbs.
We love carbs.
We love carbs,
Same.
and I'm getting attacked by a baguette pillow and a 5-year-old.
I think we ended up covering.
Go get your sister.
Pretty much. Obviously,
Go get your sister.
More Radiance now. Truth Bomb. Renarn's Radiant. Dalinar's a Radiant. Everybody's just Oprah's throwing them out. Oprah's throwing them out at the end here.
Radiance.
Yeah. So do you want to before you get sucked away by the children? Do you want to have your moments to go off
Okay.
about adult? I will sit
I mean,
back.
I think
I will let you have your
kind of-
moments. You did touch on it a lot, but I
I think I touched on it a lot.
I'll let you have an uninterrupted moment for it.
I'm on a journey with him. I'm actually on the upswing with the end of Words of Radiance. With the murderers, I'm on the upswing.
I love that. Honestly, it's so stupid.
Valid.
It's valid. His whole thing is like, I think he's good and pure and innocent, but like he reminds me of a frat boy, and I really think it's a personal thing where it's like I really hate like frat boy bros, like really, really, and I'm just like, you're stupid. He does not have the brain cell. And if he calls Kaladin Bridge Boy one more
Okay,
time,
I want you to know the entire fandom loves it. We're real gay for it.
I
We're real gay
hate the
for it.
Bridge Boy thing.
No, everybody
like-
loves it. It's like a pet nickname. It's like Kaladin does not.
But
like
it's
it.
almost insulting.
not really, not at this point. I don't feel like.
I mean, I feel like all the Bridgemen want to be Bridgemen. Like they're
Yeah.
very aware
They're
of their
proud of it.
history,
They're proud
and they're
of it.
proud of
They are
it.
proud of it.
Like when they went back and had to like carry their bridge that one time, and they're like, it's our bridge,
Yeah.
and they're like,
I feel like
it's funny to
because
them.
I feel like it almost
You know-
started as an insult with him, though.
Oh, wait,
Like,
it definitely did. It started
it's
as like an
okay,
insult,
then just
but
stop
now
doing
it's just
it.
like his pet name for him,
Now,
which is really
for
cute.
some reason, it
But
bothers me.
See, I like that trope. I like when an insult turns into a pet name. It really gets me, and I
I'm
feel like
a
that's what
Yeah.
happened.
Sucker for it.
Yeah.
I'm a
If
sucker.
Adeline like called me Bridge Boy, I would just swoon.
Yeah,
I'm a bit of a sucker for it, I'm not gonna lie. Like the insulting nickname turning into the pet name, like
Exactly.
there's
so
something
good.
about it, okay? Like I don't
Not my
ship
jam.
a Dylan and Kaladin, like I'm not on that ship train, but like
No,
I don't
thank
either.
the
God.
pet name
I
thing
was
is
gonna
just a
be like,
trope I'm here for.
I
get
kind
what
of am, but yeah.
Spence is
A lot
like
of people-
that
a lot of
by
people-
mistake.
A lot of people ship the three of them together. They want the poly relationship, Shayla and Kaladin and Dylan.
Not
That's like a
those
very
three-
popular.
I don't
It's a
see
very popular
it.
thing. Don't tell that to Josh because it's like Josh's thing.
I
Pretty sure
don't
that's
see
Josh's
it.
shipping all three of them together.
I don't ship it, but I do understand why people do because like
Okay, like I get it. I see why.
I
but
can,
it's
I can
not-
see
don't-
why. I mean, I
I
love a
see.
good throuple. I just don't
Exactly.
see them as a good throuple.
Yeah. Like I see it, but no.
I want you to know I'm
No.
so blind. That's how close I had to get to my laptop to read the emoji Eli just said.
Oh my god, what is it?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
It's a 100.
I
So-
I couldn't
my-
see it.
red blob.
Yeah, I just ignored it because honestly, my husband took my truck today and he's still not home from work yet, and my glasses were in there.
Oh no.
So for one, couldn't drive
Ew.
nowhere. So couldn't drive
Yeah.
anywhere anyway because he took my truck and I can't drive a stick, which is his truck,
Okay.
and he has my glasses. So
The last
That's
thing we
the
should
thing.
cover is the epilogue, Jasna, wit, that, and then we can get into the fun stuff of trivia, memes, art, and wrap this baby up. Wrap it up real
and
quick.
lift.
Oh, we did not talk about Edgedancer at all, but
What
I
about
mean,
Oh my gosh.
Dancer?
you know what? That's fine. Let's
Fine.
talk about the epilogue. We'll talk about Edgedancer for like 5 minutes. It's like 5 pages long.
Yeah,
it's very little.
Has
it's
some
very
stuff
little.
in it though.
I just need to make sure everyone here loves Lift because Spence is a disappointment.
Lift is like I would die
I don't
for
have
Lift.
I don't have
She
anything
reminds
about
me-
the epilogue here.
So much of my own, like of a
I-
child of mine.
So I'm gonna go back to the epilogue real quick because I love all the epilogues more than anything, and I love
Eli.
I'm looking at Eli in the comments, and you're throwing me off.
Forget the epilogue. I love Eli.
We love Eli.
That's gonna make
This is
Eli's
my
day right there.
Anyway, I love Hoyd talking to like the
The Kremling.
captain, telling him a story, and then Bree has a thing, your trailer quote.
Oh yeah. Okay. So hang on. This is an old fan throwback, real quick. So back in the good old days of Tumblr hype, somebody had made like their dream. They'd written down like in a text post their like dream like Stormlight Archive trailer of like what like the first teaser trailer would look like if it was like a live action movie. And it's like like it's showing like flashing through different things, blah blah blah. But like the dialogue over it is the line. Hang on, I got it right here. Hang on.
Yeah,
So Jasna says, "Tell me what you know, Wit," and it's like that'd be the first line of the trailer, and then it flashes showing like all things like the bridges and the fighting and the glowing and all the stuff, and then it comes back to the line of Wit saying, "I once spent the better part of a year inside of a large stomach being digested. That is a thing that I know. You really should be more specific in your threats." And I just love the idea of that being like the dialogue of the trailer, like "Tell me what you know," and like flashing to all the action of the stuff happening, and then being like, "I once spent the better part of a year inside of a stomach," like. You gotta be
Yeah,
more
because like in
specific.
trailers, there's like always that little funny clip at the end.
Yes.
Like
Like,
that's just.
That's
Laugh
so
it. It's so good.
It's my favorite thing. Every time I read that line, I think about that text post on Tumblr. I'm like, this is still my dream trailer. But yeah, just the moment of like Jasna coming back and her being like, "Oh my god, I have to do this thing." He's like, "Already done, already did it. We already found it. It's already finished." Like just interrupting all of her sentences. It's a good time. And also, I mean, she's back, which we already talked about that because we spoiled that at the beginning when we were talking about her. So
Yeah.
you know, she's back.
She's back.
Yeah.
Oh, also, we have the fun line at the very last page of him saying to her, "You're so convinced that there is no God." And she said, "The Almighty is." And he said, "Oh, I don't mean the Almighty. Tanavast was a fine enough fellow, bought me drinks once, but he was not God. I'll admit, Jasna, that I empathize with your skepticism, but I don't agree with it. I just think you've been looking for God in the wrong places." And it's just like, dude, chill.
Bro. Yeah.
Him just dropping those bombs.
I
He
also
bought
love
me
that he was
You're
just
like,
waiting
he's
for her.
alright.
Yeah.
I love this. Also, so this book ended, and we were waiting for Oathbringer to come out. And we were like, okay, so are we going to get the Jasna Hoyd road trip? Because that's all I wanted in life.
Right, we're like, they're taking off together. Like, he's just been waiting for her in the middle of fucking nowhere because he knew she was going to pop out there. And she's like, they're nowhere where they need to be. And it's like, I guess we're walking together. And I'm like, I want this road trip. I want the novella. Just like write me a whole novella of the Jasna Witt road trip.
Yeah, and I want to lower your expectations now. We don't get the road trip, and I was devastated.
Thank you
Aw.
spoiling. We don't get the road trip.
No road trip.
I feel like that's a good spoiler to give, so you don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
So, Edgedancer. Lift.
Okay.
The sweetest little ray of sunshine.
Yes.
Okay,
Do you want to talk about Spenz's little mishap as well? Because like, we can't not call you out on it. I don't know if Jesse knows about this.
I don't. Do
Okay,
I?
okay. We got to call Spenz out. Do you want to
Go,
tell it,
Spence.
Spence?
So I finished Edgedancer before finishing Words of Radiance. And here's the other thing. I totally missed that Nightblood appeared in Edgedancer. So did I really actually read Edgedancer?
Like, that's the thing. We were like, no,
I
you
really-
did. So Spence was like, oh, like I read the lift interlude, and I was like, oh, I don't think I assume she's not coming back, so I'm gonna skip ahead and like read the Edgedancer book, which I don't even know how you knew that was her. I mean, yeah, like Edgedancer, but like, how did you like know, like look it up to see that was her POV? Because like you couldn't have known that. Like
Could have been a different edge dancer.
exactly, like this is there's not just things are blowing up now. But yeah, and then we were like, so you spoiled things for yourself. And we were like, yeah, we were talking about like the all spoilers in Words of Radiance, and we're like, oh yeah, Nightblood. And I was like, yeah, that's another thing you spoiled for yourself by reading Edgedancer first, and you were like, wait, what? I was like, Nightblood is in Edgedancer, like that's the scary black sword that Zeth is carrying, and you're like,
Talking to
I
us.
just completely missed that. And so then Justin like sent a screenshot from Edgedancer of like the description of the sword, and you were like, did I read Edgedancer?
Did I read it?
And I was like, there's so many like little things you spoiled for yourself, but it's like I don't think you were paying attention when you read Edgedancer, so I don't actually know
No.
the pattern.
Because you spoiled
Yeah.
like the Everstorm, Nightblood, like so many things
So many things.
Yeah.
that are referenced in Edgedancer.
Just
I
love-
mean, God, Wendell just drops a lot about Wendell, the smartest spread.
I
Right?
love
He
Wendell.
knows so much shit. Like we get Syl coming through and Pattern, and they're dumb as fuck, right? When they start like bonding and like telling us, they're like, I don't know how this shit works. And Wendell's like, so here's what's happening, and she just wants like the one spread who knows how this is supposed to go and like has that information and knowledge. And he gets this kid who's just like, shut up, like you're a void bringer. I'm not listening to you.
So now I have
Yes.
to like talk about Lift, because
Mhm.
in the Lift interludes in Words of Radiance, I loved Lift. Like I was like, oh man, she's such a fun character, and I already knew she was good, like the main character in Edgedancer. I was like, oh man, I can't wait to read more about her. But in Edgedancer, I could not stand Lift. In fact, I still cannot stand Lift. Like I just dislike her as a
As
character.
far as you are, that
So
offends me
my friend, well, what's her?
so much.
I know my friend
You're
Alex
wrong.
hates
You're
her.
very
Can't
wrong.
stand her.
You're super wrong. This is not even like I don't agree with your opinion. No, you're just wrong.
Well, my friend Alex hates her and has read like all
Also,
of it. Alex
Elliot
Nieves?
Brooks also hates
Okay,
her, so I feel
Elliot Brooks'
validated.
opinions are not valid at all, and I can't tell you why. But oh my god,
Aw.
I've stopped. I don't like any of her Stormlight opinions. No offense, she's not gonna watch this video.
And, like,
Oh,
okay.
I love Elliot. She agrees with
I
me
don't have
with
anything
that.
against her personally,
No,
but like her
she agrees
Stormlight
with-
takes are bad. She's
She
got some like
agrees
really
with me
bad.
on Adolin, though.
I didn't even know that, but that's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about something. I'm talking about something in Rhythm of War, and that is like if I told
I
you,
haven't
like, if
gotten
you know
that
what it
far yet.
was, we'll come back to this if you
We'll
remind
come
me.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, I'm done. I already didn't like most of her takes on Stormlight, and that was my line. It's not a good, like, none of you will agree with it
Yeah, I
because
agree.
it's not like an opinion that's debatable. It's
Yeah,
really
it's
not.
not.
It's not like, oh, I don't like Adolin because I think he's
It's
annoying.
not an
Like, it's not on
opinion,
that level.
honestly.
It's not. I
I
can't
just
tell
know
you
she's on my level of Adolin.
Honestly, it might be dangerous. Like,
Now I need to finish and be like L.
Yeah, Dave.
I don't know. It was supposed to be Dave.
Yeah, I was like, who's Dave? But yeah, anyways, we don't need to. This is
Anyway.
not the Elliot Brooks
The
live.
lift
Aww.
thing. The thing that bothers me about lift.
Yes.
That
let's talk
people
about
I
not
love
like
Elliot.
it.
She's like the sweetest person, but she can have opinions we don't agree with.
The
Yeah.
reason people tend to like the reasoning people give for not liking Lift is because she acts childish, and I'm like, bitch,
She's a child.
She's
Like
a
this is
Wait.
how she's supposed to act.
Excuse me. Hello,
She's a
hello.
child. She's a
Yeah.
baby.
Hello. I am a middle grade reader.
You have
I
me
love
disappointed
middle
us.
grade. I
That
love
is
middle
true.
grade characters.
You disappointed.
Lift is by far one of the most annoying middle grade characters I've ever read.
Have you read Harry Potter?
So as
She
the
got,
person,
she got you there. Okay, so
I
she
will
got
say-
you there.
as somebody who has their own, who has created humans and has to like raise them, she pretty realistically obnoxious.
Yes, she
Like-
is. Like that is a 13-year-old girl.
That, like
Not
my
on the
kids aren't
street.
that age yet, but we're getting close with
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
this.
arguing that she's not annoying, but like you have to accept that she is a literal
Yeah,
child.
like being
and
like,
she's a traumatized child.
No,
I
there's more to
prefer
come to that.
children that are annoying children in fiction than like children that
smart
are
children.
too
Like
adult.
way too put together
Yeah.
because it's not
Oh,
realistic.
like precocious children.
I hate
Yeah.
when it's
Yeah.
like this
Yeah,
is
no,
not
that's
a
not
9,
realistic.
10-year-old. This is
Yeah.
an adult. Why?
I will say I have read like some middle grades where I'm like this POV is like way too old to be like an 11-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't read right.
doesn't read
It's not like
right.
bad, but it's just like I know
I
like
have opinions. I have opinions.
you offended me
But-
by not liking Lift. Let's go.
No.
Let's go.
I don't need. Okay,
What are you
I
gonna
don't
say
need
here now?
Lift. I don't need Lift to. Well, okay, I'll give this to Lift. Like she is a realistic child. Yeah, she is very realistic. I just don't like her. She's just like really annoying.
I just don't like that kid.
I just don't
Yeah.
like when people are like, oh, she's so childish, and like that's their criticism. I'm like, it's okay,
Yeah,
like if you don't like that,
Yeah,
but like that's what's supposed to be happening there. Like that's
She's
a child.
realistic. She's realistic.
That's like, but like most of the people who have that opinion are like the Reddit bros on the
Also, I-
Stormlight threads, you know,
okay.
like those types
Oh
of people.
yeah,
You know what I mean, Jesse?
I'm okay with not liking Lift.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't care.
I don't like when the reason for not liking Lift is she's too much of a child. Because
Yeah, I think that's just
But
not.
also, like, I don't understand how you don't like Lift when like
I
her
really
whole
don't.
thing is that she wants to remember and help people.
and
yeah,
he
like-
hates.
her entire
Yeah.
radiant ideal situation, like she's just
Her
I don't
desire to
understand.
do nothing but eat, like
honestly.
They're
admirable.
relatable.
Oh, mood.
it's a mood. It's
Valid
my mood.
What were
all
your
the time.
thoughts, Max? Because you've been pretty quiet. What are your thoughts on Lift?
Okay,
I have
release
so
it.
many questions.
Release.
Give me some speaky speaks.
So many questions. So the first one I'm thinking is her ability to metabolize magic out of her stomach in any way related to her being descended from somebody from North Scadrial?
I'm gonna say no, but I'm pretty sure that's a no.
No, it's a no.
I'm 100% sure that's a no. Okay, I had to think for a second.
Okay.
My brain
It's a
is
no.
like the wheels are turning.
No, it's not
You're-
really.
I'm gonna put it like an extended wrap on it because like you're gonna learn why
Yeah.
more why that's the thing that's happening with her.
I feel
why
like
she
it's
did that way.
stated.
Well, not like no, it doesn't go into it, Casey. It does not go
It
into it.
doesn't go into it. I feel
Oh
like
no, we still
Windows-
haven't really gotten super into it yet.
definitely.
Because like
yeah,
Wendell's also kind of confused. You know what I mean? Like
that's true.
Yeah,
by
no one
the
really.
direction
Yeah.
that it takes.
What else? was I
Yeah.
thinking? Oh my god, I
Right.
love the freaking Oogie Boogie, the sleeper. Super cool.
Sleepless. They're called
Sleepless.
sleepless.
I have a.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna make a call about that.
Ooh,
Okay.
do
Are
tell.
My
Do
call about the thing made of bugs is that it's somehow gonna have an interaction with Shallan's brother, who is like sadistically abusive to bugs. I think that is gonna be an interaction that happens there.
I don't know if I can say this.
I mean, they are Oogie
I don't even know
Boogie.
how to respond to that.
I feel like there's
I'm trying to
Okay.
think if I can say a thing.
So-
Don't worry about it. It's not directly related to that. It was just a thing I thought of about what's related, but it's so hard, Casey. It's so hard. Isn't it? Okay, first of all, we promised you crabs, and you got a man made of crabs. So I hope you're happy.
I'm very
Man
happy.
made of crabs. I want you to know the first time I read Edgedancer, I read it for Casey, like a couple days before Casey. The first time I read it, and I just started texting her, screaming crabs in all caps, and she's like, "What the fuck is happening?" I was like, "Edgedancer, crabs, crabs, crabs! The crabs are happening." She's like, "I don't understand." I was like, "You will." She read it, and then she started texting me crabs. Like, this
It
man
was-
is made of crabs, and they just.
It was so
It's so
shocking
much.
the first
It was
time.
really shocking. Like, you're like, oh yeah, like a lot of stuff on this planet, it's like all crustacean. Oh, the crab. Oh my God, there's people made of crabs. There are crab people. They are crabs. They are crabs. They are crabs.
Yeah,
So
like,
So
crabs.
I don't understand though. If the sleepless thing, right? So
Uh-huh.
first
Arklo.
question,
His name was
Right.
Arklo.
Arklo. So, but with a sleepless, the thing that they are,
Yes.
is it that it is a non-physical entity that is using the Kremlins as processors, essentially,
No.
or is it a single thing that is controlling Kremlins?
No. I'm gonna raffle you. You get a grade 1 raffle because you are gonna learn about this. Some more, I should say.
Okay.
You're gonna get some more. You're gonna get some more crabs.
Really?
Don't worry
But
about it.
it's
more
neither
crabs.
of those.
it's like it's so hard to explain.
I don't want to like because you're gonna get more. So I don't
You're
want to
gonna
like I don't want to say like I could easily just say that like that sentence. I know like the sentence you're thinking of, Casey, like the answer there.
Yeah. I'll
I
give you
don't. I'm gonna think about that, Spence. I'm gonna think about that.
Okay.
I'm
Should I
going to
say-
give you a line.
I
from
wanted
the
to bring it up, but I wasn't sure.
I really do. I love to tell people it. What was that, Casey? What were you gonna do?
I'm just gonna bring you a line from Edgedancer. At one point, Arklo says, like, I've been reading my horde for however long he says,
Yeah.
and like that's the quote.
Yeah.
And it's related to that, but I don't know how deep. I mean, we can tell you if you want to know, but you
We
will
could, we,
find
could,
out.
we could tell you, but you are gonna find out. So I assume like you'd rather just find out in the book.
Yeah, I'd rather just find out, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't think in my head how it's. In my head, it's either a thing that is controlling Kremlins, or it is a consciousness spread over lots of Kremlins, and I'm not sure
Okay.
whether there is a third
You're-
option.
Closer on the second option. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Closer. You're on the right path with the second one. That's what I'm gonna tell you. And then I'll raffle because you're gonna get more crabs, Max. More crabs are coming.
Here's another one
Yeah,
about the
I'm
radio.
super interested.
God, you know when we
Also-
first meet Arklo, I thought he was like Hoyt at first, and then I was like, okay, he's a herald. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah, when he's all wrapped up, it's so
He's
confusing. Go ahead.
crabs. Go ahead.
With the
He is crabs.
with the woman who's the stump, the
Yes.
Yeah.
thing,
Stump.
her spren, is it the same kind as Eames?
Team?
Oh, Yim. Is she?
Because she said it looks like light reflecting.
I think it is. I
on
think
a
it is. Yes,
surface.
yes,
It's the
yes,
same
yes.
spren.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's that's a truth watcher. She's a truth watcher. I had to think for a second because I also did not read Edgedancer before the live show, and I have not read this one 14 times. So I'm like,
Okay.
I had to think for a second. But yeah, no, because she's doing the healy healings. She's doing the healy healy. Truth watchers.
What else did I think? Oh,
There's lots of pancakes. There's
Lots of pancakes.
there's a scary herald man hunting a child.
I'm
Yeah.
curious about
Skybreakers.
why she says she eats food, but if she doesn't burn it, it stops being burnable in an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I'm
about that.
guessing that is like it's like because it moves out of her stomach.
Probably.
That was
Because
also my
but,
thought.
like-
I don't know if we have confirmation.
But
I
why
would think
is
because it
that relevant?
digests, but
Right.
Yeah, like why is that relevant?
There is a pancake. The pancake is a lie. That's true. The pancake was a lie. That's true.
It's very upsetting for all involved.
I love Lift so much. And I love Wendell so much. How do you guys feel about Wendell?
I love Wendell.
I love
Wendell's
Wendell.
The
I
best.
love
Can't live,
Wendell.
but I love
Well,
Wendell.
he just wants to garden.
He's
I
just
love how he's
tired. He
like,
just wants to garden.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another thing I was going to ask about.
Yes.
Wendell saying that he collects chairs, but he collects the crystals of chairs in the cognitive realm, right?
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
then he said some throwaway line about like he can grow those crystals to like magnificent sizes or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
What's your thought?
I have
You're like, I
literally
just
no
want to
idea
point
what
it out. I
that
don't
means.
know what this means.
Yeah.
I
All
will
I know
say
is he's a gardener of chairs. That's all I got for you.
Yeah.
I will say Raph.
Yeah, I can't like explain that more. But
You'll learn
Raph,
more about how stuff works.
how stuff go.
Yeah.
This is a stuff
How it be do
How it
like
go.
that.
how it be do
How
like
it
that.
be do.
Exactly.
Rapho grade 1. There we go.
Raph grade 1. Eli, keep it up with our system for us.
I have it
Yeah.
written down, but I keep getting confused.
And then obviously Darkness, good old Harold Nail. Just killing
Nail.
bitches left and right.
Right?
It's like, oh, this guy is like a god to these people and he's murdering everyone.
There's one moment where someone says like, I think it's in the interlude part of Words of Radiance where someone is like, he's the emperor now, like the herald decreed it or something, and he's like, I don't think they did, and I'm like, you are talking to a herald.
It's like, by the way, guys, that's a herald you're talking to. Don't worry about
AG
it.
dubs.
Yes.
I'm
now.
curious about
Nice.
why Nightblood liked Lift as well.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't know.
Is it truly just a personality thing?
I
Or is there something
take it
is
as that because I
attractive?
mean, like,
I don't think it is too.
I don't think it's a like, oh, I'm attracted to her in the sense that like my evil power wants to go that way because
Yeah.
of the evilness. I think it's more like when like in Warbreaker he's like, oh, I really like Vivenna. You know what I mean? It's just like he's just
Yeah.
having a good old time.
He's just like, man, she's fun.
Wow,
This is my favorite thing.
this is pretty
Yeah.
great.
Oh, also the urchin that Lift talks to on the street,
Mhm.
like the sentence structure that urchin uses. It was
Yeah.
in my head exactly like Jar Jar Binks, and I couldn't read it in any other voice.
Oh no, Casey, it's spreading. The Star Wars and Stormlight is spreading. Oh no. Oh
I
no.
love that so much.
Oh my goodness, I love that. Yeah, that's a good time.
It was, for some reason I could read it fine, but when I was listening to the audiobook of it, it was so much more off-putting to read, like to listen
Yeah,
to than it was
listen
to read. It was just very confusing to me, but when I was reading it, I was like, okay, this makes almost sense.
Almost sense.
almost hits.
Makes
He's
almost
lifted, he's like,
mood. Mood.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's just eating
No,
everything.
So
He
I
also
also
wants
just
to eat everything.
Love the scene where like Lift just like hugs him. She's like, "This man's trying to kill me. I know what'll fix it."
A hug.
Sometimes you just need hugs, okay?
Yeah,
So
I don't know how you
thing
can not like. I'm just saying.
I don't
haven't talked about
disagree.
in Edgedancer that I want to bring up. I have no answers to it for you, but the fact that Seth leaves an after image when he moves.
I mean, I know why.
Yeah, but like,
Because his soul was reattached, all funky.
it's just so off-putting to watch, though. Like, not to watch, but like,
Casey has a secret Stormlight movie that she's been
I made it
Right?
myself.
made it myself.
Well, you know, like when you read and you like see the picture, like the thing happening in your head.
Yes.
Like the way I picture it is very.
I don't like how you said that. You know, when you read and you see the picture in your head, like how reading works.
It's a movie in your mind.
Not
A
every-
movie in your mind.
Cuddle puddle. I'm
so
just really
tired.
enjoying cuddle.
Casey and I have said the words cuddle puddle so many times during this first week of NaNoWriMo. I don't even know why.
It's
A lot of
because you
cuddle
have
puddles
11
happening in our
characters.
book. I have a lot of characters and they like to have cuddle puddles.
Like,
Don't worry
I
about it.
would. I mean, we're collecting enough costumes. We might be able to just make this happen.
Okay, Casey and I do have plans to make a lot of weird skits in the future. Don't you worry. It's just hard to do when we're not together, and I don't know when we'll be together again. And we can do it not together, but it's not going to be as good. And I bring quality to this channel. Okay, there is quality to this production. I'm not being serious.
I'm here for this.
No quality to be found here.
Is that the end of our?
Yes.
Okay, so can I tell you something? Can I tell you a little? Just, it's another tidbit, kind of like the Conjure World Hopper, where it's like it's not really that relevant, but it's just like a fun fact we know about the Sleepless.
Yes.
Do you want to know
I
that?
wanna
yeah.
know.
Okay, it's my favorite thing ever. Okay, so on, I know you haven't read them, and I'm proud of you. But the backs of the books, the summary on the back of each book is written by an in-world POV, which is a sleepless being.
They're like,
They're
we're
all
watching
written.
you.
The book one, the back of the book one says there are 4 whom we watch, and it's not just to be dramatic. It's literally from the POV of somebody in world saying
Jesse's
there
gonna get her
are
book.
4 whom we watch. Is she getting her book?
Just-
I will say, I have this UK edition, and it's not on here, but the
It's not on
US and
yours?
like the
Okay.
normal back of the
Since-
book. That's so
since
cute.
Jesse's like, shut up.
I'm gonna read you the back of Way of Kings because that's safe. Don't look at them ahead of the time because they do kind of have big spoilers.
It's
But
Way
you
of
can
Kings.
Figure it out.
Red Way of Kings. So I'm gonna read it aloud. Jesse's gonna read it to herself. Okay.
Oh my
I long
god.
for the days before the last desolation, the age before the heralds abandoned us and the knights radiant turned against us. A time when there was still magic in the world and honor in the hearts of men. The world became ours and we lost it. Nothing, it appears, is more challenging to the souls of men than victory itself. Or was that victory an illusion all along? Did our enemies realize the harder they fought, the stronger we resisted? Perhaps they saw that the heat and the hammer only made for a better grade of sword. But ignore the steel long enough and it will eventually rust away. There are 4 whom we watch. The first is the surgeon, forced to put aside healing to become a soldier in the most brutal war of our time. The second is the assassin, a murderer who weeps as he kills. The third is the liar, a young woman who wears a scholar's mantle over the heart of a thief. The last is the high prince, a warlord whose eyes have opened to the past as his thirst for battle wanes. The world can change. Surge binding and shard wielding can return. The magics of ancient days can become ours again. These 4 people are key. One of them may redeem us, and one of them will destroy us. Written by an in-world POV, a crab person,
I'm
by
just
the way.
like,
You're like, let me just go look at all of these real quick. Like, don't look at the Oathbringer one since you're not there yet. Don't read it. I don't actually. Is it? Let me look.
I don't
read
know.
it
I'm
last time
starting
you
it
were-
tonight. Can we just say though, like my collection of like goes from paperback, hardback, paperback, hardback.
Yeah.
We got paperback, hardback, paperback,
Um,
hardback.
I love how Jesse just
It's-
like freaked out.
it's
He like got
vague.
up and got all of his books.
I did.
it's vague enough that if you want to read it, Jesse, it's vague enough that it doesn't really spoil anything.
Okay.
But it does. But like, I mean, you're fine either way. I would
Right,
say
like,
Max
I get-
shouldn't because it's not vague enough for Max, but it's vague enough for you, I think.
Okay.
I've got
Especially
the
since
UK version, so I won't have it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you could look on Goodreads, but yeah, don't.
Yeah, they're written by an in-world crab person.
I
and
like
they're
my
But
very
it's my favorite fact. Like when you
It's
learn
like-
that, it just changes like how you read it.
These
Yeah.
books
And
are
it's just
so
interesting.
heavy.
It's just interesting because
Can
it's
I
like,
just-
oh, there are crab people and they are watching. They're watching.
Crab
They're
people
watching,
watch.
and they're heavy. These are like the heaviest books. I could murder someone with
I want you to know
Right?
that
Rhythm of War.
for the announcement of the crab along, Brie and I each held all of the Cosmere books.
Why?
Because we are extra like that.
Yeah, if you
I
look
would
at like the
die.
announcement video for the crab
Yeah.
along, we both are holding the entire stack. She had like the entire UK stack, and I had the US stack.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was so hard to take that picture. Let me tell you.
I bet. I actually prefer the US to the UK.
Yeah, me too. I like that one
Unpopular opinion.
You could be like those people who
Significant,
like,
yes.
can you bench this? You like hold all of the Cosmere books.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That'd be a
Like,
good
do you
one.
I
even
feel
lift,
like-
bro?
I feel like just so much could be inferred.
Oh, this is such a rabbit hole. Can we save this for next time? We'll bring this
Yeah,
up
let's
next
save it for
time
next
because
time.
it's like a whole thing.
It's a
We're
whole
already so
thing.
far into this.
But we will dive into that because it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna have to
Anyways.
bounce soonish.
Okay.
Okay,
Do you
does
want
anyone have
to
any
stick
more?
around for anything? Any final thoughts, or do you want to bounce before we like do the trivia and stuff?
We can do the trivia. So I'm
Because
waiting
I
for my
think-
husband to finish
I
cooking.
think we're almost at that point. Do we have any other thoughts about Words of Radiance or Edgedancer we want to chat about here and now? I think we got a lot of the questions, a lot of raffles.
Do you even lift, bro?
Our
I'm
thoughts?
glad somebody caught that. Thank you.
Eli is always on top of the pun game. I'm telling you.
I was
Eli
like, oh.
never rests when
love
puns.
it.
Now I just want pancakes.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean,
should we bounce on into what are we doing first? I forgot.
Trivia.
Trivia?
Trivia.
Trivia, the memes and art. And then the giveaway winner, which, oh, by the way, the only people who entered the giveaway this month are all people who've won before. So we're about to have a repeat winner who's going to get a second winnings. Only four people entered.
Opportunity.
No. No.
What happened? What happened?
Opportunity.
Oh my goodness. Where's my giveaway wheel? Let me pull it up so I have it. I have so many wheels. Okay.
Freeze
So many
wheel
nano
crazy.
wheels.
For NaNoWriMo, I've been doing like a lot of
Oh,
like,
yeah.
prompts and like name generators like in those spinny wheels, and I got the wheel madness. I got like 6 of them right now, just floating. Don't worry about it. Okay, Casey, we're waiting on me. I'm trivia. I was like, Casey, share the screen for the trivia.
No. That's not
I
a
don't
Oh,
have
no.
a brain cell, Casey. You know that.
We passed the brain cell.
Don't worry, guys. I got the shirt right here. Don't worry about it. Okay.
This
Oh,
wig
right.
is so.
I know this one's getting so annoying. I keep throwing it off because like my neck is so hot, and I'm just like, I look so dramatic. I keep flipping my hair. It's because my neck is hot, you guys. Like I'm not just trying to like look really dramatic. I don't know if Shaylin flips her hair that much. All right, trivia. How many Night Radiant orders have been named by the end of this book? And can you name them
by
all?
the end.
You can give me the number, or you can start naming them off.
I'm like far ahead now, so I don't know.
I know.
You can back out of this. You can back out of this.
I don't know how many, because I know more of them than I know have been named up to this point. So I'm like, my brain.
Give me a guess. Give me a shout out a number if you can't name
I
it.
reckon it's 5.
Ooh, okay.
So there's Truthwatcher, Windrunner,
Skybreaker.
Lightweaver, Skybreaker, Bondsmith,
Oh no, Casey, you got to do my other hand for me.
Edgedancer,
Edgedancer.
um,
Else Caller. Do we name that one?
Is that it?
Casey, did you know you're muted?
No, I did not. I muted myself to do something and I forgot to unmute. Sorry.
The brain cells.
Elf Collar is mentioned.
Else color is mentioned.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember if it was mentioned at this point or not.
Okay, do you want the answer?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Trick question, all 10 have been named by the end of this book.
Have they?
You were missing,
Yep.
yes, because
Okay.
in the epigraphs from the in-world Words of Radiance, they mention, I think, almost every one of those epigraphs. And the ones that they haven't have been mentioned previously.
Wild.
So you got the
Okay.
Windrunners, the Lightweavers, the Dustbringers. I didn't write down the full names.
Yeah,
Here, I wrote down Windies and Lighties and Dusties, and I had to think for a second what the actual names were. Windrunners,
Yes.
Lightweavers, Dustbringers, Stonewards, Bondsmiths, Truthwatchers, Else Callers, Skybreakers, Will Shapers, and Edge Dancers. All 10. It was a trick question.
Yay.
Okay.
I'm glad my first question got you because I think the rest of these are pretty easy.
Okay.
What is the Spren bond called?
The Nahal bond.
You
Yes.
got it. Yes,
what?
good job.
We say Nihil.
I say Nahil, but it's Nahel, the Nahel bond.
I have no
Oh.
opinion on how people want to pronounce that one.
I didn't really care about pronouncing it.
Pick up on
That
the
was
air.
not one that I'm gonna like have any thoughts about, but that's why I spelled it so like Spence would know what the word was we were saying because it's like you're probably reading it differently. I don't really know.
I don't know.
Okay, what is Adolan's pre-duel ritual?
He talks to the sword.
Yeah.
He makes sure the necklace is in his pocket.
Mhm.
There's one more.
Doesn't he drink something? Eat
Not
chicken?
drink.
Eat chicken.
No?
Okay.
Uh,
You combine the brain cells. You each get the point.
Eats chicken.
Team. He eats chicken, which is like, what is he actually eating though? I really like to know.
Yeah.
Like, so many
Pigeon?
different means. Like, what is he eating?
Carrots.
Okay. What color is the plate that Adolan tries to give to Kaladin that Kaladin then gives to Moshe?
The
uh,
original.
Third color.
is it blue and
What
red?
color?
Yeah, what color is the plate that he tries to give to Kaladin that Kaladin then gives to Moshe? I think Moshe repaints it, but I'm going up. What's the original
Yeah,
color of the
He
plate?
does read
Is it
I
blue?
Because I don't actually remember what he repainted it.
That's what he repainted as. He repainted as blue. And
Okay,
something.
does he? Okay, I did not. I should have checked that. I did not. So you get a point for that. But the OG color is what I was looking for. Anybody
Oh.
guess?
Red? I don't know.
Don't remember.
Orange. It was orange shard
Ew.
plate. Can you imagine shiny
Orange
orange?
shell
That's
plate.
gross.
I
That
know.
is exactly what I would wear.
Not what I would wear.
As loud
like
as
a traffic
possible.
cone.
card
Yeah.
plate.
I love that. Honestly,
I love that for you.
how old?
I would want my enemies to see me come in.
You're like, look, I'm here, Bruce. Oh my goodness, I love that.
I'd have to be
How-
all emo and black.
Yeah, if
I
it's
also
not
like
if it's
it.
not stated, I picture like the slate gray is how they describe Dalinar's, which isn't painted.
Same.
Just that slate.
Yeah.
Even when it's mentioned, there's slate gray in my head, and I don't.
Oh no, I see it. Sadea's pompously walking around, and no,
No.
I picture them all as blue. I don't know why.
Oh.
No
probably because
idea why.
Adolan's is blue.
Yeah,
Like we
probably.
see his probably more like his is mentioned more, I think, than any
Yeah.
other.
I
Like I
picture mine.
couldn't tell you, aside from Sadea's, I could not tell you like the other high princes that have like shards. I could not tell you what they got going on, what they're doing with it. Couldn't
They
tell
got a
you.
lot going on.
Okay, so how old is Lift?
13.
Yes. It's like, here's a math question for you, because she's like,
I know
I'm 10,
that one!
and I've been 10 for 3 whole years. I
Yeah.
love her
I
saying that.
remember that one.
Yes. Colin
It's like the
Blue.
one I remember.
I love
How-
Colin Blue.
How many blades and plate did Dolan win in his duels, like combined, on the duels that we see that he fights?
Is
I
it
had to do
6?
math.
He wins
Close.
Too many to be
a certain
numbered.
amount of blades and a certain amount of plates.
Oh,
I had to do math for this, so
yeah.
This many?
Casey did the math for me. he won a bit. Wow, this many. Good job.
Is it 2 blades and 4 plate?
Okay, you're very close. It's 3
Okay.
blades and 5 plates. So
Okay.
you were one off
Okay.
on each.
Oh, one off.
it's a
But
lot.
since you were close, like you were on the right, like subtraction from them, I'm gonna let you have that.
It's very generous.
Um,
So
what?
generous.
I know you guys know this one. What was Rizen's gift from the island?
A lock-in.
Oh,
Larkin.
Little
How was Shaylin rescued from the ship?
By the Anthid.
Santhe.
Yeah.
Spence, I was looking at you. I was waiting for you to come through with the Santhin answer.
Santhin.
Yes, it was the Santhin. What does
I like to think that it like went back into the sea like
Yeah, me
Yes.
I love that.
a
What
rad friend.
a rad friend.
I want to Santhe.
I
I
would
want
have
to ride
accepted
a
this answer. That would have been the correct answer, Eli. You would have won all the points with that one.
Yeah,
Oh.
we said that.
What does Zeth call Nightblood? What does he call him?
Sword Nimi.
Sword Nimi, yes. What does Arklow refer to himself as? Which we talked about this, so it's not a good
Sleepless.
question. Yes, he's a
Sleepless.
sleepless. That was like we were struggling to come up. We came up with these questions at like 3 a.m. I want you to know last night. So it was like we need another question in case he's like he mentioned he calls himself a sleepless once in it. So it was like okay, that's a good one. But then we talked about it a lot. So, okay, Casey, art time.
Ah,
Dave. God, imagine if there was just a sleepless named Dave. Could you imagine? I want the crab man named Dave. Give me Dave. Dave for days.
That really got me. I don't know why. I was not expecting it. Okay. Art.
Art and
Share my
memes.
screen.
I'm pretty sure we did a good job at not doing any spoilery art.
It always takes me a second to find. Where's the art?
It's in there.
There it is. StreamYard always fakes me out a little. Can you add it for me?
I can add it for you. Bajoom!
Just one.
aw.
Paladin and a Shaylin.
And cute.
The best scene.
Babe.
Boots.
It's like that vine. Like those shoes look familiar.
Oh no.
Onto my
I'm sad we didn't get that scene from Callan's perspective, honestly, the boots.
Yeah, it's so
Right?
great.
Lift and her pancakes.
I love this.
And her shard fork.
And her
Yes.
shard board.
Her shard fork.
Very important.
imagine stabbing yourself in the mouth with that though.
Right? It's so dangerous.
I know, like, I don't think you should eat with the shard blade. Sorry.
But what? You know what?
She lives on the edge.
YOLO, apparently.
It's true,
She
it's
does.
true.
She lives on the edge.
I love
Shaylin
this.
hugging wits.
The funniest
Yes.
thing about this fan art is that I imagine his arms are pinned to his side. When I picture her hugging
Yeah,
him,
me too. Me too.
it's
Yeah.
so funny.
Sometimes you gotta kill a bitch in the corner.
Yes!
A Dolan killing Sidious.
I quite enjoy this.
This is a good murder time.
I love good murder time.
It's hard to
What
do
are the
murder.
things in the background on that one?
They are arts that was mentioned that they find. It was
Oh,
like
right.
carving in the wall or something. I
Oh,
don't know if it
yeah.
was- it describes. I just want you to know, by the way, yeah. And if you'll see. I think you'll see this
The
again.
cave paintings.
But it describes what you would look at and say that's a fucking lion.
Okay.
Just so you know, in your through there's art of a lion, and you're like, okay, moving on.
It's been awesome.
It's been awesome.
Okay.
Not
Frictionless.
Not loading.
It'll get there. I believe in you, Casey.
Thinking it's fine.
There we go.
Captain,
Kelly.
lift.
Mo left.
More loading.
More loading.
So suspenseful. It's like, who are we gonna see next?
I don't know why my internet's doing like this. Oh, there we go. We'll just look at this first.
It's not loaded for me, so I don't see what you're looking at.
Really?
No, no.
Now it's there. Oh yeah, it's lip dabbing. I found that last night and added
Just
it in.
dabbing.
I mean,
It
yeah.
won't load. What is this one?
I'll tell you when it's loaded when you get to it because it's taking a
Oh,
hot minute.
this one. There
Oh,
we
the
go.
Xanthan! Xanthan!
Oh, can you send that
That's
in the
beautiful.
chat? I want that.
Yeah. Yeah, we can send that. I'll do that.
That's a really good one.
Get it.
This one. Adolin being Adolin. More hugging.
Yes.
Yes. We get art of all the best scenes. Keep Shaylin. This is Teft. All right, Casey didn't know who was who here, so I gotta watch. Yeah.
I think I know who's who. I just want to.
You should know, but yeah, just a clarification. This is Mosh.
We
Like,
don't
I'm
like.
not confident.
It's like, yeah, he even looks like a dumb bitch. I hate him so much.
Okay.
Kaladin, obviously.
Obviously.
Do you have to like leave it each time? Oh yeah, this is from a set of tarot cards somebody made of like all the Stormlight characters, but I didn't save all of them because some are like spoilery, but I saved like ones that were just like didn't have any spoilery like stuff in it. So there's a couple of those in here.
I want Stormlight tarot cards.
Right?
They
It sounds
sold,
so cool.
she sold them at one point. I don't know if she's still selling them, but I'll look and I'll let you know. I don't think they're too expensive and they're very cool.
They're very cool.
I haven't bought them yet. I want to, but I don't
I want these.
Yeah, I will check and see if she's still selling them.
Yeah.
I'll look it up for you and send you the link if it's still there.
Why is the height difference like that?
Right?
I mean, Shaylin does talk about how she thought she was a good height of 5'7" or 5'6", and then she came to Elfgar and met all the fucking Alethi who are like giants. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, like she's tall for like an average heighted Veden, but not next to the stupid Alethi who are like 7 foot tall monsters. They're very tall.
Yeah.
Very tall in Elfgar.
Sure.
This is Lopin.
The Lopin.
Another lift in Windle.
Look at his little face.
He's so
I just-
cute.
I know.
He's so cute.
I want like a lift and window like mini series.
Yeah.
You don't even like that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Risen and her Larkin, little Larkin. Oh, that's true. Spence, I'm gonna come for you. I'm gonna come for you so hard.
Is this supposed to be Jasmine?
I'm sending the Xanthan and all spoilers for Words of Radiance in the Discord.
Thank you.
Sending it
Is
right
this
now.
supposed to be Jasmine?
Is this
Yeah,
Jasmine?
that one was Jasna. You'll know Navani when you see her. She's in there too.
These
Just
are
grumpy Kaladin behind them is my favorite thing.
like so annoyed. Rock.
Rock. Good old Rock.
Boots, another boots thing, I'm pretty sure.
Boots, yeah. Listen, you can't get enough of the boots scene.
Nope.
With the
There are
fur.
certain scenes that people are just going to keep making art of. Yeah, this is the Lift Tarot card.
Yeah, the lift
I
hair.
like it.
Yeah.
He's being cute. Although his hair is not right.
It's not right in that picture. It's too blonde. It doesn't have enough black in it.
It doesn't have like any black in it.
I know.
Dog needs
Look
help.
look at how grumpy he is.
He's so fucking cute.
Sorry, I
Aw.
love Wendell a lot.
All right,
And I love
guys,
how people
I
draw him.
am out.
Okay.
Okay, alrighty.
Hey.
Thank you for coming and having a good chat with us, Jesse.
Yes.
Well,
I'm very
soon.
excited for the next one. 'Cause
Yes. Keep me up. You can message me personally. Your
I
evolving thoughts
My
or
evolving
descension.
journey
Yes.
before destination.
Your ascension or your descension, depending on which mood you take. Have a good night.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye. And then there were 4.
Do you know how I imagined Windle's face?
Hmm.
You know that bit in Labyrinth where
Is
she falls
Giovanni.
down the tube and there's the hands that make the mouths and stuff?
Wait, what?
So.
Two
Did
hands?
you
What?
ever watch Labyrinth with David Bowie?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where all the hands in the pipe
Yes.
make the faces. That's how I imagined Windle looking.
Okay.
I imagined him looking more like those 3 people in Maleficent.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I haven't either, but it just sounds funny.
But if you want to post a picture, if you both do actually, for people that don't know.
Oh, that's
What
true. If
I'm
you like
talking
post it in
about
the
either.
Discord.
Yeah, you can post in the Discord so we know what you're picturing. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like my picturing of Wendell is so confused.
I know. It's one of those few things. Like most things in these books, I'm like dead set on what I see, how I picture it, regardless of how it's described. It's like I get my image and it sticks. And Wendell's one of those ones where I'm like, what the fuck is going on with your face, buddy?
Because he's also like crystals. Like
Because
there's
he's like
crystals
made of
in him.
vines and he has the crystals, but he's got a face, but he's vines. It's confusing. And people draw it very like weirdly. Like there's such inconsistency in the fan art that it hasn't like helped me solidify my own internal images.
Mhm.
I need like more like professional fan art. I need like Sanderson to commission a good Windle for us. More art, Casey.
Oh, right.
We're just sitting here staring at Navani. It's fine.
It's my life. I love doing this.
I know. I stare at Navani all day, every day.
Why does it keep... Oh, there we go.
This is
I love this
cute.
one.
This is from like the same tarot set, but it was just like a bonus card of them being cute, but it's like the same artist, same style.
Yeah,
It's super cute.
Oh, it's me. It's us. We're both
It's
here.
us. It's the cosplay.
Okay.
It's the cosplay.
I love this picture. I don't know why, but I really like it.
It's pretty good. It's very dramatic.
It's very dramatic. She looks real cute.
Yeah, I like it.
She's like,
Yeah, it's very posed. Just like it.
Yeah.
The Knight's Radiant cannot have returned. They have, and they're going to kill you. The
It's
drama.
drama of it all. I love him. I would die for him 1,000 times over. You'd be as dramatic as you want, baby.
Oh, this is just a very like anime style poster.
Anime style poster, which is kind of cool.
And it's just so good. It's so much fun.
I spent like 10 minutes staring at that thing trying to make sure I didn't have spoilers.
Me too. Oh my god.
I was like, Casey, what did you put in here? Because most of those things have like full series spoilers. Because there's like a lot of
Yeah.
art like that. But this one's
But
safe.
this one was posted right after someone read Words of Radiance, so I was like,
Yeah.
okay. I did stare at it for a while though.
It's safe. The duel!
Yeah.
Honor is dead, but I'll see what I can do.
A chasm fiend.
Chasm Fiend.
It kind of
Chasm
looks like I didn't notice before, but it kind of looks like it has a gun mechanism pointing out of its mouth. That's kind of weird. It's a weird detail.
Listen, didn't you know all Chasm Fiends have guns in their mouths, Casey? Your tiny, tiny Reshi Isles.
Tiny, tiny Reshi Island. It's
The
such a
art
cute
is so
drawing,
small,
though.
but it makes it almost cuter that the art is that tiny. Just a big island boy.
Big island boy. Oh, Dal and I are bonding.
Sometimes you yell at the sky and make it your bitch.
I really like this imagery of his face in the clouds. I don't know if I
Yeah.
agree with the glowing, but I like
yeah.
the way his face fits into the clouds here.
Isn't this that scene from The Lion King?
Thank you, Max, because I brought that up in Way of
Okay,
Kings. Like he
I
looks like freaking Mufasa.
I
in the
want you to
cloud.
know, when I was looking for more art to add to this last night after Casey got off, I literally saw something that was like a meme. I didn't add it because I was done at that point, but it was literally like this, but it wasn't the same art, but it was the same like scene, but it was like
Right.
Mufasa, and it was like taking out instead of like what Mufasa's line is, and it was like unite them. I was like, oh god, it was good. It was a good time. Veil.
The I Am a Stick fan art. She looks so like deranged in this
I
moment.
know. I mean, she kind of is.
She really is.
Bitch just got washed up on shore.
And Pattern's just looming.
I feel like the
Okay,
fandom kind of ruined the stick.
I
stuff
know
for
what
me.
you're saying. Justin's making fun of me in the chat right now for how long this live show is
Oh, okay.
in the group chat. I just saw the message
Listen.
pop up and him being like, Brie, every month. This live show's not going to go that long.
Yep.
Haley said it's been
So,
12 years since we started.
I love this scene
It's fine.
a
The
lot.
chasm.
These two being cute again. I feel like this is more the height I see. I don't know if it's right, but this is what I see for height wise.
Yeah. He's like at least a full head taller. I don't know. I think Kaladin's taller than a Dolan. Like, I see Kaladin is taller than a Dolan, though.
Me too.
So the height difference there, I think it's bigger.
Who's Windy?
Somebody's windy.
Oh, this is him like joining the duel.
Yes.
Hmm.
Playing one of the 10 fools.
Welcome to
Khaled
the
looks good
party.
there.
Yeah, I clicked off of it earlier.
Is that all of it?
That is all of the art.
Memes.
Memes. We're almost
Remedy.
done, guys. We did it.
Guys. Now we're just going to look at some memes and then we can like all die.
Shaylin, please, louder. The
Bree,
drama.
you're doing so well. You're still alive.
I'm so surprised I didn't puke, guys. Like, I have faith that I'm not going to puke tonight. But like, if I get off the stream and immediately puke, I'm going to be upset. I love this one a lot.
It's so good. Like Shaylin seeing the Dark Eyes Who Stole Her Boots and Callan seeing the Light Eyes Who Stole His Boots.
Like,
I've never taken the high road, but I tell others to, because then there's more room for me on the low road. Reading
I
is
like
struggling for me today. Oh yeah, everyone else being like dragon, elves, dwarves, traditional fantasy creatures. Ah yes, a crab.
True.
Listen, we love crabs.
Brandon loves his crabs.
Rotarian.
Is this
looking
a
at-
chicken?
It is. To Adolan for doing what needed to be done and killing Sedaeus.
Bird.
Oh my god, Shaylin, you can't just ask a stick to be fire. And then, oh my god, Shaylin, you can't just ask someone to give you their boots. Oh my god, Shaylin, you can't just ask someone how they poop. It's so good. Oh yeah, and then the classic meme with the work with the secret society. Just assassinate the person you're protecting. Like, not smart decisions. Will you be
Will
my
you be my
friend?
friend?
Fine, I'll be your friend. Just don't expect me to be helpful. True. I like Words of Radiance. My favorite part was when Shaylin sang a lullaby to her dad while slowly strangling him to death.
Me, that's me.
When Shaylin officially meets Kaladin, you were in the boots earlier. That's how I know you. I also just like the editing of that quote. Adolan ends up cornered, outnumbered in a duel. Renarin jumps in after her and promptly chokes. Kaladin, what idiots? Kaladin squints. Oh no, those are my idiots.
I love that one. It's like, ah, shit.
I see.
Oh god, Casey, what is this?
Sunglasses. Because I will protect those I hate as long as it is right, punk. I just liked this one. It was so stupid.
It's so small on the shared screen, Casey.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. This is why we have you to read them aloud to us.
Yes. What are you waiting for? I don't know. A spring to make me radiant, I guess. Me too, kid. That's what we're all waiting for. Shaylin, I have done nothing wrong ever in my life. Kaladin, you stole my fucking boots.
You stole my fucking boots.
Use your shard blade as a fork. I too like to live dangerously.
Yep.
And so he asks me, how did Nightblood get to Roshar? And I tell him, read and find out.
It's too real. It's too real.
It was too real. I had to add it. Plot twist. Plot twists everywhere. I think we've had this one before, but it always
I think it ends up, because every time we just search for Stormlight ones, that one's just there.
Always there. It always makes me laugh. Brace yourself. Stormlight 3 is coming. I figured
You
that
guys,
was a good one.
honey, you got a big storm coming is all I gotta say about Stormlight 3 for y'all.
Coming.
And for us.
Not sure if flying or falling, or the difference between the two at this point.
True.
But I realized that I was not an Edgedancer. Self-explanatory. Shaylin, I recognize my brother's shards. Amaran must have stolen it from him, then Kaladin's realization.
Oh shit, I killed that bitch. Whoops.
When you read The Way of Kings and Words of Radiance back to back, and then you pick up Edgedancer.
Just a wee book, so little.
Little boy.
You can edit that meme to like fit what I did.
Yes.
Yeah. Brandon Sanderson promising to make the next Stormlight shorter and then making each one longer. I thought I would put that in this one just to warn you.
Warn you. They get bigger as they go.
And that's the end.
Oh god, we came back. I wasn't ready for our faces. Oh.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you to our audience, consisting only of Eli and Josh, and also Spence and Max, who have been in the comments.
We got to do. We have 5
Giveaway.
people.
All right, I have to pick the giveaway winner, which is
Okay, but
my wheel.
Eli keeps forgetting to enter, and I feel like we can make a special allowance to just add him to the wheel.
Do we want to put Eli on the wheel?
Yes.
Okay, where'd my wheel go? I lost my wheel. Eli.
I think everyone will agree to that.
Oh my god, my volume is up. No, I think the fuck not.
Oh no. Turn it down.
It's not letting me add anything to the wheel. What is happening? Oh, because it was trying to spin while I was trying to add it. My bad. Okay. Spin. Spin for me, bitch. Spin for me. Spin, 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 spin. You can't see that. Here's a blinding light that will reveal who wins. And it is Josh again. Josh, you won again. You get a second. What did you win first time? Final Empire. So you won the first Mistborn.
Wow,
Now you won the first Mistborn. Now you get the second Stormlight. Listen. This is one of the ones I've sent out, so I remember.
There you go. I didn't mean to click on that one, but that's pretty good. I was gonna say you need to make this if it doesn't.
Oh wait, Didn't you send me this meme like a while back and I forgot about it, Josh? I feel like you DM'd this to me, didn't you? My bad. The brains, I'm telling you, the brain cell. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know who has it.
Not
It
us.
sure isn't me. It ain't me, guys. It just ain't me.
That's okay
It's
though
just
because
floating
you won.
around.
Yeah, it's just floating now. It's too late for Max to think, and we haven't slept, so it's gone now.
Yes, Josh sent this to me September 14th. like that, like actual screenshot of the meme from Tumblr. My
Okay, then.
bad. I'm sorry, Josh.
Okay.
I've disappointed you.
But I think that's everything for our live
Yes,
show.
I do think
Yes.
it is. I think
We're
we need to
still
send
alive
Max to
somehow.
bed.
Yeah, we need to go back
Max
to bed.
needs to go to fuck to sleep.
time
I
to
can
sleep.
tell.
So thank you
Um,
for watching. Next
yes, thank
month
you for
is
everyone watching.
well, this month
This-
is
This
Oathbringer.
month is Oathbringer. The live show for it will be in December, probably the
Oh my
first or
gosh.
second weekend. Because we're pushing them back. We'll figure that out soon. We'll let you know. Stay tuned.
We'll confirm
you know,
it and
you
everything.
know, it's only Josh and Eli here. You guys know. Get out of here.
You
Goodbye.
guys know, goodbye. I'll end the broadcast now.
Life before
Bye.
death radio.